7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 221. We are here to wrap up Anaheim 1, first round of the 2023 Supercross season, part of the Super Duper Motocross series here. So anyway, I'm your host, Travis. Thanks for tuning in. Got the usual suspects with me here for Supercross anyway. We have normal co-host Justin.
Hi. Guys. Hey, how's it going?
Like your shirt.
Thanks.
We have Supercross only Cole. Sick Urkel shirt. Douche.
Oh, you like this?
Yes.
I was thinking, where's Waldo?
Listen, man, I haven't gotten one yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to visit the merch link right after this. Right
Oh, is that what you're going to do?
I'm going to visit the merch link.
Oh, okay.
So, like me, what all of you people should do, hit the merch link below, get us some shirts.
Nice.
So,
nice.
I don't have one yet. That's what I'm going to do.
Let me just put that plug right in there.
Yeah,
all right.
There it is, plug.
All right. Anyway, all right, before we get into wrapping up the race, we're going to have Eric Grondahl on at some point tonight, hopefully, as long as his flight's on time, which it was last thing I checked. So he's supposed to land about 30 minutes. So he's supposed to text me as soon as he's ready. And then hopefully at some point we're going to have Kev on too. I asked him. He said, "What are you thinking?" I said, sometime between 3 to 6 West Coast time. And he did not respond. So we're going to call him.
You're
See
just
what's
gonna
up.
cold call him?
I'll call him 3 times during the show.
And I already know this. If it doesn't work, you can cold call Coach, and I bet he'd pick up.
I asked Coach the other day what show you want to be on. He goes, all of them.
I know. That's I'm telling you. He said the same thing to me. He's like, whatever one you want.
I was like, cool. So we've got Eric Grondahl and then Coach Rob on every other show. Got it.
Like I
cool.
said, you cold call him, and I bet he picks up.
Did you guys watch the new Hopper live show on Friday? The shit show?
Look, man.
No, let's... hold
on a second. Hold on a second. I love Johnny, dude, but I'm getting to the point that like some of his clickbait stuff, and I know that's how you get the views. Sometimes it's just it's too much for me, man.
Dude, him and Cooksey on that show the other day, I was laughing out loud listening
were
to
they
it.
Just going at it with this much outrageous bullshit?
He was calling Cooksey a liberal, and then
I mean, fair enough, Cooksey has told us he is kind of a liberal.
Yeah, and then Cooksey started saying something at one point, and Johnny starts talking, and Cooksey just mid-sentence doesn't even miss a beat. Shut up, Johnny. As he's talking, I'm just like, dude, this is the best thing ever.
So it's pretty good as far as
It's funny.
that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well,
so
back to the clickbait thing, and then that's the last thing we'll say on
let's
that
not
whole
talk too much shit, because I'm about to be on that, too.
I want to be on it.
I want to be well. I mean, don't.
No,
I mean,
I want to be on one of Chris's shows. I'll be in Vegas with Chris here in a couple weeks.
Ooh,
so
there you
we're
go.
gonna be talking
Live
to him.
recording.
Maybe, yeah. I was going to talk to him about it. But, yeah, Tom Vial holding a candle, the jet indoors. What, Johnny, where you at, man? Did
Johnny
you
said
see
that?
He was like, man, I'm
Well, I heard him
pumped
talking
KTM put Vial on the other coast because
I mean,
he was
he's
gonna
high
battle
on. He's
Jet
high.
Lawrence.
He's high on VL. I mean, I'm on VL too, but I ain't talking about him beating Jet.
I heard it.
Not Supercross.
Now, I heard that Vial might have crashed and hurt himself.
Maybe.
Okay, well, anyway,
That's
let's
a
keep this
rumor.
thing rolling.
So anyway, all right, before we jump into this race recap here, let's thank our sponsors here. So on board with us for the 2023 season. First up, it is Coach Rob's Complete Racing Solutions. Check them out at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Tell them Moto Aftermath Show sent you. Coach Rob can help you scientifically get in shape for riding a dirt bike. And it does help when you listen to it and follow it and don't eat Taco Bell every day like I do. Also on board with us, TLR Coatings. So if you're building bikes and you need some stuff custom, powder coated or Cerakoted, TLR Coatings is your place. Check them out, TLRcoatings.com. Also on board with us here, we've got Holster Co. bringing you the Reload Rant tonight. Does anybody have a rant?
I could think of one.
I have one.
You don't
that's
have one in
kind
the
of a rant.
chamber, bro?
I got kind of one. So anyway,
I don't really have a rant.
we've got Gutter Works on board with us. They are going to bring us our 250 race recap. We've got JT Cycle. They're going to bring us our 450 race recap. We've got Adept Creative Co. Sponsoring our graphic side of things. Isaac Nelson Designs doing all our logo work for us. And then we have Edgewood Farms as our new CBD sponsor. And me and Karen are trying to get everything lined up here. I do have the logo.
There you go.
I've got the website, link in the description down below. I don't have the discount code yet.
Well, hey, it's a work in progress.
Well, it's a work in progress.
But hey, that's any business.
She
And,
so she runs like 3 or 4 different businesses on top of 2 kids that race. So
I
she's
get
busy.
it. I understand.
Yeah, she's
So,
busy. So, but we're working it out. At least I got the name this time, unlike the last show. This happens sometimes, guys. Just it's fine. It's fine. So, and there's several riders that they are working with here. I know Jace Kessler is I don't know if he's officially with them yet or not.
18 vlogs are coming back.
18 vlogs are coming back. So, also in the link or in the description down below, there are links to all of these. There's some discounts for some of them. Also in the description, as Cole said, merch links. There's Amazon links. There's Patreon links, which we just recorded our first Patreon show. That will go up in the next week or 2 here. We have some exclusive merch that's going to be for Patreon. And I got to give a shout out. Not only is our West Coast contributor Isaac Nelson on there.
Isaac Nelson.
Isaac Gonzales. Jesus, I got too many Isaacs, dude. Literally, like, it seems like everybody I talk to right now is named Isaac.
Bones.
338.
Bones. Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to him. He got us videos. We got about 16 shorts from him yesterday.
Nice.
So, got those to upload this week. But also, Kurtis Hodges, longtime Patreon subscriber to us, actually upped his subscription.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
Thank you,
appreciate
Kurtis.
that.
So, shout out to him. Don't worry. We have a new shirt coming for you soon here, bud. I gotta get the samples printed and stuff. I've been busy. All that big shit there. I was telling him, that's a striker job that I got a call on 2:30 Thursday afternoon. At 9 o'clock Friday morning, I had a meeting, and I was told, yeah, so if you can, this has to be done and on the truck, headed down south, 1 o'clock on Monday.
What is it, for a trade show or something?
Yeah. So it's got a week to
Striker,
get
this
there.
guy's got more money than the governor.
I'll tell you what, it was pretty great being like, well, this checkbook's going to be open here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool, getting corporate around here.
Yeah, so needless to say, that's why like the last 2 days it's been pretty silent on this end with the motocross stuff, because I was pretty hard on like the race thing, and then that happened, and I was like, uh-oh. This is my life for the next 3 days.
Does Striker want to sponsor the show?
No.
That's
no.
never going to happen.
Do they want to sponsor motocross?
No.
I mean, they do have medical equipment, and there's some medical equipment involved for Fortner.
I can't talk about what those things are for that we're doing, because it doesn't premiere. I'm not even supposed to know about it yet. But, yeah, it's something that could help some people in the moto industry at times. So, anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. And thank you all for tuning in here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching the
What?
So humble.
the Supercross
Me?
preview
Or him?
show.
Lots of gratitude over here.
Oh, dude, trying to be thankful, man.
I don't know if you've been keeping track. I've been adding up our numbers here
I've looked at them a little bit.
on for all the stuff that we've cut around the preview show.
Yeah, I know. I was like hustling hard, like making some shorts with
Now,
the,
did you
with
add
the
up to-
text and all that kind of
Did
Yeah.
you add up the Instagram stuff? Because I asked him, and that one thing he did.
I didn't add the
that
Instagram.
Stuff wasn't doing.
Although
as
the
well
AC
for
one,
some
though, was
reason,
like
so-
1.1 within like a few
So,
hours.
so here's the funny thing.
Well,
Sorry, we're about to nerd out a little bit
Yeah,
here
yeah,
on
go ahead.
analytics stuff. So on Instagram, if we post something like the first 24 hours, it doesn't always get a lot. But then if you scroll back through the Instagram feed, everything goes into the thousands of views for us. Even
Eventually.
some of those shorts that you cut that at first, it's like the first couple days, it's like, dude, we only got like 500 views or something on it. Now you scroll back, it's like 1,500, 2,000 something. It's crazy how like those get raised up over time. Like YouTube doesn't do that, which is weird.
Well, the one I did notice that did well initially is I did a collab with like myself. So like
Okay.
well, because you know how you can do like a collaborator, or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
And I did it with myself
Yeah.
because I have a decent amount of followers from some of the stuff I've posted. So
Yeah.
I figured maybe I could get some of those people to cross over into our shit, the
Yeah.
show shit. And I think it worked a little bit. Like that Ben Nichols guy. I don't know if he's listening to this episode, but I think maybe that's how he got a hold of the show.
Yeah.
Listened to it. Was kind enough to reach out and say, "Hey, you guys did a great job," and
Yep.
enjoyed it. So,
Yep.
just little stuff like that. That that's one person that reached out. How many other people made
Yeah.
their way in there and watched it? So,
Side note, when we were talking about the Fortner thing, when you showed us that the text that said JH. Is that Justin from Sleeping with Sirens?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Like, I didn't think about that, and then I put it started thinking, I was like, well, I know his name's Justin, and I don't know his last name. I was like, oh, it's got to be him because him and Fortner talk. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, Justin's a good dude too. We've been kind of going back and forth, and I think we could. I think it'd be cool to have Justin on the show even too. Kind of talk about. I mean, he's been able to get a hold of some moto guys just because they listen to kind of his.
Well, he's got a lot of. He's got quite a bit of
so.
connections between Fortner, Kenny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, people he at least knows. I wouldn't call them connections, I guess, but people that he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moto industry enjoys that kind of music too, and he rides himself. So, yeah, pretty cool. Dude he was telling me about. I know we're going on a tangent again, but telling me about the concert that Fortner and Gas Productions came to. They did the vlog and everything.
Yep.
Fortner rolled up in an R8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
He's also into cars. Cars and trucks.
Yeah, Fortner is because he was running the butt patches and stuff there for a while.
It's
So
amazing how you can afford that.
I think
not
he also
race
is
for like 3 years.
I think, well, that just tells you how lucrative his contract. I think I also remember a video where he was at a Porsche dealership looking at a GT3. I don't know if he bought. I don't know if he bought it, but he was. If I remember, it was back in the summertime. I'm pretty sure he was at a Porsche dealership looking at a brand new GT3.
yeah, and we'll get into. I got this to mention later once we get into the show and everything. But Fortner, and jumping in early on Fortner, but I feel like he's matured a little bit, and he seems like
I like his vlogs.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that I would actually like to have a conversation with. Maybe 3-4 years ago, punk kid, like kind of had the world by the balls and didn't realize it. And then some of this other shit that's been going on has been humbling him. And again, last year, just wanted to get through season. He got taken out. That wasn't his fault. And then obviously, A1 this year, what happened. So I feel for the dude, man. We'll
The one thing I'll say before we jump into the 450, just to end on that note, is a lot of these people, especially like I guess you would say fair weather fans or casual fans, like they see guys like Kenny and Eli, and if you want to talk about GP guys, Hurlings, Geyser, back to the they put kind of like with athletes, we have this tendency to put them on like pedestals, and you just look at them as an athlete, and they kind of forget that these people are just normal humans behind the scenes, and when you get to know them, their life isn't all just moto.
This is why I'm trying to get Jet and Hunter on to talk cars, because I know Jet's got an R8.
But people just that's what I mean though. People just look at the top athletes and they think like Eli, like he's a machine, and we've seen since he went to Star, like he's lightened up, he's at the end of his career. But if you're somebody that doesn't like a certain person, and then that's why I think is kind of cool about these vlogs, you get an inside look at their life. That's why I say I've got more respect for Fortner now, because it's kind of show how much he is into old, like punk music. I'm a big fan of punk music. How much he loves the old school.
You're punk.
I mean, whatever. Dude.
Yeah, but you feel more of a connection on that guy, like James Stewart with his podcast. Like I feel more connected to that guy.
Or people with Ando, with all the stuff that he's into with the Team Fried. I guess I will say, if anybody's not into a racer and you just don't like him for what he does on the track, if you can anyway see into his life, if he has a vlog, it's like McAdoo. I don't really watch any of his stuff.
Dude, get on fucking YouTube. You can find all you want about these guys.
You just get a better insight to these guys, and then you start to realize like these guys are human, and they have a different side to them that maybe if you have a preconceived notion about them, that they're not just some stuck-up jackass. Like they have layers to them, and I don't know, just in a day and age where people hate on everyone, if you get a better idea of who these people are off the bike, maybe more people would start to be fans of other guys. How
about Nico Izzy off the bike?
Okay. Well, I have a little more insight on that one, so nope.
So we're going to move on to our first section here, which is going to be the shit on Justin segment.
Oh. I love segments. Do we have the TLR tinfoil hat segment?
Why did you just...
Yeah, first off,
that was like the clapping monkey with the thing.
Oh, I love segments.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
I love segments.
That was like the clapping monkey with the...
I just got excited.
Yeah,
I got a red rocket.
We can do a TLR Coatings tinfoil hat segment.
Oh, Justin and I are loaded with the TLR tinfoil hat. So we each get one tonight.
I got something for that. Okay. So let's start with our first segment, which is going to be the shit on Justin segment. So first off, I got two things for you here.
Oh boy.
Number one, on the preview show, I asked you if Justin Cooper was Savachi 2.0. And you said, no way. Savachi's got way more wins or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I went through the vault and added them up. Here we go.
Which, by the way, he already put these statistics in our group chat.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so J. Coop, 8 wins, 39 podiums, 1 title. I don't know how many years in the class do we when he's
been in since 2017, no, 2018.
2018?
2017 or 2018.
So 4 or 5 years maybe. Okay. Savachi, 12 wins. And again, I counted. This was just Supercross stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I was
wondering. I was
didn't,
like, yeah,
didn't count
yeah.
outdoors. Didn't count anything 450 wise.
Yep.
This was just 250 career. Right. 12 wins, 21 podiums, 0 titles. Same guy. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, hopefully for Justin Cooper, he doesn't.
And Justin Cooper, because this was a sticky point for us, has significantly more podiums than Savatgy does wins over Cooper.
Yeah.
Correct. He's probably got more money in the bank.
So
I'd also say the one thing that Cooper also has going for him, and it's not an excuse, it's you know what happens, is he's definitely been healthier than Joey was at the beginning of his 250 career.
okay, all right.
But I mean, it's no
That's
excuse.
a fair point.
It's no excuse. It's no excuse. You're
the
right.
the big point for
Yeah,
me
you're
was
right.
when I said it,
Yep.
you were shitting on me about no way he does
You're right.
not have more podiums than Savatgy. So I had to go look it up.
No, you're
and
right.
I did.
Listen, You're right.
Listen, though, I do want to point something out about Coop. What is the shit non part? What are you trying to shit on? That Cooper's better than Savatgy?
No. Justin was like making some point about how J. Coop, like, were you saying he didn't have more podiums? I don't remember exactly.
No, it wasn't that. I just think I didn't agree totally with J. Coop and Savatgy comparing the two.
Yeah.
Because, like, J. Coop does have the title, which Joey doesn't, but I also feel, no disrespect, that Joey had to race a deeper class than J. Coop. But it's also not taking anything away. J. Coop has the title. Joey doesn't have one.
Well,
so that's fair.
I do believe you made a point, though. I would have to go back and
You might be
listen,
right,
and
yeah.
I've listened
You
to
might be
about
right.
the podium thing, because that was what
Yeah,
triggered
you might
me
be
to
right. Yep.
really want to look it up.
Yep.
And I
do wonder, though,
I was
if
honestly
you-
really surprised, too, that he had that many
I do wonder,
more.
though, if you add in, even though we know J. Coop's been solid outdoors, if you add in all of Joey's podiums outdoors, where it would be then,
Yeah, I don't know.
I got two things that separate him from Joey.
Oh, boy.
other than the title.
MXDN, 2 of them,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
and
no, yeah.
showed up at one.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I mean, dude, he was game at the one in Assen. He won the qualifier. And then obviously we know what happened the day after.
Okay. Second part. of
This
the
one,
shit on
this one,
Justin.
I have no idea about. You didn't tell me about this one.
Ooh,
I tried to come up with a good one-liner for the like name of this segment here. It's basically comment of the week here.
Justin's comment of the week.
No, a comment towards Justin.
Oh, I think I know which one. you're
we
talking
get some comments on the videos about Justin.
Oh man, some of these are great. Some of these people. There are people. Now let's just
People
let's
just
just
don't
start
like-
this as a small holster co rant. There are people still commenting on the short I made when I did the video
Eli?
with Cooksey. No,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Cooksey about where Kenny was going to ride.
Mm-hmm.
Literally being like, "You're fucking stupid. He went to Suzuki." No shit, Sherlock. 3 weeks before he signed with Suzuki, I did a fucking podcast and cut a short out of it.
Yeah.
Then he went to Suzuki. Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks
people
for
are
the
dumb,
update.
dude. I've been on Twitter.
Oh,
going
man. I
wild.
comment right back at him, and I'm like, yeah, this was recorded 3 weeks before he signed Dumb Dick. Like, stupidest shit ever.
But honestly, I think I know which one he's talking about. Dude, people just do. They don't like me. They
this
don't
is-
like me, man. And it doesn't bother me at all.
This made me laugh out loud.
I think I know which
Somebody's
one
gotta
you're
be
talking
the
about.
And you know I love you, but this made me laugh out loud.
And I think I know what it is, but it's also funny that, like, I feel like when people watch some of these, they don't watch all the way through, because with the one I'm thinking of, I gave Eli his credit at the beginning of the like talking about how his season and everything he's done, he's going to be a title contender. But have you noticed that sometimes when they go, and it's not always me, like if they go at you, they only like to single out things that benefit their argument. They don't listen to the whole
This
thing.
is why you need an account, because then you can comment back like
Yeah,
I do.
wish you would go back and just talk shit to these
Although
people.
I comment back as the show, but it's
No, because I
fine.
think that if I did that, I think it would make us lose followers.
no,
because some people love that shit.
And dude, it would be great, because if you're on there arguing with them and it's like brrrr with the comments,
Oh, yeah, it helps the algorithm. Yeah.
dude, fucking just fire us
But
right.
I already know
Comment
it.
below if we need to get Justin some social media platform.
See, I'm a little bit too passive with it, because I will just be like, they'll say something real derogatory towards me, and I'll be like, "Thanks for watching. Please
Oh, I
subscribe."
noticed.
Like,
yeah.
But I already
like
know
I
where
just
you're
kind of
going,
ended.
yeah.
Okay, so
So here
this
you go.
comment from Adam Sabin, I don't know, Adam something. Doughboy over there thinks the fittest athlete in the sport is gonna conk out after 5 rounds. Tomac doesn't race 30C. Comment of the week.
Thanks.
Which once again is funny, because I don't think I ever said he was gonna conk out. I just said I think he was gonna drop off.
Dude, you thought he was gonna conk out? He's the fittest athlete in the fucking
Yeah, he's the
pits.
fittest athlete. I mean,
Yeah, I got a theory on that too.
Oh boy. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if you guys want to be featured on the show, make sure on the YouTube comments to hit
go at Justin, dude.
Justin, because you will get
It's
fucking.
fine,
You can
man.
go at any of us, honestly. You'll make it. But
Okay. You guys
segue right into the.
You guys want to do a review here, or you want to do the TLR Coatings tinfoil hats?
No, we gotta wait. We gotta wait till the end.
Let's get through a couple of the other things.
Okay.
Let's get into TLR tinfoil before we go into 250s, and then let's do. I got a little segment at the end too: shit kits and lit kits.
We can also talk about the announcement of the two other super.
Dude, I got a whole list of shit to talk about outside of this. All right, so let's get started here. So 450 class recap here is going to be brought to you by our friends at JT Cycle, Battle Creek, Michigan dealership there. Make sure to check them out for all of your Husky, Suzuki, Kawasaki, and gas needs. They also have lawn equipment from Echo Gravely. Shit. I'm blanking
all kinds
here.
of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a whole bunch of stuff.
Echo,
so if you're in
Aaron.
the Kalamazoo, Battle Creek-ish area in Michigan, make sure to check them out. JT Cycle, link in the description down below. You can check them out on Instagram at JT Cycle BC. I don't have all the reads. I'm way underprepared for this. We've been going for the last 3 weeks since we recorded the other thing, cutting content for you guys all over the place. So anyway, all right. Well, Eli Tomac finally gets it done.
10 years.
10 tries, and he finally gets an A1 win.
Almost didn't, though.
Okay, you guys ready for this? Everybody in this class is fucked.
I was actually... So, okay.
Has there ever been a perfect season in Supercross?
No, Stu was the only
Okay,
one that
well, we
came
might
close.
see it right
All
here.
right, so-
You're higher than a kite.
Get the
All
fuck
right,
out
so,
of here.
So tell me if you guys agree with this, because we always... And I was thinking about this. We always talk about how A1, like, first race of the year, nobody really knows where their chassis set up. You don't know what the dirt's going to be like. We know that it rained. And we always say, well, you can't... It's an overused phrase, but you can't win the championship at A1, but you can lose it. But we also talk about, like, the years that Barsha won. We kind of knew that, Barsha won, okay, maybe he'll back it up, but we know at some point he's going to have a bonehead move. There are guys that if they win A1, we don't really play much into it. But I was thinking about this yesterday during practice, and there were 3 guys that came to mind that if they would have won A1, you could say it was a big deal. One was Chase Sexton. That means he followed up what he did in outdoors. He learned from his mistakes. He learned from battling the gnarliest battle we've seen since the Stu and Ricky days. Anderson, which would have reaffirmed everything we thought about him. And then there would have been Eli Tomac. Those were the 3 guys that if they would have came out and won A1 and go, okay, you can back that up that this is a big deal. Agree or not?
100%.
I agree with
Okay.
that. Yep.
Eli winning last night and in the fashion that he did, I'm not going to go so far as to say perfect season, but I will say these boys are in trouble right
He
now.
fucking crashed and still won.
I know.
He fucking crashed.
Which
and
is not a surprise
still won.
because he's done that before, so it's not like, holy shit. But him winning last night on that bike, any thought that bike was going to be an issue, and it's kind of like he said it, as soft as it was, well, now I know the bike will fucking work on the East Coast.
Yeah, he answered all those questions.
Like, trust me.
And that bike is a fucking rocket ship.
I am with you that I don't read into...
Like Kenny winning
mostly,
last year.
yeah, I don't read into mostly anybody else's result from last night very heavy
There
for
are a
how the
few-
year is going to go.
There are a few that I do, but
There's a couple things, and we'll get to them here as we go through it. But Tomac winning and crashing and still fucking winning. And have you seen the pictures that Cudby?
Cudby,
it
Simon
looked like
Cudby.
he was doing some Tony Hawk pro skater shit.
Dude, he was trying to fucking hand plant on top of the tunnel. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. Like, you can literally see, like, what are you going to do, Eli? You going to push yourself back up off the
I
lip?
hate,
and
I
just
hate
like,
when they do those tunnel jumps, though, literally right out of corners, because you're still leaning in going up the
yeah,
face.
which is what happened. And
I mean, how many dudes by the end of the night had to roll that thing? 'Cause they
Yeah.
were still leaning in, and they were going to do
and
the exact same thing.
Davey has a video of Eli showing the team, like, what he hit in the lip there to make him crash after the race. So, dude, I know we
That bike turns
I
on a
know
dime.
I was gonna say I know we all get carried away, but like, man, dude,
Hey, like
that
I
was
That's a statement.
impressive.
That's a statement.
for a guy that doesn't start series strong.
Yeah, like I said in the preview show, if anybody can figure that bike out, it's Star Yamaha. And it clearly looks like they did. And his teammate was right up there, too.
Oh, we'll talk
Dylan
about
was.
him.
Dylan
That
was.
that bike. I don't think they're going to have an issue with that bike. I think
I
they're going
don't
to pick
think
up
so
right where they
either.
left off. And it's a scary thought, and we talked about this. His starts were as good as best they've ever been in his
Dude,
entire career.
all day.
Starts. He got both practice starts. Once again, practice starts, but we know that they put a little bit into that. Both practice starts, heat race start, main start.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're going to tell me that Eli's going to yank holies all night long, it's going to be a long fucking year for these boys.
So here's my only thing I will say about this. The only thing I will say, I guess, somewhat negative about Eli's win. Do you guys think that the rest of the field changed up their training program a little bit? Because They are coming into Supercross. Now they have motocross to worry about, and now super motocross. I personally believe a lot of those guys got tired toward the end of the main event, and that their fitness is not where it needs to be. Whereas Eli, he knows he's doing just Supercross. He's ready to rock and roll right fucking now.
There were 3 dudes, in my opinion, last night that dropped anchor. Or either dropped anchor or pumped up, and we'll get to it. But I don't know if I would contribute that to the fact of the whole, we're doing outdoors and Supercross, but you could definitely tell there were dudes that didn't put in as much work as you would have thought they would have.
Yep, and we'll get to some of those because I have some disappointments. But moving on next, and this is
You already know this one.
Holy shit! No, fuck, I did not see that shit coming.
well,
Is he back?
they fixed the bike since Paris.
Yeah, well, because he told the
Cooper Webb
hey,
gets second,
telling them, hey guys, my bike sucked.
and he
Listen,
Came
he answered
through.
a lot of questions too.
That's
He
another
did.
guy that if you would have told me he would do anything, but if you would have told me he was going to do that, because this wasn't like last year when he got a second place.
no, and I'm not reading into this one the same way I'm reading into the Tomac finish. It looked good, and the bike looks better, so that's a big thing.
All those, the KTMs and the Huskies looked good all day, in my opinion. All of them. Even Barcia's gas.
dude.
We'll talk about him.
Yeah.
The way he did what he did, because last year we know he got a little bit of help with what happened with Marvin Mookie.
Yep.
We knew he had a little bit of help with Sexton going down last year when he got a second. This second place he got no help. Mm-hmm. Like him and Dylan, I didn't realize this because I went back and rewatched the race.
They were
before
like
I came
8th and
here.
9th and followed each other.
Dylan was 14th. Coop was 2 spots ahead of him.
Yeah. Yeah, they came through.
With 2 minutes to go, they were 7 seconds back of Sexton. With 2 minutes and a lap to go. And Webb said it. He's like, hey, man, like when Eli got up, I was right behind him. I'd have had nothing for him. So I'm not saying I would have won that had I got to start. But, dude, that was some...
No, did you notice what he said in the press conference about it?
No, I didn't.
That
No,
he tried to fluster Eli and it didn't work.
Yeah,
I've seen
which
that.
I don't know.
He did poke his front end in there.
He
Which I
did,
don't know why
yeah.
he would think that would work. Like, I don't...
Because
But
he's
that's
Webb,
him.
and that's what he tries to do.
Yeah, but he should know that's not going to work on
Which is
Eli.
an interesting thing to think about because, okay, you look at it like how Webb has Kenny's number per se, late in the race. It's like, okay, so he tries this, it doesn't work. So now he has to go back to the drawing board, but does he have something else other than trying to fluster these guys? Because speed for speed, obviously, I think
I mean,
all
he
three.
did it to Kenny. He stuck his nose in on Kenny on the inside.
So I went back
but
and looked.
I'm just saying, like, he now knows that trying to fluster Eli isn't going to work.
So I went back and looked into lap time. So Eli had the fastest lap time of the night. Malcolm was second, I'm pretty sure. Or no, was it Kenny?
Hold on.
So like Dylan was
Kenny was second.
Kenny,
yep.
and then Dylan was third, right? But Coop had like the 5th fastest lap time or something.
Yeah, it's like.
But that's the thing though. It was like him, Kenny, Malcolm.
Actually, AP
was in there.
No,
Hey,
so,
look at. Can you see segment times on there?
No, I only
AC
have best
had
lap.
the fastest segment time by a half second for segment.
So it's
out of everyone.
It's Eli, Ken.
Should be Dylan.
AP.
Then Dylan.
Then Dylan. Then Chase. No, then Webb. Then Chase.
So, but that's the thing though. Webb kind of did what Webb did when he won both of his titles. Like he was okay in practice, like 6th or 7th. Just an average heat race.
Yeah, when I was watching that, I was like,
And then when you get towards the end of the main, he's just fucking there.
Yep.
Now, I do, and I said this in the previous show, I don't think his speed is good enough to beat some of these guys outright, especially when Eli rides like that.
never has been.
But, dude, if Webb, and it's going to take a few rounds, but if Webb is indeed back to what we thought Webb was in 2021 and 2019, or even 2020 until he got hurt, he's just going to be there. He's just going to be there at these end of these races, and he's going to make these guys be perfect.
Yep.
Because he's not going to make mistakes at the end of the main.
Yeah.
Yeah, he answered a lot of questions about the bike. Everybody was kind of shitting on it, and KTM, they put their head down, and they did their fucking job, because it looks like those bikes are fixed. Even RJ in the 250 class. But,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bikes look solid in the whoops. I know that they weren't deep and they weren't tall, but he still got through the whoops fine.
Yeah, and Webb, like we both just mentioned, that wasn't a second place like last year.
No.
He methodically worked his way
Yep.
through like he does. And, no, I think he's back. I don't think that was a fluke.
Did you also notice how, though, And it was also line selection because some of those ruts on the inside they were getting so deep.
Oh yeah, this was my point that I was.
But he was using a lot more. I mean, he passed Chase on the outside. He was using a lot more out, which we know the Coop he can turn down harder than anybody.
Well, speaking of turning down, I wanted to make that point as well. Like the bike being fixed is Coop being able to turn down in those corners. He wasn't able to do that last year. He would try to do that. The back end would squirt out, or the front end would push, or whatever. But he was doing it last night, and it looked like the Coop of old, even though it's a new chassis, blah blah blah. But no, I liked what I saw.
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna have any issues with that bike.
I don't think so either.
I think that bike it's whatever they did fixed it, and it's not last year's bike.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, KTM. Doubt you're ever going to listen to this, or anybody from KTM's ever going to listen to this.
Everybody listens to this.
You're right.
We actually
everybody out there that listens to this shit, KTM, good fucking job.
The whole Austrian brand. Because even Barsha's bike looked fine. I mean, for Barsha, like, it looked good. The Huskies look good. All the KTMs look good. The Austrian brand, like, whatever they did in the offseason, they fixed their shit.
Yep.
So, I mean, good to them because they had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, give them a happy clap. Happy clap.
Wait, hold on.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Next up, we got Chase Sexton gets third.
I think he got tired.
Did Chase Sexton pull a Chase Sexton? Dude, he fucked up that rhythm section 4 times last night.
I know. And the one time we do know that, like I said, he said that it pulled his shifter into third, and he didn't realize it was third, so he had no lift off the first one, and then it just
how do you not realize your bike's in third?
I have
you
no
got earplugs
idea.
In probably.
A lot of
Probably.
them do wear earplugs these days.
Yeah,
Because he said
I'm deaf.
he said when he came off that quad before, because it was that long rhythm section, right? That was like 3-3-3-3-3 or something. He said when he came off that when he landed in the rut, it must have bumped it into third because he hit that first lip and he had no lift off of it because the bike was just lugging.
Okay, well that's once, but you can't explain the other 4 times.
The other ones, it's like, what did you do? So I don't know, man. I mean, he didn't lose the title. He looked good. I mean, I really thought he was going to win that race at a lot of points last night. So
I mean, if Eli wouldn't have closed the gap on him, I think that I thought he was going to win. And then when Eli, I just didn't think that Coop and Dylan would catch him the way that they did.
Either.
Oh, I was watching it 7 minutes ago. I'm like, I was sitting next to my buddies watching the race. I'm like, there's Dylan. He's in the shot. And then the next lap, oh, damn, here's Webb. They're both fucking freight training.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, he didn't lose the title last night, but he pulled a Sexton. I
think he tightened up and got tired, man.
That's what he said. Is when he made the first mistake, it did that too.
When you have a rhythm section that's right out of a ruddy right or left-handed 180, and then a 3 quad, whatever you want to call it, into the corner, but then a 3-3-3-3 section to do that every lap and your mind not to wander. That's a lot of. It's not maybe not be physically, but mentally, that's a lot for 20 minutes.
Because just so everybody knows, because I have this information now, those jumps are 20 to 25 feet apart, which means you're going 60 to 75 feet, however many times in a row there. And I don't know about you guys, I don't jump that far that many times in a row. I do it once.
That's the thing. People just want to talk about the physical aspect of it, but just mentally, when you got to do that for 20 plus 1, your mind can't wander at all. Because if you 1 second, your just reaction is off a little bit.
Yep.
You've either hit the deck or you've blown the whole section. So, I mean, dude, the track was tough last night. I mean, that was talked about a lot, but
the track looked fucked.
I mean, it could have been a lot, but yeah, I don't. Like I said, I agree. He didn't lose the championship last night, but Sexton. Old Sexton showed himself a few different times.
It was like a smoking
He's going to take
gun.
that personally.
He should take it personally.
He should.
He really fucking should. There's no reason he should have got third.
One thing that was kind of cool, and I'll probably mention it again in my shit kits and lit kits.
Oh boy,
segment.
here we go.
I thought the gear looked good. The red Jordan gear was pretty sick.
There was a couple other people rocking that gear.
Yeah, there was.
But none of them did what Sexton did. You notice in the main event, he had the away jersey on.
Oh,
he was rocking red all night.
He
and
also
then the main
doesn't-
dropped and it was white.
He also doesn't have blonde tips like a SoCal turd.
Anyway.
He's got the black hair going again.
Moving on
He
from
didn't
Chase
sell out
here.
to the Moto
Oh boy,
Illuminati.
here we go.
The Moto Illuminati.
Yeah, tinfoil.
Tinfoil. All right, moving on. So Dylan gets fourth from
He
a
would've
shit
had- if
start
he'd-
again.
if
Here
he'd
we
had
go.
a- if he'd
Right,
had
here
a-
we go.
right
Back to our videos.
Quiet.
If he'd have had another lap though, he'd have got Sexton.
Oh boy.
The boys fired up.
you don't
That's why I said
agree?
quiet.
There we go.
You don't agree?
Maybe. This just caters back, right, to
I
what we
think he
talk
got-
about with him
yeah,
all the time.
whatever,
I
he
mean,
got
yes,
second.
probably he would have, but it just caters back to what we talk about all the time. He can't get off the fucking gate for some reason.
His heat race says otherwise. He got second off the line, dude.
I'm
He
gonna
was
call
second.
him Dylan LaRocco.
Okay.
Dylan, that was good.
That was a good ride, but
No, it was good. It was good.
Look, man, all I got to say is if you're going to give other people credit, you got to give Dylan credit for that one because same thing. Him and Coop battle all the way through. And I didn't even realize that when Coop passed him at some point, I don't know if it was like 10 minutes in, I didn't realize because we didn't see it. He passed Coop back and was actually starting to gap him when they were working their way through. Yeah, dude, that just looked different. His start was terrible in the main. Start was good in the heat race. That looked like a more in-control Dylan than I think I've ever seen before.
Well, however, I would like to point out that Dylan has had this same type of ride within the first 2 rounds ever since he turned
Not last
into
year,
the
though.
450 class.
he
Not
said
last
this
year,
is
though.
his best season opening round ever.
Well, yeah, look what he did last year. He was in like 7th, and then he went
Yeah.
down and got 16th.
Well, then
Yeah.
round 2, he got
14th.
3rd or whatever the fuck. And
So
then-
here's the thing. If he comes out and he gets 4th at round 1 and then he gets on the box and he can just keep building, this is the best he's going to have like points-wise since he's been in the class. So
Yeah, we'll see.
whatever. He needs to just finish the season like a lot of the other guys.
Yep.
I mean, dude, if he can keep this, look, he ain't getting a title. I'm not doing that. He's not getting a title.
That's amazing. That's
But-
a first. Let's mark that in the book.
If he comes out and he can back it up in Oakland, he's gonna be there at the end of the year.
Full blown mutter, by the way.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. But
right.
no, he rode great.
All right, moving on. Kickstart Kenny, 5th.
Faded like a cheap suit. Did Kenny
Was
things.
it bike stuff? Any
No,
chance it was bike
I
stuff?
don't think so.
I think so.
What do you think was wrong with it?
He said he rode that bike stuck with the same setup of when he started riding it. There's no development on that thing.
Yeah.
0.
That's because he hasn't had time.
All right,
he signed,
so-
he signed
That's my
too
thing.
late,
So
so
fifth on basically no development, no
Yeah,
nothing.
so
I
if
think
they-
that's pretty respectable.
See, this-
man.
if
See,
they
this is what's
spend
gonna
the
piss me
season
off.
developing it,
This is what's
though-
gonna piss me off about this whole Kenny thing all year long,
Oh,
though.
boy.
All right, here we
'Cause
go.
every
Hold on,
time
he's gonna
he's-
get fired up.
every
Holster
time he-
co, reload rant
Every
here.
time he struggles, he's gonna come back and say, "Well, the bike's not set up, this and that." Well, yeah, no shit.
But
Kenny.
you're only going to get away with that for the first 4 to 5 rounds.
Yeah,
and
but
then at
that's
that
the thing.
point, you're just
Everybody
going to have
lets
to
him-
say, sorry, the bike just sucks today.
But everybody lets him get away. I don't think the bike sucks. I don't agree with that. I think the bike looked fine. I think this is just how Kenny is. He probably is going to win a race or 2 this year because he's going to get a starting gap, and then he's just look. We talked about this in the preview show. We're not going to get all over the top. He killed it in Paris. He walked away. He didn't walk
Yeah.
away, but he beat Eli. He is going to be fast. His starts are going to be good. His whoop speed's going to be good. But Ken Roxon is not going to be the Ken Roxon of old ever again. He's going to be good. He's going to be up there. Now, he's not going to have last year's problems because we know there was more to that than everybody realized. But the days of Kenny winning a title or being there for the championship at the end of the year, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I think he's going to be good, and I still stand by. I think he's going to win a race this year, if
I
not
still
2.
think he's top 4 or 5 in points, which is really fucking respectable.
Oh,
we like to shit on that
I
all the
don't,
time. We like to shit on the fact that he's been second how many years in the points.
But do you guys think that he looked the same in the opening few laps like he did in years past?
No, he made a few
No, I
mistakes.
think he's still timid on that bike.
I was gonna say, I
however,
don't
he
think
was
he-
able to turn that thing down.
That he was.
He
but
made
I,
it-
but I don't think he had that initial first 2-3 lap sprint speed like we would see in the last several
Well,
years.
also, you got to
here.
think about it, though. Every time he gets away from these guys, he gets the start, though.
Yeah.
He's never really gotten a third-place start and been able to just... It's always when he has a completely clear track.
I guess, but he has gotten second and third place starts and then just made passes the first few corners.
Yeah, but I feel like
he
that's
didn't.
been
But he
years
didn't
ago.
do that. No. You go back to last year and watch that.
Not last year.
And the
he
year
was
before.
terrible.
Oh, yeah, last year
2020,
wasn't great.
2021, maybe.
21, 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
you go back to those. Like you watch him, he'll get a top 5 start, but in the first 3 corners he passes everybody.
I just don't know if
And he didn't do that last night, and it wasn't.
I don't think the track allowed that. Though.
I don't think so either. That track was very. Somebody had made this comment.
Slot car.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it was very reminiscent of the year he got hurt
Yeah.
because it was soft pockets in the
Sticky,
transitions.
yeah.
With
Here's the thing, though. Do
things,
we
yeah.
think even if he gets a start, though, these days, that he's going to be able to do that?
I think so.
Even if Eli's on him?
If he's got that sprint speed like he had on the Honda, maybe.
I don't. I think that it still needs time.
Yeah.
Larry Brooks even mentioned it. And another thing that I thought was cool, they had the team managers in the press conference.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yep,
I
yep.
enjoyed that.
Did you guys did you guys happen to see that he had the old school hot start? He's got an old school hot start from the carburetor days on there
No.
for the fuel injection.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a hot start?
It's basically your version of a hot start.
Well, hey,
Like that's confirmed. It's not a mapping.
No,
thing?
it's because it's cabled.
Well,
it's
hey.
a version of a hot start.
Listen, off topic here, but 3 Suzukis hit the ground last night. Well, 2 of them.
Yeah, and one of
Two
them didn't
them.
even make the.
They stayed running every time.
Yeah.
Poor Shane.
All right.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Poor Shane and Chiz.
Johnny sins.
Johnny.
Also, by the way, not that it's a big deal, but Entic retires. That's interesting.
I should have wore his
Yep.
jersey.
I mean,
We got a plate on the wall. Let's pour a little out for the homie.
yeah,
Pour a
okay.
twisted tea out for our boy. Hey, last thing about Kenny, though. Do you think we see KYB show up on that bike at all?
Yep.
No, probably at some point.
He made mention that he's on a completely different suspension.
I mean, dude, he's got free reign to do what he wants.
Well,
If-
after listening to kind of the Stu podcast thing with RCH going KYB,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even doubt like Larry Brooks. I think is the guy to do it. That bike might have KYB internals at some point.
I give it till 5 or 6 if they don't get it figured out with what's on there.
Yeah, because he did make mention.
Would not
like,
be surprised.
Yeah, because he was like, we don't have any factory parts on this bike. So-
The thing that scares me, though, since it's been such a long time since he's been on the Suzuki and going to a team that has resources but not as much as a factory team, it scares me a little bit, though, that if they start chasing their tail, if he's going to go completely one way, and then that's going to fuck him for a few rounds.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Kenny's pretty good at just going right back to the stock bike and piecing it together.
Yeah.
Chad Reed did it, and look how what turned out with him.
Yep. All right, let's move on here. Start moving through these. So Colt Nichols gets 6th. Colt Nichols openly admitted.
Hey, just didn't. We talked about this.
He openly admitted he was not the 6th fastest dude, but he just
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're the 6th fastest dude. If you're 6th, you're 6th.
yeah.
Be that
Like,
guy.
he's just fucking solid.
Be that
And
guy.
guess what?
He just didn't crash.
He's going to be.
just do all the laps.
And do think about that's his first race in a year.
Year.
You can date
Yeah.
back to this race last year.
And he crashed, and that was where the crash was.
And he talks
everything.
about also that wrist is never going to be 100% again.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's like, he has to do a lot of physio to even get that thing to not just lock up on him.
Yeah.
I seriously believe that's where he's going to be the entire year. Because think about it. He got 6 without the speed being there. Give him 7, 8 rounds when the speed starts coming back.
People
Yep.
get hurt.
Yeah. But I think even if people didn't get hurt, I think that Colt, dude, we talked about this. He's a 5 to 10 guy all year long.
Yep.
And I
He's the new Brayton.
want to see somebody
Yep.
argue with me on that because
New
dude,
Brayton.
he's-
Good looking dude on a Honda.
I could see him just riding like that for the next 20 years.
I mean, dude, honestly though, because his program and I think his style fits it because he's not a guy that gets outside of last year, he doesn't get sketch a lot.
Yeah.
But Colt Nichols is smart as well.
He is very smart. People don't
He's
give him
a-
credit for that.
One, like I mentioned before, good fucking dude. Mm-hmm. 2,
That was a title.
Good fucking
Good fucking dude.
He is a good fucking dude.
He is a good fucking dude.
Hey, no homo. He's a good looking dude too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go.
We're going to put that on a t-shirt. Colt Nichols. Good fucking dude.
Good looking fucking dude.
and a good looking dude.
And a
you go.
good looking dude.
I mean Honda. That's why I say Brayton. Those sexy son of a bitches. But anyway. Oh God, that
Hey, you
that
got
took-
flustered.
Wow, I'm thinking of the rainbow shoes I got at home.
You got way flustered on that one.
Wow.
Just thinking of Colton Nichols and joggers.
Are you going to...
No, I was thinking. You know what I thought
Gray
of?
joggers.
I thought of his cross earring and the checkerboard one in the other ear.
Oh God.
Because
Okay.
I was watching the press conference with my chick, and she's like, "Man, like kudos to him to like being himself." Because a lot of guys would go up there and not wear something like that
Yeah.
to get made fun of.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to tell her the story of Phil Nicoletti talking shit about him, and then was like, got to meet him, and was like, "You're a good fucking guy."
Look, those Oklahoma
Anyway,
boys.
a good fucking dude.
anyway, before I got flustered by his good looks,
Oh, my God.
I'm flustered again, dude.
Dude, those Oklahoma
He
boys don't give a
setting
fuck.
Listen, he's setting
Justin Bogle. Slide that one in there too.
whatever. Yeah, but he's setting himself up, I think, for a career after racing because he's went in, he's proved himself that he's a good test rider. Chase has mentioned it over and over again.
Yep.
Lars has mentioned it over and over again. Even if he doesn't have a spot at Honda, I think manufacturers are going to look at that, and he is going to be around.
Yep.
I also think
So-
that the few times he did the race day live last year, I think that if he wants to, and I know that this is like a thing we're doing with these, like, oh, if they get retired, they're going to go into the booth. I think Colt, he can,
You know who's doing that? Justin Brayton, and he's a good fucking dude.
he is a good fucking, he's a good
Good
looking
looking
son of a
Good
dude.
looking fucking dude.
Good looking fucking dude. No, but
On a
I'm,
Honda.
I am,
On a Honda.
I am super stoked for Colt, and I think this is where he's going to be the entire year. I
Cool.
don't think he's going to drop off because
No.
even if his speed's not there, he proved it last night. He's still just going to get 6 because
6 to 9 guy.
yeah, because what he was like hovering around speed wise 10 to 12 most of the day.
Yeah.
and he pulls off a 6th.
Yep.
He's just going to
and
be
I
there.
hope that's what Honda's expectation on him is, because I think that's way
if they're
bigger.
expecting any more than that, it's stupid.
Yeah, and I think expectations from manufacturers weigh on these guys way more than the common fan even imagines.
I hope if
So,
he gets a podium, his bonus is through the fucking roof.
Me too.
I really do.
All right, moving on here. 7th place, Jason Anderson. Did you see
listen, top 5? Did you see the crash in practice though?
Yeah,
He had a few of
dude.
them.
I laughed so hard at that because his caption on that, "Stay dangerous."
Yeah.
As he's hitting the soft spot and just cartwheeling over the front of the
Oh,
bike.
dude, he hit hard.
That
And to
was-
say he wasn't hurting the rest of the night from that, you're a
Yeah,
fool.
that
Did
was.
any-
I think that had a lot to do with it.
Did anybody think that he seemed like he was rushing things a lot last night?
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of who Anderson is, but like specifically last night, he looked like he was rushing things.
Crash in the main was really weird.
he
It's
was was rushing things, and there was a lot of that. There was a lot of weird like over jumping shit,
Which
and
quite a
things
few
like
guys were having that.
Yeah.
Yep. But he just, to me, he looked like he was rushing things a little bit too much, like even more than he normally would as far as being aggressive. And I don't know if it was a pressure thing, something he expected him, but his speed was still there. So
Yeah.
we know
he
that
was
that's
still
not the
top
issue.
5 before that
Yeah.
really weird crash in the main.
And even
Yeah,
Weech
that
talked
was-
about it. He's like, look, guys, like Anderson had a off night, but that was still, his speed was there. Because I fully believe had he not knifed the front, he was going around Kenny.
Yeah.
I don't know where he would have finished, but he was going around Kenny, and Kenny was 4th when that happened, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
yeah.
So he would at least been in the top 5. So
Where did he end up? 7th, right?
7th, yep.
Okay. I mean,
So-
that's still good point in the ball
I mean,
game.
he didn't blow it.
7th, and he was 30 seconds back.
Was it? Wow. I mean, the crash
Yeah,
where? Does anyone remember what he got last year? After
No,
Barsha
all I
took him
remember
out?
is-
Oh,
him
he
and
was like
Barsha.
4th. I mean, Barsha cleaned him to what he ended
Okay,
up.
so
About the same, probably.
yeah.
because I'm just trying to think back if that was anywhere near he was last
Oh,
year.
hold on. I guess we have the technology here to find out.
Because I'm
Wow,
just
we got
curious.
Starlink out here now.
I'm just curious where he was last year because I'm thinking if he
10th.
was, so he's better off
No.
than he was last year.
Wow.
So I mean, dude, if you're him, that's already. Do you guys agree? That's already a plus for him.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, you're 3 spots better than you were last year, and look where you were.
I mean, I would say that's a big plus, except for Eli won.
Well, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about this too. Is once you
That's
get
a problem.
That is a problem.
wait till you get to Arizona, some of this dry, hard dirt, Detroit, even here on the East Coast.
Oh,
That's
San
where
Diego.
Ando shines, man.
Because he's 3 spots better than last year. Tomek's 6 spots better than last year.
Yep. No, I agree. That is a
So
problem. I'm
that's
just
a
trying to think of
problem.
where he was as opposed to
Yeah.
now. So for him, if you got to take something away, well, I'm 3 spots better than last year.
Yep. All right, moving on. AP gets 8th. Anybody else think AP was going to do better than that? The way he was riding practice.
I think something happened in the main.
I think he went down. No, he did go down.
He did go down because
okay.
he
The
was
2-3
like
before
4th,
the-
5th, and then ended up like 8th or something.
The 2-3 or roll 3 into the before the finish, he went down.
Oh, okay.
I think he clipped the landing of the 3 and just bounced into the corner.
What did he end up? 8th.
8th. Yep.
Good thing I picked him because
No,
he's
so
going
did I.
double points All Star next week.
Okay, Daddy over here won. It's fine.
He won by 7 points, and I had one guy didn't
Hey,
make the main.
hey.
So he's over
We're
here
one
hyping.
round in.
Hey, just an FYI, my chick smoked. Well, not so much smoke. Beat you. Smoked the shit out of you.
Did you guys have 8 people
That's
in
fine.
main?
And
I had
doesn't
8
even,
in.
she doesn't even know what the fuck she's doing. I mean, she literally was like last second, like, what's that website again for picking this? Pulp
Hey,
MX
you
Fantasy.
better watch out for Dale Urban 69er.
Look, I had 7 dudes in, and
That's
my
I have a Send It account.
You have a Send It account. Hey, you have too much time on your hands, is what you have, sir.
No, I just have 2 accounts. One, you just pick all the ballsiest Send It, high risk, high reward picks.
Did
think
you
I
see
was
where
con-
you ended up overall in Industry Idiots from last night?
I don't even want to look.
I'm like 141st.
No, I'm probably whatever. There's 1,000 people in it, so
I know.
I think if you're in top 500, you're all right.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, but AP was like 10th in practice though, so it's not like you set the world on fire.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
he
I mean,
looked good though.
I was
Getting
gonna
those
say,
practice holies and
He was saucy,
Oh, he was spicy.
getting out front, so...
Once again, we
Spicy.
talk about what is our expectation for AP.
Yeah.
I was happy for him that he got in the top 10 because he got didn't he get 10th last year?
well,
No, he got 11th.
I tell you what, it keeps
No, he
raining out
didn't.
there.
No.
It keeps raining. He might fucking win
Maybe.
this weekend.
Maybe.
he got 9th last year.
Okay. So no, I mean he was as long as you're in the top 10.
So he's
for
one
AP.
spot better.
and maybe he'll get Roger to finally talk to him again.
Maybe.
Why they don't talk?
No, not really.
Roger hasn't talked to him since he signed him.
It's kind of same with Voland,
Why?
I bet he's talking to Volan, but we'll
Now.
get to that.
just because of I don't know. It's this,
When you don't do good, Roger doesn't talk to you. This is a very well-known fact.
Ian talks to you though.
Anyway, all right. Next
Fucking
up,
weird, dude.
It is weird.
Next
Roger's
up,
a weird
Cancel the Coster.
next,
Oh,
Here we go.
Old heads will punch you in the face
next up.
Hey, no, new merch coming. It's gonna say cancel the Coster.
with Roger and a cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not making that shirt. You're on your own. All
I'll
right.
get behind it.
AC 9th. So okay.
Hey, top 10's a win for AC.
What did in his Steve was interviewing him after the race? Quiet night, and AC goes, "We really like quiet nights."
So, because you're the big AC fan on this show, and you look at that, and he made it through. He didn't crash.
Didn't crash.
He tipped over in practice once or twice. Not a
happens.
big deal. Didn't crash.
So did
It happens.
everybody. Jet
So did everybody
crashed
else.
twice
Everybody
in
else
practice.
died except for RJ Hampshire, which was weird.
Which is fucking.
We'll get
wild.
into that because I'm happy for that dude.
Something's weird. What's going on?
Something's
What
happening
is
over there.
your and it's one round? What is your feeling after last night for AC? Because
I got to get a few more in here. to
That
see.
speed, like the speed was not there at all.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Like not even fucking
Speed
close.
was there.
No, no,
Really?
no.
Look at the segment times. He was
No,
half
I
a
talk
second
about as a-
faster in the main in segment 1.
I talk about it as a
Than
whole.
anyone.
Talk about it as a whole. Throughout the whole main, consistently, the speed wasn't there. There were flashes.
Listen, man, I am completely fine with it. The road that he's been on, a top 10 is a win.
Like
for
I,
AC.
like so I'm on the path with him of like just do all the laps. Let's just do all the laps. We get through this. If we did all the laps, we get to Salt Lake City and we did all the laps. We're in a really good spot because we did all the laps.
And this is the first time, and I think he's kind of hitting at it and won't just come straight out and say it, but this is the first time in his career that he has accepted that it's okay not to go out there and win
Yep.
and get thirds and like.
And you want to know what's helping him with that? The drugs. All the drugs helped him discover that.
What do you mean?
The ayahuasca.
Sure.
So what
Iowa.
I don't know a lot about
He
Oh,
went to
ayahuasca.
talk. He went to talk to like the interdimensional beings or the elves or whatever the fuck you want to call them, whatever you see.
It's like DMT, man. It's just
Yeah.
you have a
They told him
you have an
"You're
inner
okay."
you have an outer body experience, and you just have this new perspective.
He
on life.
hasn't openly talked about like what he actually saw, but like this is what you do. You go see them, and they tell you.
And to
your
be honest
path.
with you, I don't believe in any of that bullshit. But there
Have
are
you ever
people-
done it?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Have
I know
you
what it
done
does
it?
to your
Do you
brain.
want to do mushrooms?
I know mushrooms. That's totally.
Anyway.
shrooms are not even near ayahuasca.
Anyway,
I know, but
maybe that's
I don't
what
we
believe
got
he
to
in
start
that shit, though.
somewhere.
I don't believe
Okay.
in any of that shit.
Maybe that's what he needed because he needs to look at it from our perspective. Guys like us, we are fine with him just getting a
Maybe
top 10.
maybe what happened is he's watched his pro career through guys like ours eyes during this trip, and he figured out, holy crap, when I didn't win,
That'd be kind of
I
dope.
was still
actually.
pretty awesome.
I kind
Here's
of
the
want to
pro-
watch
here's
my
the-
life from somebody else's
Here's the
eyes.
problem,
See?
though. That's just a
Telling you,
mental
yeah.
thing.
Drugs.
You want to
It's-
go?
It's still.
I gotta do shrooms first.
It's
I
still
can't
not
do
a
it.
phys-
Hey, support the Patreon so we can go on an ayahuasca
Ayahuasca trip.
You boys would end up butt ass naked in the woods, thinking you're talking to wolves.
And what the fuck is wrong with that?
you guys can't.
It's
handle those
natural.
drugs. You guys can't handle.
Can't
those drugs.
handle it. No,
Ask
I don't
this
fuck with
motherfucker
drugs.
what happened the last time he
Listen.
got fucking high.
Listen,
I
I
ate
don't
food.
talk
Hey,
about drugs.
I ate food.
Hey.
I didn't think I was
Hey.
having an outer body
Hey.
experience.
Ask
I don't fuck with drugs though. Seriously, I really don't fuck
Ask
with
him.
them.
I don't either. But ask him about the last time he got high.
I ate food. He's talking about
That's
I ate
what
his
you do.
brownie. There's a big
Dude,
difference.
middle of the night. Shit you not. I'm fucking pumped up.
Oh, he's gonna-
I go to
here
the
we go.
gas
What's he
station.
pumped up on?
Hold on. I go to the gas station. I get like 67
Listen, hang
little
on, hang on.
Debbies.
How long ago was this?
Within
is
the
about
last
the
6
Red Bud-
months.
this was
Yeah,
the
Red
Red Bud
Bud.
National.
Yeah, Red Bud National.
Oh, it sounded like you guys were over here having a sleepover or something.
yeah,
No,
Red
bro.
Bud National.
Okay.
Anyway,
I didn't know if it was like
I go to the gas station on Friday night, right? And I get, or was it Friday, Saturday? I don't know. I think it was Friday. Anyway, I get like 67 little Debbies, and I eat like 65 of them, right? So I leave the other
That's
two.
an
I leave the other
exaggerated
two sitting on the table. One of them is a cosmic brownie. Okay, one of the big ones too,
Oh,
dude. The big
God.
daddies. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll just eat these tomorrow. Middle of the night, I'm sleeping and I hear a, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But I don't think anything of it. I go back to sleep. Right. Next day we get up, go to the race, whatever. Come home. I'm sitting there the next night and I'm like, oh, where'd that cosmic brownie go?
Brownie.
Can't fucking find it. I text this motherfucker. Hey, you see my cosmic brownie? I look in the garbage can. There's the wrapper. This motherfucker gets high when we get back and then proceeds to, in the middle of the night, wake up still high and eat my
I'm hungry.
fucking brownie, not even know he did it.
I was hungry, bro.
Literally,
that's just normal.
Literally did not even know he did it.
This is normal high
Eats
shit,
my
bro.
brownie, just throws the wrapper away, doesn't say shit to me.
Because honestly,
man, you know what
until
you guys are doing right now? You're giving our guy Adam some comment fucking fuel.
Because honestly,
don't
when
care.
because it was
Make
funny because when he
comments,
said
fine.
it, I didn't even realize that I did it, and then when he told me, oh yeah, I found, it, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I did eat that brownie.
Oh, he's gonna be dropping Doughboy again.
Oh
Adam
boy.
is.
So anyway,
Whatever
so
that
he
is.
ate my cosmic
So back to
brownie.
the real Adam though.
Back to the real Adam though. The ayahuasca did him good because apparently 9th is okay for him now, and
Listen,
that's great.
I think that's a great mindset.
We need
for
to do
him.
all the laps. That's all we need is to do all the laps.
But okay, so my question is, what happens after that though? Because that means that
Well,
shoulder
then
is still not better.
Then we can start building
It's
here,
not
bro.
the shoulder.
It's not the shoulder.
It's the nerve in his arm.
Okay, so the nerve in his arm isn't automatically going to get better. That's my question to you guys: is that because you're behind this? Is okay? He makes it through the laps, makes it through the season. We know it's a big deal for him. It's never happened.
I think you can still get 10th all season
But
with no arm.
But what happens though? Because that nerve is just not. It's not going to get better though. Okay, so then what?
Do we know that the nerve's not good? Did
Nerves-
he say that?
I don't know if
Because
nerves.
says
we've
he's
heard
taking
it.
the steps to make it better.
I don't
know.
think your nerves, once it's bad, is. I don't really know outside of like stem cells and shit like that they can really do for it. It's kind of the same thing with
I don't
rotator
know.
cuff
Yeah.
surgery.
I mean, yeah. I
so
don't
that's
know.
my question: is like, okay, he makes it through, and we're happy that he's healthy and he's making it through. But then what? He's still going to be in the same situation. So what happens then?
I don't know. We'll see, man. Look,
That's only my question. That's all I have.
We just got to work our way through it. All right.
It's kind of like Kenny with all his issues.
All right. Let's move on.
No.
10th place, Joey Savacci. He's in for 8 rounds on that Rick Ware Racing, and I was highly disappointed that Rick Ware Racing was not red, white, and blue, but I guess Summit's probably not sponsoring it.
I did I did make that comment. I'm like, holy shit, that setup looks so much better than the fucking red numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were kind of stupid.
It looked way better.
Hey, man.
What kind of gear was he in? Canvas?
I think there was a lot
Maybe.
of people running
I don't know.
canvas.
Yeah.
I'm happy
and I
for
want to
him.
talk to Kev about canvas.
Hey,
Okay, great, because we're going to call Kev right now.
Oh, so we're just gonna okay.
we're
yeah,
just
dude.
Did he
stopping.
text you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, why we're just jumping through. I guess we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Wow.
It's fine.
Sorry.
that?
Hey, I apologize to you listeners for our awesome structure here.
Oh, crap. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Kev, don't call me like that, dude. Let me fucking...
Hey man, you know who I am happy for? Grant fucking Harlan.
Let's video call him here.
Obviously,
Hey,
you
also-
spit on me, dude.
Hey, also by the way, suck it, motherfuckers. John Short made the main.
Okay.
Yo, bro.
Hold on.
Oh, we got video action.
Well, we're FaceTiming him because I couldn't get the FaceTime audio right away here.
What'd you say?
Well, we got
Are
to...
you guys all together?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yep. Hold
Fuck
on.
Yeah.
There's the boys.
Oh, hey, buddy.
There's
What
the
up?
boys.
Yeah.
There's the camera set up.
Nice
We're
hair,
here.
buddy. Nice hair.
We're here.
Yeah, dude, it's a mess.
So, bro, how's it going?
It's going. Wait, are we on live yet? Or
Yeah, nope,
are we
we're
just talking?
we're live, so
Yeah.
don't talk shit about anybody you don't want to fight in the pits, all right?
Well, perfect timing because I'm driving for the next 20 minutes or so solid. Hopefully it's not too loud in the van. But no, dude, I'm doing good. I'm pretty stoked on the whole afternoon and what yesterday entailed.
So, I got to say 2 things. Number 1, that quad into the left-hander before the long ass rhythm section that was like 333.
333.
I was like, dude, Kev's got that quad all day long because
That's
we
what I
did
was
that
gonna
at his
say.
house.
That's what I thought the same thing. I was like, that he could do that in a sleep.
Dude, you're not wrong. So the biggest 2 things that were different is one, that one was larger. So
Jesus.
it was, it was actually quite a bit bigger. But the biggest thing was the tabletop was taller too, so it shot you higher.
Oh, okay.
Mine shot me, mine still shoots you pretty high, but it's like, that's a jump I would do second lap. This one was tougher because you had a triple, you had an on-off that was soft and rutted, and then you had a triple that was super tough to get downsided, and then it's like squirrely kind of lines, soft transition up into the quad, and I was not about to kind of go sideways, get cross-rutted at all, or kind of have it yank me. And you know how, like, when tracks get soft and rutted, they can yank you left or right?
Yeah.
AKA Seattle and the tough blocks while I was winning kind of deal.
Yep.
B-Ray and the
Just
LCQ.
just did not seem worth it to me. Even when I was behind Freddie, because, like, in LCQ, and I even said that kind of from the blog and everything like that, like, I had him covered. Like, I could have probably got around him if I wanted to. But
That was my
I know
next thing.
Freddie. Freddie's my boy. We were on the same team last year. I was stoked to be battling with him and actually have an edge on him because I was faster from the finish line until we passed the mechanics area. and then actually the rhythm after that too. But he was a little bit better on the other portion of the track. I got right up next to him in the whoops right before the mechanics area one lap, but there's no reason to force the issue when we had a little bit of a gap on third and fourth, and going to the main event for sure at A1 instead of throwing myself over the face of a triple and not even be on the race like last year, like no brainer.
Yep, that was about to be my second thing. Is like watching that, I thought Freddie was holding you up, but I did think that you were doing the smart thing about not forcing it. Because, that way you guys were just in the main because it was chaos behind you.
Well, yeah, man. Like, after all the bullshit you went through with the van and all that, you're in the fucking main at A1, dude.
All of the adversity, son of a bitch.
Hey, if they had the Rock Hard Ride Hard award, you'd still have it. You'd get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All I know is that was just a lot of stress. Like, not only, it's shitty situations, right? But it was just so much stress and things to overcome and feeling like I was so behind the 8 ball to come out and make that happen that quickly, especially, like, we didn't make a main until round 6 last year. So to pop it off on the first one and do it, in not like a barely fashion, like more of like we earned it kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty happy. Even with the heat race, like I jumped out to a good start right next to Nichols and, obviously quite confident on my start. So I was neck and neck with him. I was like, I'm just going to keep it on a little bit longer than this guy. Homie and I let off at pretty much the exact same time. And he was on the inside of me. So that pushed me off, put my hand up, just rode down the sideline, had to roll both triples the first lap. So it was like 17th or 18th and, fought my way back to 10th, which I was happy with that.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was solid all around, just like bikes handling better. Obviously did not get nearly the amount of time that I wanted on the bike, on my track, testing, like certain injuries, illnesses, stuff like that. So it's good to finally, see all the suffering pay off a little bit.
So, question for you. Have you checked in on your boy Faulkner? Is he dead or?
Dude, rude. Not cool.
No,
bro.
I did get a word from Justin on him.
I've asked a couple people because, bro, when I watched that, like, I don't have any insider information. I've gotten zero information. Besides, I've heard that I think he's just banged up. I don't think anything's crazy wrong. I'm hoping. But, like, when I saw the video, his leg/knee situation did not look good.
Yeah.
Knee and hand is what I was told. And then they couldn't get him in for an MRI last night, so we had to wait until today to get in.
Interesting.
So that's where he was at today, getting the knee MRI'd, and then the hand they were worried about too.
So,
well, you've got better insider information than I do.
Hey, for once.
So
just for once.
So, next question: did McElrath try to fight you in the pits?
Did you feel shame
I
at
was
your
going to
back?
say, do you have a brake lever mark in your back?
Yeah, dude, because that was just perfect. Engage.
So I didn't know who it was. Like, obviously, we're on that starting line. I had first gate pick. I had a pretty good line. I didn't know Freddie was good at starts like that. Like, obviously, I'm pretty confident. So I was like, okay, as long as I get a decent jump, I'll be good. I did have to clutch a little bit. So as soon as I got out, I was like, all right, Freddie's got this. I just need to sneak up right up on the inside of him and pinch anybody off that's coming on the inside. I had the wheel on McElrath. I didn't know it was McElrath at the time. All front fender. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
no, you're good.
Yep, we're good now.
Oh. So, yeah, all I saw was a yellow front fender. I didn't know who it was, whether it was Chiz or him. And I felt him like, he was kind of like coming into me. And I was like, dude, just don't push us all over. That's all I have to ask. Like, so I kind of like low-key like leaned into it a little bit because I knew there was going to be pressure there. But I had the wheel, like, and you even saw on the replay, like my rear end was off the ground because I was trying to stop.
Yeah.
So, like, there was nowhere I could have gone. I had the wheel on him. Freddie had the wheel on me. So I'm victim to what Freddie does, and he's victim to what I do.
Yeah,
just part of it, and it looked like he tagged the inside of that berm a little bit, and I think that's what made him knife.
Yeah, it looked like a soft spot is what he hit there.
No, that's racing. Your handlebars are in front of his.
Yeah,
so
and on the LCQ, you definitely got the jump because like I was watching you on the gate because we could see you on the TV, and you definitely got the jump on the gate for sure. So that was good. So
yeah, dude. I mean, I'm tickled pink, to be honest. I mean, and I hadn't even done a 20 lapper, 20 minute or anything at all since last Supercross, and I didn't do it hardly last Supercross season besides the mains I was in. Like, I did not have any kind of that length of race under my belt because of all the little stuff that was going through, the getting ready for Red Bull Straight Rhythm, then testing, then getting sick, then Paris, then coming back, having hand issue, a wrist issue, riding, trying to get back out to California, then it raining all week, and having van issues, and then, you know, getting 2 days of riding in and going racing. So I'm pretty stoked to make it happen with the minimal prep.
Yep.
Kev's got fucking points after A1.
Kev's got points after A1.
Yeah.
And just like that, we've already started to qualify for the SMX.
Super duper.
Oh,
Super
super
duper
duper
motocross.
Humpty Dumpty motocross.
So,
No, I wanted to ask you about the canvas gear, Kev. I think that's a pretty good deal for you, and man, that opens up some marketing opportunities for you. And hey, I think
absolutely,
yeah. So, tell us about that a little bit, man. How'd that come about?
So, I mean, more or less, they just reached out to me. I wanted to see what they were kind of interested in doing. We worked out a deal, and you know, my fly contract was up. Obviously, still have a good relationship with Fly, staying in their helmets, but so we just worked out a helmet-only deal with Fly, and then canvas for the gear, because specifically for those reasons, I like how everything's sublimated into their jerseys, so it's a little bit more professional. So it's not just iron-on logos, which is super sick. I've never had that before. And then, if I want to put a sponsor, if somebody else wants to come on board and I want to put a sponsor all the way down my sleeve, like I have the ability to move certain logos and even their branding on their gear, as long as it's somewhere else. But I have the ability to move stuff around to make it work for my program. And that, like with Fly, I didn't have that opportunity. So
yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I was thinking about it this morning. You know, as long as you're down to wear whatever, you can sell that as like a sponsor slot. You know, if Travis here wants to sponsor you and put you in Ronald McDonald gear, let him design your gear, you're gonna fucking wear it, I'm sure. So
yeah, exactly. So
no, that's cool. I like
I'm pretty
it.
stoked. Yeah, I'm stoked on that. We're kind of working on a couple changes to make with the gear, but other than that, dude, like it's comfortable, it's thin, it's light, it's pretty legit.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like I said, I really like the opportunities to help support your program more. I mean, I think some sponsors are gonna, you know, want to have your whole body, and it gives them a cool experience too, to maybe where they can go on and design them gear themselves and get them more involved as well.
There's something we're gonna have that has to do with that coming soon to the public.
Good.
We're gonna have like a little
cool.
Yeah, that's all I'm really going to say, because we're kind of working on the whole idea. But, yeah, we've got some cool stuff in the works.
Well, I kind of have an idea. I seen they had their kiosk that they're putting into some dealerships. Maybe a kiosk in your pits, or something like that.
Not necessarily that, but it'll have to do with some fan interaction stuff. So you'll see.
All right, we'll wait and see.
can I put my face on that thing? Big
That's what he
on
said?
your chest?
Hey, if
$10 grand.
No. That's the thing.
Hey,
if you're paying,
whip out
he'll
that
fucking
checkbook,
wear it.
we can make it happen.
There you go.
Hey,
Write the check.
If the check comes in, we can dress him up like Ronald McDonald. We can do whatever
boy,
we want with
here
it.
we go.
That's fucking weird, but
Here we go. Okay.
all right.
Hey,
so,
we should design some gear where it looks like some muscles, like, you know, those beach towels.
all right.
They already did
so Kev, what's your plan for the week, man? Because you know you're going to be riding a mudder in Oakland, right?
Yeah, dude, I don't even really know, because I got kind of the connection in with the Dirtwork Boys, and I was like, because there's a massive rumor going around that, hey, well, they're going to cancel Oakland, we're going to do this coming weekend at Anaheim again. So I asked the Dirtworks Boys, I was like, hey, is that going to happen? Like, what's their situation here? He's like, nah, dude, we got to go to Oakland because they're doing Monster Jam at Angel Stadium this coming weekend. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't really know what to do about it, to be really honest. I don't think there's really anything you can do. You just got to go there and deal with what they got.
Yeah, because they're supposed to get rain for the next 7 days, and it's supposed to rain all
dude,
the race day.
Yeah, there's no getting out of it kind of deal. And I don't understand what they can do here, because like it's not like they have dirt sitting inside it somewhere. Like that stuff's probably going to be wet. They're not going to be able to build anything.
Dude, it's gonna be like they're gonna have to send everybody down to Mumford's
This is
place
gonna be like
preseason.
This is gonna be like Daytona. This is gonna be like Daytona 2008, man. It's gonna be fucking terrible.
Dude, I don't think so. It's going to be way worse than that, because
I
at least
think
they
so.
got to build the track while it was dry.
Yeah, because
Like, this is going to be mush.
They haven't even built it yet.
Yeah, because they've always said that, like, hey, if it doesn't rain on race day, we can make do. But if it rains on race day, we don't really have much we can do.
Yep.
Well, now they're going into where everything's already going to be wet as it is.
Yeah,
Jesus,
they're just
dude.
going to be pushing slop around.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how are they going to get. Yeah, how are they going to get anything to pack? Like, especially if it's like raining good. Like, there's a hurricane going on there. How you may just get a downpour for an hour that you can't. Are they going to have to like put a massive tent over where they want to build each jump until they get it built?
Well, see
and then
here,
move it?
you're going to have no whoops, a lot of straightaways, and one triple.
Yeah, basically
It's
a
going to
turn
be fucking
track.
flat track. It's going to be flat track, bro.
It's going to be a turn
That's
track.
what we should do.
There's going to
Just
be no
flat
rhythm.
track.
There's going to be no rhythm section. There's no way they're going to be able to build the track like replica.
I
There's
don't
no
know.
fucking way.
No,
I don't know,
I already
man.
said it's going to. I already saw it was going to be tamed down, but
Well,
you know,
Weege
with the
already
rain
said-
that's coming, there's no way. And
Well,
you know
Weege-
they're not pulling the lime out again.
Well, and Weege already said that it was raining there all day on Saturday even.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that track is going to be shit.
But like to Kev's point, you can't even build anything with that.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to be really surprised because this is, I think, the first time they've had to deal with something like this
ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Because, usually they got in there and it's been dry and then it started to rain. Well, now,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this point, they can't even get it built and then cover it. So
well, hey, at least you're only going to have one practice, so that's cool.
Kev, you bring the two-stroker?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, that's going to...
You bring the two-stroker to race in the mud?
oh, fan favorite.
Cut down on the cost of maintenance?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's a lot cheaper to rebuild that two-stroke
I don't know.
motor.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do about that situation, man. I wish I could get my old practice bike from last year out here somehow.
Look, call Dad. Tell him jump in the
Hey,
truck.
man, you got to go to Oakland.
No.
You got to go to Oakland, Pops.
Dad.
Hey, you got to get that transmission fixed like tonight.
Hey,
Yeah, bro, I'm going to need you real bad. You got to
That-
drop everything you're doing.
that video with you guys going back and forth, like I could totally relate to that.
I think at some
Dude,
point...
Frank's awesome.
I think every moto person, maybe not to that extent because that was like next level shit, but I think every moto person that's been doing this for a while can watch that video and relate to what Kev went through at some point.
Well, yeah, like
Whether you're
too,
going
and
from
just-
national
yeah.
to national, like dude, we had times where we were going from Ponca to Loretta's and our truck just broke down.
Well, it's just, and just like going back and forth with your dad, like he wants you to do something one way and he's bitching at you, and you're like, well, what the fuck are you yelling at me for?
Yeah, what the fuck are you yelling at me for, Dad? I didn't do it.
Yeah, I think it's so
dude,
relatable.
that was actually like, it. Yeah, dude, I had a lot of people come up and talk. I mean, obviously everybody was just like, "Oh man, you got out here, crazy story." Yada yada. I just looked at. I mean, that thing's almost got 10,000 views. That's actually kind of good.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, I love how your dad goes. Did you bolt it down from bottom up? No, I went through the top to bottom.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I don't know who was it.
Well, no, well, like when you guys were
Colton?
towing it, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Dude, put it in fucking neutral or something."
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because I didn't know. Like, I put it in drive, figuring that I mean, yeah, the transmission doesn't work, but maybe it needs to be in drive, so you're not. Like, maybe I could help him a little bit, but then after he was like, "No, like you can't do that because if it moves forward, then it takes tension off." I was like, "All right, that makes sense," but I didn't know.
I didn't know.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that was great. That was that. Like I said, that video. So many people could relate to that. They're like, "Yep, been there at least once in my life."
No, relatable content. We love it.
Yep, relatable content.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kev's
What's
a human
up,
being.
man?
But no,
I'm
man,
just having fun out here.
that's awesome.
And
No,
once
we're
again-
stoked.
Points after A1.
Yeah,
Points
no,
after A1.
just
Yeah,
A1,
I'm
man.
stoked with that. Like,
That's the crown jewel of our sport, kind of the opener, and you were on the gate.
just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling.
big time.
Hey, look, if it's too muddy this week, just be like, yo, can I just go out there in my boots and run the track? I'll probably be faster anyway.
Kev, honestly though,
Well,
are you? Have you ever ridden a legit like supercross, like mud supercross race, or no?
what is the muddiest one that I've raced?
I mean, I wouldn't think
I
so
know
because
I've
you've done a lot
raced
because you've
some
always done
soft
East
ones.
Coast.
Yeah, and I mean last year we didn't have. Oh, I mean no, because I wouldn't even consider Atlanta to be a mudder because I mean it was terrible at the beginning, but it shaped up
Shaped up real
decent.
good.
Like I haven't, yeah, like you could jump everything. I haven't been to something that you can't jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey man, maybe Kev's gonna pull an old school Josh Woods from 2005. He's just gonna get on the box.
Jake Marsack.
Just get on the
Daytona
fucking
08.
box. He's
Yeah.
gonna get on the box. He's gonna rip a holy, clear track. He's gonna have his tear offs. Everybody's gonna stack up first turn. Kev's gonna win.
Maybe. Who knows?
I think we
Big
lost.
bonus check
we
coming
Big
from TLR
bonus check.
Coatings.
Not from TLR Coatings.
Just
No.
somebody.
No,
Big bonus
somebody.
coming from somebody.
Not from TLR Coatings.
Kev gets on the box. Somebody's giving him a bonus.
That's a Letco Cycles thing.
30K.
I would hope somebody, but
30K.
TLR Coatings isn't even on the bike. Yeah, are we?
yeah, you guys are.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's just the
the show we're on.
We were
can't
thinking
have
other-
them.
just
the
the other
show's not
logo.
up to the feed.
Just the other logo's got the.
Yeah, the other show's not allowed on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sore subject.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
No,
It's
we're
fine.
good.
I'm
It's fine.
gonna call you tomorrow.
It did
Well,
come
I'll-
out of Travis's mouth, so we're good over
I'm
on
gonna
this
call you
side.
tomorrow. We're gonna ask about. I got some questions. What we should have done is we should have put the show logo on the bike and then pulled like a Dean Wilson whatever and
the
put the
censored
censored
thing
sticker
on it.
over it. That would have been awesome.
Or just
be
some
funny.
duct tape X.
Yes. Yes. So
Well,
all
cool,
right.
Kev. Yeah, it looks like you're taking the seatbelt off, doing whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
No, I'm chilling. If you guys got other questions, I'm chilling for right now.
I don't think I have anything else because
No, I just wanted to really know what he was thinking going into the weekend because
Yeah.
I think for the first time in a while, a lot of people are actually like looking at the forecast, thinking all the same thing.
Yeah.
What the hell is going to happen? So I just kind of
Yeah,
want to see what you were
man.
going to do.
I don't really know, like, because I don't know what I'm just gonna race the race bike. Like, I don't really have a chance. Really a choice there.
Fuck.
Because I'm flying up to that. I'm not gonna take my van just because I don't want my van to get my
Stolen?
backup van to get stolen. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a great
So-
great
The
option.
fact that he had to make that comment tells you that we need to stop going to Oakland.
yeah.
Really. I don't want it to get stolen. And they'd look at Kev's van going, would you really think that'd get stolen? No, yeah, it'd get stolen.
Yep.
yeah.
Dude, that's...
Or I don't want my bike to get yanked out of the back of it. So I don't know. There's just that kind of situation. But
Yeah.
so I'd like to ask you guys, what were your expectations coming into A1? What did you think I was gonna do?
Make the main.
I was up in the air with it.
I was bubble, but I know what you got going on those starts, and I knew if you were in the LCQ, you had a real good shot at it. And I also knew that you put in a lot more work in the off season and had more tools in your toolbox per se, track to ride on. Et cetera.
Yes.
So
You know me, I'm the constant realist. So I was like, well, there's him, this guy. I think I list off like 5. I'm like, realistically, all 5 of them can make the main. And like it's kind of
Yeah,
up in
and
the
I-
air. So
I even thought that, like, going into my heat race, seeing what my heat race was, I was like, 9th place is wide open. I
Yeah.
said, it's like Grant, Clay, Cade, me, and maybe like 2 other people. I was like, it's wide open on whoever just gets the start and runs the cleanest race.
Yep.
So I was pretty confident there. Obviously, screwed myself in the start. But, like, coming into the night, with all the BS that I had to go through in the last 2 weeks, like, obviously it drained me a little bit. So I was just like, I really didn't know. Like, I wanted deep down, I was like, dude, I want to make every main. Like, I think that's a cool goal. But I was like, dude, like, A1 is gnarly. Like, we got AC back, we've got Craig moved up, everybody's pretty much there and healthy for the most part. And I knew it was going to be super tough. So, like, biggest goal was just not wad myself on the second lap of the heat race and ruin my first half of my season, like last year.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
the whole actually getting into the main thing, I was pretty skeptical of it too. Like, I didn't really know where I stacked up. I hadn't been able to ride in the last month pretty much. So to get out there and come from the 17th, 18th, I don't know where I was, back to the 10th in the heat race, I was like, okay, like, I had first gate pick going to the LCQ. Obviously, I'm super confident in the LCQ situation because most of the big dogs are out of there, so I know it's kind of wide open. But even going to the LCQ, it was McElrath, Chiz, me, Cade, Norin, and, like, John Short, like 2 or 3 other, and then Josh Hill. I was like, bro, like, it's going to be a scrap for it all. And then I figured Benny was going to be in it too before I knew Benny was in the hospital. But
what was he in the hospital for?
He told me that he looped out in the whoops after the
God, Benny.
after the finish line. So I don't know exactly what happened or whatever, but he was getting all checked out.
At least he didn't hit the tunnel.
Yeah,
It's a real Benny thing to do.
At least he didn't hit the tunnel.
Jesus. Oh God.
So how were your nerves going into A1, Kev? Were you just, was it, I'm
Not-
super nervous, or
not
is
bad.
it, I get in the main,
so-
it's awesome, like, yeah, whole deal.
Yeah, I was gonna be stoked to get in the main event, to be really honest. Just compared to what I went through last year and how terrible I felt on the bike last year at A1.
Yeah.
So obviously, yes, having the track, I did not get to spend nearly as much time on the track, do any of the testing hardly that I wanted to get done due to illness and stuff like that. Because the 2 weeks before Paris was going to be my testing. I had all this stuff set up to try different stuff and test. First day of riding went well and was sick for the next, 6 days of that week and the whole next week. So I got completely screwed out of all my testing time. So when I came back from Paris, obviously I had no riding time before Paris, so struggled at Paris a little bit. Came back over, and then, just had a hand and a wrist issue from after then and didn't really get to ride. So nervous a little bit, yes, but got in and I knew the track was going to be soft and kind of squirrely, and I actually expected it to be worse. I expected me to ride worse, too, because of how bad I felt last year. I was expecting to feel like that. But I got out there and I was kind of just flowing and having fun. And I was like, okay, not too bad. Kind of figured out the rhythms. And then after the first qualifying session, sitting 20th, I was like, dude, I got McElrath and then Chiz, a couple other guys behind me. I'm like, let's go. And then struggled in the second one a little bit because I was having fun in the free practice and first qualifying session. Second one, I was trying to turn it up a little bit and just kept kind of making little mistakes, clipping stuff, and was just not very clean with it. So was kind of down in the dumps after that. That was just damn, I just had almost a top 20 qualifying spot. Now I'm sitting 28th. And then, had a good heat race and took that momentum into the LCQ and made it happen. So, I don't know. Not really nervous, but at the same time, I just wanted to get through the night.
What were the whoop size? What was that like?
Way better. Dude, I don't know if you remember the A1 whoops that we had last year, but
yeah.
I was smiling from ear to ear when I saw these things.
Well, I guess the teams were bitching. All off season.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I was interested, because nobody really mentioned it yesterday, and obviously with the way the weather shaped up and stuff, they broke down really.
That second section looked really fun. You come off the tunnel there, and as you're coming down the downside, as you G out on the bottom, it kind of lifts your bike right into the whoops. I feel like that'd be a real fun feeling. I don't know if that's how it actually felt, Kev, but
no, because you can come down into that thing a million miles an hour if you wanted to. So you just how big a balls
so
you
I
got.
didn't know if when you got to the bottom, the suspension kind of did its job and rebounded into the whoops.
It did work nicely for that, but that set of whoops were really edgy. There was only 6, 7 of them, but if you saw Faulkner, those guys, if you came in hard and you caught an edge, it would swing you out hard. Yeah. So you and at the same time, towards the main event, they kind of got a groove in them that you just try to stay in that groove, and the last 2 or 3 were pretty much gone.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it kind of was. The whoops, so more or less they built them with dozers this year. Last year they built a lot of them with wheel loaders. So that's what they told me when they came out and built my track. They didn't really get in trouble for any of that stuff, but there was a lot of people talking. They were tired of people complaining and everything like that. The wheel loader whoops can be bigger, steeper, gnarlier. If you build them with a dozer, they're a little bit more manageable for a majority of the riders, which obviously maybe the top guys don't like that, but for safety reasons, that's probably what they're going to do a majority of the time. Not all the time, but they're probably going to stick with more dozer whoops. That's what they build at my house.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Those weren't fun either.
No,
Okay,
the ones at my house were bigger than the ones that we had this weekend.
Oh, really? Oh man, maybe I could have done the ones there at A1 then.
Listen to triple Travis.
This fucking
over
guy over here.
Fucking. No, last thing for you, probably before we want to let you go here. So you mentioned testing and stuff. What exact things were you looking at testing? Did you get some some unobtainium or just some?
No, just different styles. Just different styles of suspension was really all. Okay. Nothing really going to get into specifics with it, but my biggest thing was the transition to the A-kit shock. That I think is a game changer.
Yeah.
At least in the whoops. I don't know, outdoors it always felt pretty good. It felt pretty good in everything through Supercross, but I sucked in the whoops, and now I have a lot more confidence that my bike handles properly in the whoops. So
interesting. Kind of gets rid of that
thing was just
side-to-side kick with the what do you got, a track shock on there?
Yes, a little bit. I don't know if it just felt pogo-y. It felt like it was always sending my front end down into the next whoop instead of now. It just feels more plush, where it's just your front end doesn't do a whole lot in the whoops. Your rear end is what drives you through the whoops, and it feels good with that instead of having that teeter-totter sensation of the stock shock.
Awesome. No, that's cool.
All right. Well, bud, thanks for coming on. We'll let you get
Indeed.
back. We'll let you get back to mentally preparing for this mud race this weekend.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome. So, but all right, thanks,
Well,
buddy.
I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Good luck, bud.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
Take it easy.
Later.
Bye.
All right, privateer hero Kevin Moranz, everyone. Thanks for coming on there, Kev. Good
Track
in-
shock. That's interesting.
good
I've always
insights there.
wanted
Yeah.
to ride with one.
Dude, they are.
I'm telling you, the canvas thing's badass.
And Kev got 19th last night in the main. So
Hey, man.
that was relevant
Only thing
there.
that matters, in my opinion, is points. Because, like you said, he didn't get points till round 5 or 6 or whatever his last year. He got points. So that's a better start than last year for somebody with his program. You can just get points every round. And they just keep building top 15 and just keep getting better and better.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome.
It is interesting with the Oakland thing. Oops, with the Oakland thing here,
goddamn.
because I didn't realize. Like everybody kept talking about rain and mutter and stuff, but I guess I didn't realize that it's
How bad
raining.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I haven't really looked at. I meant to actually go on the Weather Channel app and look here, and I haven't yet. That's
It rained all day yesterday. It's raining all day today, and it's literally going to rain all week, Monday through Saturday. And it's not like, oh, it's like 34. It's over 50. It's like 60, 70, 80% chance. I don't honestly know what they're going to do because
I mean, it's got to be bad if the rumors are going around the pits of like, hey, we're just gonna have another one in Anaheim. Then it's got to be bad.
But
They
Kev's right.
can't in Anaheim. 'cause
Yeah,
they've
but
got
that's the
monster
thing.
Kev's
Yeah.
right though. I don't know how they're going to build anything.
Well, the other
if it's
thi-
downpouring, like everybody at Dirtworks says, if it doesn't rain the day of the race, and they usually get in there before rain, so they can at least get half the track built or at least sculpt it.
Yeah.
and then they do what they do when it rains, but it's already going to be wet by the time they get in there. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know either.
Because, like I said, I can't think of any situation where they've ever had to deal with it's going to be wet before they get in there.
Have they ever canceled a Supercross? No, never. I don't
No,
think.
you'd probably have to go back to the early days before you could even come up with something even canceled.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know what they're doing. I will say this: that track is going to be a shell of itself.
Yeah. All right, so we got Eric coming up here in a few minutes, so let's bust through the rest of this 450 class here.
We're not gonna be able to do it in a couple minutes.
So, well, let's get through as much as we can.
All right,
here.
where were we at? I forgot.
So we had just touched on Savachi in 10th there. So Barsha
Super organized.
Barsha gets 11th, and he was leading, and
And he
I
hits
was
the
like,
deck.
oh
Looked
boy.
pretty good. I was like, these
Yeah.
guys are
Bike
gonna
looks
struggle
good.
passing him.
Then he hits the deck.
Yep. So
Lucky.
yeah,
Yeah.
real lucky.
Could've smoked the side of the
Dude,
start.
I thought he was
I
gonna
thought
do
he was
that.
gonna loop it into the side of the gate.
I was like,
oh.
oh, here we go.
He
So
just barely hung a wheel on that though. It's like that.
Yeah.
That landing had like a shelf to it, kind of thing.
yeah,
That shows you though how there was no transition to react. Like the moment
No.
you got loose, it was game over.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. Whatever. Gonna be a good pick for next week.
Oh Jesus,
He ain't an all-star.
this is true. Wanna know who else is an all-star?
This next guy.
The next guy, Marvin Muskin, 12th.
Fast in practice.
Can I just say, me posting up that reel on Instagram and the short on YouTube and calling him Red Bull KTM's number one rider stirred the fucking shit pot
Did it?
hard. Oh yeah, I got so many comments
I'm gonna
about how I
start
was
calling
a
you Johnny
fucking
Hopper,
moron.
you clickbaity fool.
Dude, I got so many comments on how I was a fucking no way. He hasn't won any titles.
Johnny
all
clickbait
this
over
shit.
here.
I don't
He
give a
looked great
fuck.
in practice,
Fuck him.
man.
He has a 250 title. They can all suck.
First
a dick.
off, I don't give a shit because it got us that's got like 30,000 views of the video Isaac sent me of him literally riding out from under the
People
tent.
like that shit though.
It's fucking wild.
Like
to me.
Amasunas. That's
Yeah.
literally all he does.
He looked great in practice, man. Looked great in practice.
He did, and I think he'll get better as it wears on. Although
Yeah.
I did think that track yesterday would have Marv written
So
all
did I.
over
That's why I
it
picked
because it
him.
was sticky.
That's why I
Yeah.
picked him.
So
No, the gear thing like Nick does it, but you do have to look sick. And Marv looks sick. Mark
Yeah.
like Mark
Mark's
Mark's over here.
Mark Mooskin. Dude, he low-key looks sweet. He matches his boots with his gear and stuff. Like
He's got some swag to him.
he's got a little bit of swag to him.
yeah, for sure.
French thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all right. Next up, this is my disappointment of the race here. Christian Craig, 13th.
Yeah, I don't know
what
really
the
what
hell
happened
Like
to him.
started 15th and like never went anywhere.
I don't know really what happened to him. We didn't get to see him a lot throughout the day.
He crashed pretty hard in the whoops.
Yeah.
I don't
did.
know if it would have been, jitters, whatever you want to call it. We didn't really see him much. Didn't really see him even much through practice. I'm not that concerned about it. First race, whatever.
I do think there were jitters though because he had some low-key hype
Oh yeah, dude.
coming in,
especially-
and
There
Especially with
was
all the
hype.
family
Remember
that, like,
earlier in his 250 career when he was hyped up with Geico and stuff like that?
Yeah, he kinda
Lots
shit the
of weird
bed.
blunders.
Yep.
I think it'll be
and
fine.
mistakes,
I think it'll
so.
be fine.
I think it'll get better.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, "Oh, it doesn't bother me or whatever," but
Every one of those guys.
I was
had
gonna say,
something.
but there was low key hype of like, well, weird people win this race. Craig could be the weird guy because Anaheim's like a fucking second home to him. So
I think it'll be fine.
whatever.
I didn't realize Barsha lived like 5 minutes down the road, his California house.
I'm a huge Christian Craig fan.
We
And
know
Paige,
that.
Paige,
We know
anytime you want to come on, talk some shit to these knuckleheads over
Don't
here.
put me in that. I'm not in there. It's
I'm
him.
putting you
Listen,
both
man,
in it.
I was a little negative. You did change me a little bit.
I'm not in there.
You did
That-
change.
I'm not the negative person.
Listen, I have been swayed.
Yeah, let's talk some
I
more
have
about
been
this,
swayed.
and we'll tag him in some more.
Cool. No, I have been swayed. Paige, I did tag you in that because I know you're good on social. It was
Paige,
kind
you
of
are
a-
awesome.
It was kind of a clickbait thing because I knew you would respond. But
Oh boy.
I knew you were coming.
I knew you were
would
gonna respond.
But no, but that's the thing though, is that's why they do have such a great following because
Yeah.
they do respond to their people.
And
which
her and Christian have commented or something on our stuff before too. So
have they?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
I can't remember what it was that we posted, but there was something.
I have swayed, and as I get older in life,
Oh boy, here
I
we go.
understand the family thing.
Good.
Here we go.
Good. All right, let's keep it rolling.
All right. Next up we got Dean Wilson, 14th. That's
Hey,
kind of where I
Kind of where I
expected.
said he was going to be.
Where I picked
Yep.
him.
So,
Your boy.
Dean.
Dean is Dean. Dean's Dean. your boy.
15th, Justin Hill showed up to a race. That was wild.
Made it in.
Don't give me that bullshit, man.
Hey man, speed.
I can't believe
Both the hills were in the main.
Got the speed. Hey,
Yeah,
speed.
was-
Speed. You just can't. Yeah. Did anybody at any point that LCQ how weird that like Freddie, Kev, Josh Hill, and then John Short?
I thought it was funny. Ricky was talking about him and stuff. Like, I think Ricky should have mentioned like Josh Hill like rides for fun. Now they're talking about the skate park shit, and they're like, they should have said something like, at one time this guy battled with Stewart and Dundee.
Yeah.
And also one time
And
this
won.
guy. It's also this one time this guy tried to backflip and almost ended his fucking career.
Yeah.
Died.
Oh, that thing folded. Oh my god. it was disgusting.
Hawaii's own Grant Harlan.
Very happy
16th?
for that dude. First 450 Supercross main.
He's on the Rock River team.
Yeah.
Didn't
the
know
team that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he's rocking.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
You see his backyard Supercross
picked
track
it-
he's
hey.
got going on?
You know the Sendit account?
Yeah.
Harlan was a pick.
Oh boy.
Harlan.
Harlan
hey,
and Noren were picks.
Good for Harlan.
You know
man.
who
That's-
else was on the Send It team?
Oh boy.
Robin. He didn't lay an egg this time.
I was very tempted to pick Grant
That was
Harlan.
a rough LCQ.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I was very tempted to pick Grant Harlan, and I was like, man, he always has something stupid. But
Did you pick your boy John Short? All that confidence you had in him?
no, but he still made the main,
Wow.
so fuck you both. You both suck it. He made the fucking main.
All that shit you talked about John Short, you didn't even fucking pick him.
No, I didn't. Did he make it in? You guys, oh,
This is why he only
He did
lost
make
by
the main,
7
but he didn't
points.
pick him.
Yeah, I didn't pick him, but you guys, oh, I don't think he's gonna make the main. Made the main. Suck it.
Barely.
Still, did he fucking make the main?
Barely.
He
Did he
did
make the
make the main.
Did he make the
Barely.
main? Did
Yeah,
he make the
I'll
main?
give it to you.
Couple asterisks,
Barely.
but he made
Did he
the
make
main.
the main? It doesn't fucking matter if you
Okay.
barely make the main.
Hey,
Made
Lars
the main.
Barely.
Lindstrom knows who he is.
Barely.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Still made the main.
All right. Josh Hill, 17th. Starling, 18th, which we figured. Friend of the show, Kev there, 19th. Norn, who we just talked about, 20th. John Short, again, who we just talked about, 21st. And,
This is the guy I have some comments on.
okay, go for it. Mookie,
Well, can I
22nd.
say one thing? Because I think you're probably going to go in a little more in depth, and I'm just going to say one thing. People are getting a little pissed off about the fact that the asterisk guy was holding on to Mookie, like not letting him get on the back on his bike.
He
I'm
didn't
all
look
for
right.
it. I'm all for it. People are like, why the hell was he not letting him get on the back? Like, I don't know. Did you see him when he stood up? He was wobbling around like a fucking.
Okay,
Jackaloon?
let's take a pause there for a second because it wasn't a great look when he stood up, but if you watch, he slipped in the rut. Okay, and there's
And the
the
asterisk guy
entire.
fell on his
I was
ass.
gonna say the entire track is ruts that are this fucking deep. And okay, cool, you're out of breath. You just flipped asshole over elbows. You stand up, and the edge of the rut breaks away from you. Yeah, you stumbled, and it's gonna look like that. Now, was that gnarly? That crash he had, and might he have hit his head? Maybe, but I'm not 100% either way. This is my contradictive.
People are just pissed
Whatever
off. They're
to
like,
the
why was he letting him on the
asterisk
bike?
guy.
I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to look out for rider safety. We
Yeah.
preach rider safety, rider safety.
I do
Look,
appreciate
I
it,
always say this.
but
I'm big into MMA. I see a lot of times guys get hit in the head and doctors don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
I want more of this. I don't give a shit that it might have cost him a spot here, a spot there. If he didn't end up,
it didn't cost him shit.
and that's what I
anyway,
mean.
'cause he
People,
ragged
they're
out
just
that fucking.
there are
bike.
people that are pissed off. They're like, why was he letting him on the bike? Dude was doing his job.
Yeah,
I commend him. He did what he was supposed to do.
He did the
Because
right
if Mookie gets on that bike and he's not 100% and he
Yeah.
crashes, y'all people talking all the shit on the internet are not saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with what that dude did.
I don't either.
Anyways, to your point.
a lot of people have been talking shit about this point, and I'll see if you guys agree with me or think I'm a fucking idiot.
I think I'm going to agree
I mean,
with
I
you,
think you're a
to be
fucking
honest with you.
idiot anyway.
I think I'm going to agree with you.
Well, listen, I
like you're fucking stupid.
listen, man. Let me
Colt
get all the way
Nichols?
through it.
Colt Nichols?
There's a lot of layers here.
Oh, boy.
Layers upon layers of dormant
I
muscle.
think. Listen, I think Mook got tired. Mook looked like he got tired. That fake Mookie
Dookie
Mookie.
Mookie was in the dookie because he got tired.
Mookie was in the Dookie.
Mookie was in the dookie.
Let's just mark this as another person who will never come on the podcast.
Nah, he was never going to come on anyway. He's got better.
Let's just mark it as
I
another
bet we
thing.
could get him on a boat and go fishing with him.
Probably.
Well, anyway, I think he got tired. I don't think the Baker program works for a guy like Mookie. He's a bigger guy. Eldon, let Mookie have a steak. Let him have some fish. Let him have some salmon or something. We don't need to be on this berry diet or whatever they're on. I'm talking shit. I don't know exactly what their diet is, but I don't think it's working for him because he seems to get tired. Speed was there. Maybe he did tighten up. And the crash kind of leads me into that too. And this is where people tell me I'm a fucking idiot. I think the false neutral, whatever happened, comes from a physical thing where he's, oh shit, I'm tired. I'm not going where I need to go. And then your mind starts thinking, why am I tired? Why can't I catch these guys? One little blunder at that level is a false neutral and a crash like that. And I think it all comes back to the fitness.
Well, yeah, if you're not controlling your breathing, you're not getting oxygen to your brain can't react. It's
Exactly.
kind of like what Coach talks all the time with these 250 guys, especially to your point, Mookie being a bigger guy, stored
you.
body fat. Mookie's a bigger guy. He can't be, what? He's a normal guy that would probably walk around at like 180, 185. He's probably down to 170. That 10 pounds can mean everything.
I mean,
Thank you. I mean, I mentioned
And
this
didn't
on
I make
Twitter.
a comment on the preview show about him saying he was getting tired last year?
Yeah, that I knew you're in the back of my head, but and I mentioned this on our Twitter account, and people are trying to go back and forth. No, he hit neutral; it doesn't mean anything, and nobody can grasp the concept that it's got layers to it. You get tired, your brain
Compounds.
starts thinking, and then you make a little bit of an error, and at that speed and level, that air.
but what would
can
the
fuck
air?
everything up.
But what would the air be? Because he rolled through the corner. There wasn't a shift.
He was
at that
shifting
point.
up.
You think he was shifting?
He shifts up onto the tabletop, drives off the table, and goes through the section.
Where he should have just came off that in second.
What if the rut just caught it and pulled it into neutral as he was going off, like Sexton
wouldn't-
talks about at the end?
I
Watch
wouldn't
his
think.
foot.
I wouldn't
Okay.
think that when you're landing on a table when it's straight.
Have you actually looked at that?
Watch his foot. Yeah.
His foot moves.
You're
Pull
either
it
going to
up.
be.
I'll pull it up right
You're
now.
either going to be shifting in the air or you're going to be shifting at the pocket of the face. Why would you be shifting anywhere else? You don't have time when you shift as you start to land
He's
on the
popping
table.
out, and it
Yeah, but it's on off. So if he goes on in second, then as he popped off, he'd shift to third to go 3, 4.
But what he's saying is he was shifting before that.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe I
And
don't
you
know. I
shouldn't-
haven't studied
no,
it that
he was
close.
like shifting in the air.
But I'm just saying it was a false. We all can agree it was a false neutral.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was.
Okay.
With as hard as
'Cause
his
you can
momentum
see it,
went down.
yeah.
Yeah, and the way that front end dropped, he didn't get the drive off the tabletop.
That's an iPhone right there. Just so you know,
So
I just want to let you know that that's what an iPhone looks like.
I don't give a shit.
If you have one of those, the
This
group
might
chat
not
would work
'cause
better.
this-
Yeah, I don't care.
This is a dog water clip. You can't really. zoom
The
in.
fact that Dylan or Coop almost landed on him.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is dog water.
No,
you gotta
man,
watch
you
it
don't.
on a
Hey,
bigger
look,
screen.
Cole, you don't have to try to convince me. I'm on board with it.
Okay.
I'm really on board with it. The only reason I also, just to back that point up before we move off of this,
Well, I want
is
the
look how
listener to look at it.
Look how hard, like after Chase passed him, how quickly he went backwards as well.
Well, look at him. He didn't want to get back on the track very easy because he was fucking huffing and puffing and breathing down that sideline.
and I believe part of that too was, I mean, think about it. All of a sudden, he's leading A1, and he's like, "Oh shit, I could win this," which he's been there before to an extent, but that was also a mud race, So
And here's my second thing: if this is indeed what's going on, and he is getting tired, and there's no budging in the Eldon program, can't make any changes because what he says is what you do. Does Big James get involved?
Oh, Eldon
don't
don't want
know.
Big James involved. Eldon don't want Big James involved.
I mean,
Look, this is just to my
I don't
point.
know,
Malcolm
man.
rode great last night up until that. His speed's never been the issue. He would have been a solid top 5 dude had that not happened. But this is why I believe he will never win a race because
Yeah.
just shit like this always happens with him. Third place last year in the points, solid. always there. Second, he got second place in, what was it, Glendale, right? He got second?
Yeah, something like that.
But he...
Actually, I think he had 2 or 3 podiums.
Yeah, he had a couple podiums, but I think Glendale was the first one. He's never going to win. He's just not, because
there was a small part of you at all last night that was like,
No.
oh, here we go.
No, because did you see how quickly after Chase bombed that rhythm
that's
section,
true.
he closed back up on
Yeah.
him? I like Mookie. I really do. Everybody knows I'm a Stewart family guy, but I just don't think. God, people are gonna flame. I don't think he has it in him to win a race.
Oh boy, I'm cutting this into a short for sure.
Fine, you can, and you know what? If people want to shit on me for it, that's fine. But I just don't. He's not his brother, and I know that he never claims to be James.
Yeah,
but he's never going to be his brother. Obviously, it's too late in his career to ever be that.
Well,
anyway,
he has kind of broken out of that mold.
yeah.
and he realized.
And I just want to take a step back too with the Big James thing. Big James getting involved. I'm not shitting on that at all.
No.
Because I
Clearly, it worked.
well, clearly it works, but I respect the fact that he has his son's back like that.
Yeah.
And he'll tell his son how it is, too.
Yeah.
All I know is they definitely don't want Mama Sonia getting in there, because then everybody's fucked. Mama Sonia will fuck you
Yeah,
up.
we should wear some Big James.
Oh, dude, they don't fuck with Mama Sonia.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. When I was working for Nelson's, because they were good friends with the Stu family, and there was talk that we were going to go down there to the Stewart compound at one point.
Sick.
And they were talking about how, like...
How hard was your dick when they told you this?
Oh, dude, I was.
I mean, just
stoked.
fucking, just
yeah.
poking,
I was stoked. And this is
poking.
like 2009, so like when Stu was still Stu.
Ooh.
And there was a comment about
Exciting
like cussing, and all I heard is that like Big James isn't really a fan of it, but like if Sonia hears you cussing, you will get your ass reamed. I was like, oh fuck, I don't want that.
Well, as he says 2 cuss words.
I was gonna say. I guess if
I
I
was
go,
like, shit.
I guess
damn it.
That's really interesting though, because that just tells how those boys were raised. You wouldn't,
Yeah.
in a motocross world, there's a lot of cussing that goes around, and that, to the Stewart family and all the shit that they've probably been through and had
Oh, yeah.
said to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
We could. Well, yeah. Well, have you seen the? And this is the last thing. Then we got to bounce off. Have you ever seen that famous clip of them at Southwick when Malcolm's still a kid, and Sonia and Malcolm are standing in a corner at the
The
wick?
kid flipping James
And,
off.
no. And there's
Edward.
and I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Like this is back when like Stu. I think this was either 05 his rookie year or 04 before he bumped up.
No, I think it was 06,
Okay.
07.
So either way, and I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, either
As
way,
Malcolm is right there and Sonia is.
Well, that fan probably had no idea who they were.
It's just like the same thing with the French thing. Well, it's different, obviously.
with
but,
Marv.
But like with Marv, where that one guy was talking all like, oh, yeah, go back. It's like, fuck you, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
there's a difference here. The guy with Marv,
I'm not
I
putting-
would just be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Look,
the
I'm not
guy
putting-
with,
yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
I'm-
with that would not walk out of that.
Yeah, I'm not putting... But it's the same thing that the shit that they went through, people just don't realize the stuff that family had to go through coming up.
I mean, literally at Redbud, if I were to see that somewhere with
I'd
Stu
walk up
racing,
and rip it down.
oh, dude,
There was a guy
I wouldn't
that-
be allowed back in Redbud because
There
it
was a
would
guy
be game
that,
over.
There was a guy that in 03 was doing that, and he got the shit kicked out
I
of him.
wasn't there in 03.
But
so
there was a guy talking shit.
so
and
that
there
was
a-
not me.
There was this big old dude standing behind him, and he was talking shit. I don't even think this guy was a Stu fan. He was just fucking common sense. And he told him, he's like, "Hey, dude, like, calm the fuck down. You realize this is a kid. You got to figure Stu was 17 at the time."
Yeah.
And the guy just kept talking shit. Dude turned around, just popped him right in the
Cocked him.
face. So yeah, no. Look, I feel bad for Mookie. It sucks. He was
Yeah.
almost there again, but I don't know if he can win a race. I just don't.
That,
but
that would
I
have been
I
the
don't.
perfect opportunity.
I
man.
don't think you're crazy though, man. I do. I think there's something to that. I think Mookie he's not your body type for the nuts and berries and whatever the hell's on their program.
No.
I mean, I said salmon, but they probably do eat salmon. But still, get Mookie a steak. Alden, let
Get him
Mookie have a steak.
Look, man, let him eat a baked potato every now and then.
Yeah. All right. So that wraps up our 450 class wrap up, courtesy of our friends there at JT Cycle. Now we're going to get a friend of the show here, hopefully, Eric Grondahl on.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple questions for him.
I do too.
I don't have any questions. For
I
him.
got a hard hitting one to start with.
I was just wondering what he was doing out there.
Well,
we're-
hey,
we're gonna ask
we're gonna
that,
start
too.
with that, and then I got a couple things for him.
Yeah. Okay.
They're a
Hmm.
little dated, but
Yeah.
first
no.
time we talked to
Is
him
it
in a
about
little
the
bit.
gear?
Well, gear. I'd like to ask him about his Minios title, and then
Oh,
working
yeah.
with Iceland to MXDN.
So I know I kind of brought this up here, waiting on him to just confirm that we're good to go here. I know I brought this up already. Does it shock any of you that the races, there's only 6 Supercrosses on actual TV, like live?
No, because this is
No,
just
when's
the
the
day and
last
age.
time you watched real TV?
I mean, I watch them on TV all the time because I haven't really had the internet. Like, now it's different. Like, I don't know if you saw, I got the TV set up out there with the Fire Stick. So, like, literally last night I was working and I was streaming the race on there while I was working.
I don't think
which
I've
is fine.
Is that jailbroken, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't
it's
think
just
I've
normal.
watched a race on regular TV since 2015.
Well, for some of us who live out in the bumfuck Egypt, that's the only
Well, I
way
mean,
we
that
can
was
do
the
it.
thing. The last time I had to, I lived in Marcellus, so I had to.
But don't you remember, though, like, even I've been in the sport long enough to remember when the teams were throwing a fit because I believe it was Feld wanted to do a streaming package for the race where it was basically streaming only, and they were like, no, we have to be on TV. And now here we are
nobody cares
within
about
6
TV
or 7
anymore.
short years here of, we gotta fucking
the
like
landscape's
streaming
changed.
fine.
Nobody-
I know it has, but I'm
nobody
just
gives
saying.
two
You of all
shits.
people know the landscape.
Yeah.
has changed.
Nobody gives
Yeah.
two shits about regular TV anymore.
It
And
was
I'll be
just
surpri-
shocking to me
And
that
I
we
bet
signed this deal and then here we are. We're just streaming it.
I bet you next year it won't even be on regular TV at all.
Probably not.
I bet
Actually,
next year.
you know what? It will be, but it'll be replays like they're doing this year because they're on
Oh, yeah, yeah.
CNBC like the next day or 2 days later, something
I
like
bet you
that.
the only time next year that there'll be one race that'll actually be on live TV, and that'll be the finale
Yeah,
of the not
probably go to
Supercross
and the
outdoors.
opener
Yeah,
too.
and
I
the
see
opener.
like
so-
a YouTube platform too, because once you're on YouTube, the manufacturers and stuff are going to see the marketing value of, hey, they're going to watch the race, but also over in the suggested videos, you're going to have a Colt Nichols video. Or
Did you
et
guys
cetera.
did you guys have commercials last night?
Yeah.
I had.
Well, I mean, I just have the regular
Yeah,
premium.
I
So
don't-
I don't have the plus.
I bought the premium plus. I still had commercials.
Yeah, well, you're
Damn,
still
big ballin'.
gonna get that. I mean,
It's only $10 a month, dude.
yeah, as opposed to five.
Five.
So it doesn't really fucking matter. Like, who gives a shit?
A lot of
Yeah.
money,
Anybody
bro.
that's planning for $60 a year.
This is what happens when you don't go to school, kids.
This is what happens when you got more money than the governor.
Yeah, it's
No,
not hard.
but no, I was happy with the streaming. I had no problems all day yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
I usually
I didn't have
don't.
any issues either. I had a couple times it dropped.
It kind of blundered once or twice.
Yeah, and it might have been even my internet too.
All I'll
but
say is, at least we're not in the people that have to fucking watch Super Motocross TV, because I guess that website was down the whole entire day.
no shit.
Yeah, and then you pay 140 or whatever their euro, 140 euro, and the website's just down.
Yeah.
And then also too, apparently, and I don't know how this works for them, but apparently they have to have a VPN sometimes, depending on what country you're in to get it. I'm like, dude, that would suck.
You know how we could solve this if we'd have just been on fucking YouTube.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean,
Yeah.
though. So I find it funny when you hear about like people over
Yeah.
here that bitch about that, and I go, "We over here have this shit easy. Try
Yeah.
being in fucking Australia."
Hey, mute me real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, great. Have you watched any of the did you watch any of the vlog series that Supercross is putting out?
I watched like
I thought they were okay.
I watched like a minute and a half of the very first one.
Yeah.
and it seemed good. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it.
I like the fact that we're from them. This is positivity. So, Sean, pay attention here. A little positivity here. They are making some strides in the right direction, I do feel.
Well, yeah. Look, we talked about this, the sense of urgency that this whole thing came together because of what's going on with World Supercross.
Yeah.
But I will say, as much as it kind of pains me, more on the motocross side of it with Davey, and everybody knows how I feel about Davey and Kerry Coombs. If this continues to go in this trajectory and there's more communication, everybody's on the same page, I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to have anything to worry about with World Supercross. And this is a debate for a different couple years from now. We'll see where things are going. But because we know that the problems that World Supercross has to deal with with the teams of guys like not being able to maybe get a few guys, if this keeps going down this path and it's all, like you said, with the vlogs, everybody being on the same page, more money being divvied out, we hear a number, but we'll hear about it in the offseason if that number was, you know what I'm saying? Like if that number was actually correct, and I'm not saying it's not going to be, so Sean, don't fucking flip shit. I'm just,
And here we go.
but it also comes back to we had talked about with outdoors. But here's the thing: we've gone back and forth, and then I kind of agreed with you about like outdoors. Some of the guys aren't going to have a choice to miss outdoors anymore at this point if they want the whole. So I'll just say that if it continues to go down this road and there's a lot of connectivity between everybody, I don't really know if they're going to have anything to deal with, because right now the start of this is good. I will say my one thing that annoyed me, and it's not a rant, I'm hating how they're already going into when they're running the numbers. Yeah, SMX wins and all this shit, and they're combining the two with Eli. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Eli's got this. I'm like, dude, you're already doing it, though. Stop. This is not You stop combining the two. This is not a thing yet.
Yeah.
There's no SMX wins and whatever.
Yeah.
It's Supercross outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
But they had to. And that was, I guess that's the one thing that annoyed me about last night. This would be my rant. How much we got it shoved down our throat about the super motocross thing.
Here's what annoys me and again, I went from positive to now here I am being negative, is that all of the sudden here, world championship. Shut the fuck up. Yes, everybody comes from all over the world to ride this because this is like, these are the premier motocross and supercross series, okay?
Well, at least Supercross.
But look, we didn't waste our breath with this world shit until a world championship showed up for it.
Yeah, that was that. If I would say if I had a rant, that was the only thing that annoyed me is how much they're going overboard with the super motocross thing. It's already getting shoved down our throat about how big of a deal it is. And it's like, look, for all of us that are actually into this, we're not casual people. We understand why they're doing what they're doing, but we all know that it's just bullshit. They're doing this for the casual fan that doesn't.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like we all know, like you just said, look, guys, stop. Like you guys, you're going overboard. There's a necessity of doing it, and now you're going over the top. But once again, though, we know it's gonna be the same thing come outdoors since there's a unity there.
Yeah.
And did you notice how many times Daniel yesterday during the Race Day Live broadcast had to make a mention of, well, we're not taking anything away from Supercross, we're not taking anything away from outdoors. Like there's it's like, Daniel. We know, dude. We know. I know that it's your job. And
We know, but all the dumb dicks
I
out
get
there
it.
don't know.
But we know that. Hey, Daniel, we get it. Your bosses are telling you to say this, but you gotta.
Hey, I like how they
Here's-
completely danced around OnlyFans, by the way, on Race Day Live.
Here is
82,000 followers. Huh? He's got 82,000 followers now.
on OnlyFans.
No, like Carno.
Oh,
Gotcha. Period?
Yeah. Anyways, what were we gonna say?
So here, getting back to the SMX and the World Championship talk here. Here is a very interesting thing to see. When we go outdoors, do they push the World Championship thing through there?
Oh, no, I got a
because
point about this,
I'm
too.
here to tell you, Luongo's got more money than he knows what the fuck to do with, and watch them get sued for saying that they're a World Championship.
No, you
I think
it's gonna be
Davey
some
and
shit like that?
I think
Huh?
Davey. What?
I don't think it'll go that far.
You want to bet?
Oh, Luongo's
You want
a
to bet?
spiteful motherfucker.
Luongo
dude.
will sue the fuck right out
Not
of
his
him.
son David, even though his son David's a dipshit. It's the pops that will have an issue.
Giuseppe.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I didn't even think about that. That will be a fucking issue because it's not a world championship if you never leave your own country.
So,
Yep.
Look,
what do you
we'll
guys
have to race in Mexico.
So, what do you guys think about this? And maybe we can ask Eric this too, because he might have more insight on how contracts and stuff work. But do we start seeing a third bike out there, maybe on a lower salary? But
Kinda hope so.
But the only job for that third rider is just to get into the playoffs. They do 6 Supercross, 6 outdoor, and then 1, 2, 3 select rounds. Their sole job is to literally just get into the playoffs.
I mean, kind
I
of like
don't know.
Factory Cowie if they knew it was going to be Ando, AC was healthy, and just having Fortner there to get another bike in the playoff.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Or contracts start getting written out differently. Like, hey, you can do whatever rounds you want. You just need to get into the playoffs.
I don't know. I think come next year the contract situation is going to be super interesting because then we're going to have I'll call it developed World Supercross title on top of whatever the hell is going on here. So then it's going to start to get tricky because it's going to be like, okay, are these teams literally not going to sign guys because they're going to go do World Supercross for whatever team? Are the World Supercross teams going to come in and race Supercross in the States? What the fuck's going to happen there?
Here's my question to that comment, because I don't know. I think that there should be.
Yep.
Do you think there's enough dudes out there though that you could have enough speed to be able to be that guy that can just get a bike in the
Yeah,
bike?
sign Derek Kelly to a third factory spot.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not saying there's not a lack of talent out there. It just makes you wonder what guys would they be looking at? Because there's enough privateers.
I mean, look at guys like that. I mean, you're getting a guy that can get in. You're paying him a little lower than those guys, but more than what he's making now. They both win. Mm-hmm. Can Derek Kelly get into the playoffs?
Oh,
Yes.
easy.
Yes.
I think he's going to get in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. So pay him a little more than what AEO's paying him right now. Give him damn good equipment, and then maybe he could blossom into a number one guy.
I don't
but
think AEO is paying him a lot to begin with.
Maybe not. I don't know.
well, I mean,
Derek Kelly's a solid dude. I like Derek.
either
Yeah.
way, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And for the manufacturer, the draw is hey, we've got more people in this playoff series.
I think come Nationals, it's going to be very interesting to see.
Who dips in and out?
Well, and exactly, and we'll never. I mean, we have people that we could get a hold of that might have a better idea, but like viewership numbers between because the middle of our series is when World Supercross starts. And it's gonna be very interesting to see what's going on, especially with the weekends. I think it's Washougal and Millville, or Washougal, Millville and Washougal. There's 2 World Supercross races those
well,
rounds.
hey, let me put you through a hypothetical right now.
Oh, I love hypotheticals.
There we go. Ken Roxon.
Yep.
Okay. We know he wants to do World Supercross. He does our Supercross series. You know, say he gets 3rd, 4th in points or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
He goes and does World Supercross, or he does first 4 or 5 rounds of outdoors. And then, oh shit, they do the numbers. If you go do World Supercross, you're going to fall out of the playoffs. Does he go do World Supercross and then figure out a way to do 1 or 2 rounds to get those points? Or does he bank on getting into the LCQ?
I think it's going to be for the first time a lot of these teams that are especially doing both are going to actually have to start looking at numbers and having a game plan for exactly that reason. A guy
That's what
like
I'm
Ken
saying.
Roxon.
I was gonna say Kenny's contract is either or, from what I understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he might be able to do both.
he can-
say
like he
he's
can
on,
do
say
World
he's on the
Supercross
bubble
or-
for Super Motocross. He
Yeah.
goes and does World Supercross, and they got a 2-week break or whatever.
Yeah.
He's back here in the States.
Well, here's a
does
big-
a national,
All right.
gets his point.
We gotta call Eric.
We'll get back to that.
Anyway,
we'll get
yeah.
back to that because that's an interesting conversation.
Hello?
Eric Grondahl, welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show, bud.
How's it going?
It's great. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
So, I got a hard-hitting question to start with here, okay?
Jeez, swinging
Right
right,
off
off
the
the
bat.
bat.
Right off the bat. All right. I got
All right.
I got fat. Did you find me a pair of 36s yet?
Oh God.
I think I have a pair for you.
Yes. I will send you back the 34s too.
Hard hitting question.
Okay.
That was a stupid question.
That was not a stupid question. That was hard
That
hitting,
benefited
okay?
nobody but you.
I got the new Alias gear.
Yes.
And guys, I'm not sure if you're aware, I am fatter than I used to be. So the 34s do
Where's
not
it at?
fit.
I want to take a look at it. I want to see
It's inside. I'll show you after
yeah,
the show.
okay, cool.
So
Wow, hard hitting question.
it is. It is. Okay. All right. Now to the real work here. So how was A1 and who were you there signing for Alias?
Oh God.
Oh man, I wish I was there signing people. No, it was good. It was a crazy day. That track was gnarly. Like there's no other way to put it. All the guys in the first practice were like endoing off stuff. I mean, Jet went down, I think, like 2 or 3 times across the practices. And like, so, you know that it's pretty gnarly when he's going down. Anderson had a gnarly get off. Trying to think who else. It was just, there was guys going down everywhere. Like pretty much every single factory rider was on the ground at some point yesterday.
Yeah, it was a good
The
day.
track was just brutal. It was brutal.
Yeah, what'd Webb say? It was like hitting curbs off the face every jump or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like just straight up like they tried to make kickers, but obviously they didn't do that. It was just from when they lay the tarp over the track, all the jumps stayed dry, but obviously the lower dirt on the the platform, all that was still getting soaked.
Yeah.
So it made it very interesting. And obviously like it got better as the day went on, but still during the night like the main event, I was like, yeah,
Tell you what,
that's
better
that's
them than
brutal. Yeah, better them than me.
So, did you just go out for A1, or were you out there like the week before, hanging out at the practice tracks and stuff?
Nope, just out there for A1.
Oh, okay.
Just me and my girlfriend, and met up with some friends out there.
Yeah, just
We
kinda-
try and do it like every other year ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You getting down to some business out there, or just kind of a leisurely trip kind of thing?
Yeah, it was straight. I was straight fanboy. Like I I bought a monster can and dumped it out
Oh my
to
God.
get in the pits.
Been there.
Oh,
He,
Jesus.
hey,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. He buys a monster can, dumps it out to go in the pits, to then go hang out in Kenny's RV. Like let's not get it twisted here. All right. Oh, hey Ken, I got in here. Don't worry. Had to buy a monster, so I'm gonna need refund
need
on
$3
that.
back.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody listening to this too, like if you can get the experience to go out and experience A1 just because of the buzz around it, make a trip out of it and go.
100%.
So
Yeah, and it's always like such a crazy race because it's pretty much aside from yesterday, it's always whoever you think is going to win is probably not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, yesterday was the exception with, I will say that for the 450 class more so. The 250 class, I don't know. I don't pay that close of attention to like who's won it every year because, there's constantly guys coming in and leaving the class. So the 450 class is more so like pretty much the title winner does not ever win A1.
Yep.
I would like to know the stats on that. Like how many times has the winner of round 1 gone on to win the title?
I think it's out there. We don't have the resources.
It would
to
probably
look
just
at
be
it.
any
It's
time
low.
Ricky raced.
No, Ricky never won.
Yeah.
No, Ricky never won that either.
Ricky
So
never won A1.
all right. So for anybody who doesn't know, you just relaunched the Alias MX Gear there. How'd the launch go? What are we looking at future wise here? I mean, I'm looking for new colorways already, man. I just got the first set, and I'm
Yeah.
looking for the next set.
And the feedback looks great
Yep.
already too. Getting a lot of good
Yeah,
feedback.
no. So it went pretty well. I was very happy with the feedback and the initial launch because I did know there was no promotion leading up to it. Like I literally announced that we were back and making gear, and then I dropped the gear 2 days later, and I almost completely sold everything out. I was like, holy crap! Like this is awesome because
Hell yeah.
I didn't do anything but say that we were back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. We definitely had like some speed bumps with manufacturing it here in the US because they're learning as we're learning. So that was not perfect, but that's why we're doing it. Like we wanted to make it here and get it done here in the US, and we did that. And everyone that got their stuff is super stoked on it that I've talked to. So I think it was a success all in all.
It was pretty awesome, other than the fact I'm too fat for my pants. But that's outside of that, everything seemed awesome. So
I thought it was cool just because like we live in this world now with all the YouTube and all the social media stuff where all these guys got their merch drops, right? So they build up the merch drop, they drop their stuff, they sell out of it, they go on to the next thing, and it kind of seems like that was the model for it, at least for now, and that seems to be the way to go these days if you're not going to be if you don't have distributor backing like Answer or Fly or those guys. So
yeah, and I'm not trying to go overseas and have to buy thousands of sets of just one colorway and then hope we sell it all. Like that model is it's broken in my eyes. So everything's going to be much more limited doing it here. I'd love to expand in the future and continue to grow it. But for right now, it's going to be pretty small, limited drops, 2 colorways each time. Working on the second drop right now. I've already got the 2 colorways picked out. I actually went on Instagram and had people go on our story and vote for the next 2 colorways because, I can turn things around pretty quickly now. So it's nice to be able to do that. I don't really have to play that colorway guessing game. Like, of course, I always make stuff that I'm like, I personally want to make.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean everyone's going to want to buy it. And so I'm trying to get the people more involved and, really cater more to the consumer than what any other company is doing.
Yeah, it's like giving the consumer FOMO, right? Like once it's gone, it's gone, and it's crazy what that does to people. They just like, I gotta get it. But no, another thing I think would be cool, and I don't know if you've thought about it, but obviously the shocking news that we all just got with Ken Block, like a Ken Block colorway or something inspired by the liveries on his car would be badass, I think.
Yeah.
But
but
you
that
have the
would be
freedom
really
to do
cool.
that kind of stuff.
That dude's an absolute legend.
Yeah, and having your own company like this gives you the freedom to do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the coolest thing for me is that ordering it. So I'm a huge sucker for having that factory look or whatever. And when you ordered it, you got the sublimated, whatever name and number.
Sublimation.
Yes.
Yeah, the fully sublimated name and number made into the jersey.
Dude, yeah,
So,
that was huge.
No more of the plasticky feeling on your back.
no sticking on your back.
Yes, I love
Justin's
it,
used
dude.
to that though.
I was a huge fan of that when I put it on when I got it. I was like, oh, this is so great. I feel like such a professional right now.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that was the goal with it, is I wanted it to be as not as factory as, but I wanted it to be like top notch quality.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thing. And that's why, because I've been working on this for probably 2 years now to get it made here. And that's how long it took to find the right place capable of making something that I can actually say I'm 100% confident in this.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Well, that's cool, dude. I'm pumped it's back. So
I think a lot of people are in the same boat.
yeah,
Thank you.
I had a lot of friends asking me when they found out I knew like you and your dad and stuff. Well, when's Alias Gear coming back? Like, when are they bringing it back? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I've heard rumors, but
People
that's
ask
it.
me, I was just like, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Then, of course, you dropped that, and my buddy had to tell me, hey, man, did you see Alias is coming back? I was like, motherfucker, no, I did not. Damn it. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Off to a good start with
That's
it, too.
funny.
Like, switching gears a little bit, your Minios title. Congrats,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, thank you.
How,
that felt awesome.
yeah, take us through that a little bit. Obviously, kind of bringing the gear back around the same time, going down there doing that, getting on the top step, and
So the crazy part about that is the drop. We were on the final couple days during the beginning of Minios, were the final couple days for people to order their gear. So I was literally going out there racing and then going back to my motorhome and hopping on my computer and making orders, making all the jerseys, all the files with the names and numbers and all that stuff.
Dude, I think that's what did it
all
for
the
you.
different sizes. So yeah,
I got to get this race over with and make some money.
Why I was distracted.
You're like, I got to get to the checker flag as fast as possible so I can go make some money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, that's cool.
No, but it was good. I was riding probably twice a week for about a month or so before Minios, because that's when I decided to do it. And owning 3 companies, it's tough to be able to just go out and train all the time. So I was riding one day during the week and then one day on the weekend. And pretty much all just at Okeechobee. And I did 2 local races there. And then showed up at Minios, and I was like, all right, I'm just here to have fun. I'd love to get on the podium. That was kind of my goal that I had made up in my mind. And then after Supercross, I got on the podium and I was riding terrible. So I was like, okay, if I rode terrible and I was able to still get 3rd in Supercross, I'm like, I think I have a really good chance at the title in outdoors. So I focused on that and I felt really good. And then I was just like, all right, just laser focus on your start and just go from there. And that's what I did. I think I pulled 4 hole shots all week long, and I only started outside the top 3 twice, I believe.
Makes life so much easier.
It was, yeah, I got to thank TLR for that. Todd, he got my bike.
Dude's an animal.
Working really nicely.
Oh, that's a guy that just fixed
I wish I would have brought it to him. Yeah, I wish I would have brought it to him before I did those nationals this year, because my starts were atrocious.
Word.
And as soon as I got my bike mapped, like my starts are like perfect every time.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
power
gonna
is
ask.
just so much more controllable.
Now that's
And-
just ignition, nothing into the motor, just strictly ECU mapping and everything, correct? Or do
No,
you
so
did motor too?
I did. He ported and polished the head,
Okay.
so nothing crazy, like just that, and then the ECU, a get ECU, and then
Yeah, because
race gas.
I'm a big believer in an ECU remap. Like nowadays with
Yeah.
all the power on these bikes.
Oh
like,
yeah, like I can imagine the bike probably would have been pretty darn similar without anything done in the motor.
Yeah.
Like the ECU is where all the secrets are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it helps when
100%.
you got one of the best engine builders in the country in Todd. So
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He does really, really good work.
hell yeah.
No, and the other thing I wanted to ask you about, switching gears a little bit too. It's been a little while since we've been able to talk to you, so lots of things have happened.
Yeah, I know.
MXGN, Iceland, you were helping those guys out, right?
Yep.
How did all that come
Yeah,
about?
so-
And you were giving them bikes, or what was the whole deal there? I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we had my bikes and my RV there for them. And then I obviously made all their graphics and stuff. I was going to get them some Alias gear, but they all had Fox deals that they couldn't get out of that. So that's obviously understanding. So I just put Zaffle on the bikes and made them some cool graphics for it, and we just let them ride the bikes. I just told them, you break apart, you buy it. Like that's, and that's what we did.
How bummed
So-
were you when you saw the rain coming, though?
Oh,
brake pads, all that,
that, yeah. I was like, ooh, I'm having a little bit of regret now.
No.
And so how that came about is I'm actually really good buddies with Ethor Ranison. He's like the fastest guy in Iceland. He's been on the team for like the last 10 years. And so when I did that MXGP in the Assen, Netherlands
Okay.
in 2018, the team that I rode for at that race, he was also riding for that team. And he was injured at the time, so he just came to hang out, and we became friends, and we just kind of stayed in touch ever since then. And the team owner, Callum Swan, he's now my business partner with Zaffle, and him and Ethor like basically grew up together. So Ethor came over for our first Zaffle shoot beginning of last year and helped us shoot with Christian Craig. And he was like, hey, like, we want to do donations. He's like, do you know anyone that would rent bikes or something like that? And I'm like, I mean, let me talk to my dad and my brother and make sure that you guys can ride their bikes. But I'm like, I don't care if you ride my bike. And I'm like, so let's just stay in touch and talk about it. And we ended up working it out to where we made it happen for him. So it was cool.
No, super cool. Like it's
awesome.
just for those guys coming from, overseas and coming here and knowing that they've got support and a place to go and having everything set up for them
Exactly.
is such a huge relief, I'm sure, for them. So
Yeah. And I want to say a thank you to Martin MX in Michigan.
Yeah.
right in
That
our
place-
backyard.
Yep.
Dude, that's like one of the best tracks I've ever rode in my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that place is cool.
Yeah, because I brought my dad's 350 with me just so that I could ride a little bit with them. Because I was like, well, if we're making the trip for a week, like I may as well ride.
Yeah.
We should have gone
So
up
we
there and rode.
squeezed an extra bike in there, and
Well,
yeah, Martin
I went
MX was
back
nice enough to let us come and stay out there
Cool.
I went back
and
forth
ride
a
the
little
track
bit.
for 2 days. So it was awesome. That track was, I mean, I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this
we're,
is
we're a
crazy.
little spoiled, about 40 minutes for us. But
Yeah, that's
no, we
about-
went back
Yeah,
and forth a little
that's
bit because
nice.
you were already locked into that with those guys, but we were out at Bucks. Latvia
Yeah.
was there, and we tried to
Yep.
get you guys to come down there, but
Yeah, I remember that. But we're pretty much stuck put there.
yeah, and not a bad place to be stuck at.
No,
so.
no, that place is great. So, how's the graphics company doing, man? I saw you guys got Scott Meshy on the fam now, I think. So,
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we just got Scott Meshy on, and then we've also got Josh Toth. He's an off-road rider.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very, very fast, gnarly kid. He's super cool. I used to train with him in 2019, I believe it was, when he was on Red Bull KTM for GNCCs.
Okay.
And he would come out to Southwick when we would do our Wednesday motos at Southwick.
Okay.
And he would come out and battle with us. And it was like me, him, and Canning. And like the three of us were like pretty damn close in speed. So it was awesome.
Cool.
And I was like, wow, this Woods dude is legit, because I had no idea who he was before then.
Well, he's kind of doing his own thing this year now, right? He's not on KTM
Yeah,
anymore.
so now-
This
So
full
he's
whatever.
got like full gas support, but not like factory gas. And he's doing his own,
pretty sipes.
like his own, kind of like Sipes. Like he's doing cool things, like all different series, which I think is awesome. Like for one, it's going to make you a better rider. And for one, it's really cool to be able to do all those things. And like, I mean, he'll do well at them too. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool to see someone else venturing out and doing something like that, you know, kind of on their own.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. Like just all different forms. Like when Sipes got hurt, I was pretty bummed. I really enjoyed it. It
Yeah.
brought my eyes into different disciplines of riding, and like
Yeah,
As
exactly.
the older
And
I
it gives
get-
you a whole new appreciation of dirt bikes in general.
oh yeah, like I started doing like some sprint enduros and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, this off road stuff is
Yeah,
it's,
big
it's
sprint
kind
enduro
of fun.
Big enduro guy
Big
over
sprint
here.
enduro guy
Big
over here.
sprint
I
enduro
like
guy.
them, dude. I think they're fun as fuck.
Cole, what are you doing this year? I'm going for Sprint Enduro
Going for a
Championship.
Sprint Enduro Championship in Michigan.
Unbelievable. So
On my 06 KTM, that I need to get a hold of Adept about and get some Hot Wheels graphics made.
Ooh,
they can do
we
it.
can definitely
They
do
can
that.
do it.
There you go.
We can
Hey,
definitely do that.
You know a guy. You know
That's
a
what I'm
guy.
saying. No,
Yeah,
that's what I wanted
I know
to
a
do.
guy.
I saw that thing. I'm
I
like,
know a guy.
It had like 06 with like 8 hours on it or something. The guy that owned it passed away and it just sat in the barn. And I'm like,
Those bikes look so cool too.
yeah, I'm like, ooh, McGrath, Hot Wheels, the bike that never hit the track.
Yeah.
there we go. All right. So was there anything that surprised you at A1, man, that you saw as far as like racing went, or?
Yeah. Max Volant. I mean, he
Yep.
just
Good.
totally 180'd his Supercross career for sure. I was very, very impressed. And you know, I'm like surprised by it, but I'm also not surprised by it because I know how good of a rider he is.
Mhm.
And I know how tough Supercross is because I've done it and I've been there. So I know how quickly you can lose your confidence. So I think last year when he got injured on whatever it was, like the first lap of the main event last year, and I think it was kind of deflating and tough for him to come back from that because I believe he missed out on like qualifying for a couple Triple Crowns after that. And
Yep.
then they just said, hey, let's focus on outdoors. And so
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
he needed to go full focus.
Yeah.
And, you know, he really came out swinging and turned it around with an amazing ride to get fifth.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed, and I was happy for him too,
Yeah.
because it's not easy to do that. Because I mean, Supercross, it can be a career maker or a career killer, and unfortunately for a lot of guys, it's a career killer.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking the
look
SMX
at
is gonna fix that a little bit though. If guys can get in the top
Yeah.
20 or whatever just by doing outdoors.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you think we're gonna race Oakland this weekend?
Maybe on jet skis.
I mean, yeah, they're saying that they will, but
Jet skis.
I haven't even seen like the weather or anything like that. I've just like read tweets and stuff.
Oh, dude, it's
So-
been
It's
raining.
bad.
It's gonna rain for the next week straight.
That is an
nonstop.
that is an
That's
outdoor
crazy.
pool.
Yeah, well, we're worried about is
Maybe they'll do like an oval track or something like
Flat
that.
track, I'm telling you, it's
that
flat
was
track.
it.
Just a rut track.
We've been throwing everything out because
Sign
it's
Totha.
yeah, not great.
Toth.
So,
Marv's gonna win.
all right, you guys.
I mean, they better not cancel it. I've been planning on putting my Zwift to use next weekend during the show.
That's
Oh yeah, the that's what we were just talking with Moranz about. It's like it's been raining out there, and we just can't figure out how they're even going to get the track built because it's been raining so much. The dirt's already sitting there, and it's all just like poo, basically.
Telling
Just
you, man.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
mud.
no
How are they
whoops.
even going to push anything together?
There's gonna be no
Speaking-
whoops, triples, anything.
Speaking of Moranz, I'm I'm kicking myself
Uh-oh.
in fantasy.
Getting picking?
He was
Oh man.
Oh man, it cut
Did
out
we
again.
lose him?
Damn
I
it.
don't think so.
I apologize, Kevin, for not having enough faith in you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in practice,
Well,
you
hey-
didn't look too confident in practice, and I was like, oh, like I don't know. I'm like,
We were the same way.
I think I'm gonna take him off the team. I'm like, maybe he's not like super stoked on the ruts or something like that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I know he's a good starter, but
He hit
I'm
us
like,
with the hard question.
he just doesn't look super confident out there. So I took him off, and then he goes out there and crushes it. And I was like,
Yep.
oh my god.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. None of us picked him. Either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no.
literally asked us too. He was like, and we had to be honest with him, and thankfully he's not a snowflake and just gets butthurt by honest opinions. But
Kev don't give a shit.
Yeah.
he was like, where did you guys put me? And we were like, man, you were a bubble guy for
Bubble
us,
man.
man.
You were 50-50 if you were even going to make the main, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But thank you
Yeah.
for proving us wrong.
yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I was like, well, hey, now I didn't pick him, and now I can pick him next weekend. So
There you go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, hey, are you in the Moto Aftermath Show Fantasy League, bro? Because I got a sick #1 plate that you can win if you win this league.
yeah.
I wonder who made it.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
wonder who
not.
made
You gotta send me the league.
Just search Moto Aftermath Show in the leagues tab, bro. We're there.
No, all right. There's no password or anything.
No.
Yeah,
We're
who made
free
the-
balling.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wonder
we're-
who made the play.
all right.
I wonder who that
Yeah, no,
guy
I
was.
just have one. I just have one
I
with some
made
of my
I'm the league
buddies
president.
all around the country.
Oh yeah, dude, join up in there, man. Yeah, no, it's an open league we put together. We give away a Moranz jersey and the sick #1 plate for first. So it's
Wait, hey, who made that #1 play?
shout out
Yeah.
Adept Creative
Yeah, I
Co.
wonder who that guy was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get my #1 plate back.
Dude,
That'd be some funny shit.
that
Yeah, who
would-
won it?
the only
Eric
way it'd be
won it.
better is if Kev played and Kev won to
His
win
own
the
jersey.
win the Kev jersey
Yeah.
and
Eric
the
wins his
#1
own
plate.
plate.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
sick.
people
so.
were like, "Wait a minute."
Kev doesn't play, does he?
no,
No.
Okay.
no.
I was
No,
just
no.
gonna say because I know
He doesn't even know
I
some
know-
riders
I
do.
know some riders do.
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
funny.
so when I rode, I couldn't do it because I was just like, I'm gonna want to pick myself, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself
Dude,
because
that's awesome.
I'm
Can you
just gonna
imagine
be
being out
really
there?
mad if I don't.
Didn't
Imagine
AC
being out
always-
there and having like you pick A-Ray or something, and he's right behind you. And
Guys
you
talk about this.
And
Didn't
you
AC
are
used to
the
talk about this?
position.
Yeah.
yeah, you're the position to get him double points. So
Yeah.
you
Funny
pull
thing
over.
is to be
Yeah.
like, "Hey man, I got some inside info on myself." So.
I think Harlan's one of
Dude.
those guys. Harlan plays.
Yeah.
So when I was racing, I obviously there would have been only one night because I only ever made one main, and I don't know how many people, but I made 0.2% of people in Pulp MX Fantasy very happy that night.
That's awesome.
that was my pick trend was 0.2%. So that's probably one person, maybe two people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Eric.
So-
I probably wouldn't have picked you.
You get
back
some
then.
text the next day, and you're like,
would've
"Dude, I knew
never
you could
picked
do it."
me. I would have never picked me.
You know what?
No.
That was some dude's chick going, Eric Grondahl. I know that name. You know what? On my
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Like I said, it'd be
Yep,
funny.
yep.
The next day you get text. Yeah, man, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, or someone just going full Hail Mary and just being like, you know what? He just had the worst race of his life 2 weeks ago. I think he's going to make it
I
this
think he's gonna
weekend.
make it. That's confidence.
Motivation.
Motivation.
Yeah.
So,
That's
all right. Anything else for Eric from you two?
Nah, man, I'm
No, it
Good.
was just good to, like I said, it's been a little while since we talked to him, so just a couple of
Yeah.
updated questions. But
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a show with him about the Alias gear and stuff when it dropped, and here we are.
All I gotta say is
you
congratulations,
dropped your
man.
balls.
I'm great at this.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Good.
It's all good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, super pumped, man. Super pumped. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. We'll have you back anytime. Anytime you want to call and rant about something. We really like rants on
We
this
really
show.
like rants.
So we're in on that.
We have a sponsor for our rants now.
Yes. So thanks, man. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll talk soon here, buddy.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Take care.
Not a problem.
Take it easy.
Later, buddy. All right. Eric Grondahl,
Good dude.
Alias MX,
Yep.
Good dude.
Adept Creative
I
Co.
will say-
His
Zaffle.
attention span is better than
His dad's.
better than
I will say, and this shows you how stupid ass backwards things are, and he obviously doesn't care. But the fact that the dude who, owns Alias Gear has to buy a fucking Monster Energy drink can just to get in the pits. And obviously he doesn't care, and he could be that guy that go, do you know who I am? But obviously he wouldn't.
Yeah,
but it just
yeah.
shows you, like,
This is humbleness.
am I the only one that thinks that really stupid?
What?
Am I the only one that thinks that's stupid?
I don't think it's stupid. I just think he didn't want to make a phone call.
Yeah, but what I'm, like,
to
I think
anybody
that's just the
'cause he
humbleness
could've.
out of him,
And that's
like,
what I mean.
not asking for a handout kind
And
of
that's
thing.
and that's what I mean. He would never do that.
Yeah.
But just there's a bunch of dudes that you see in the pits. They're like, really? And then you got a guy who.
Oh, like Jason fucking Lawrence asking people for tickets still?
But yet you have Eric Grondahl who runs one of the most popular gear companies there is, and
Yeah.
he has to, once again he
Very
wouldn't do this,
business-minded,
and he doesn't
successful,
care.
whatever.
I just think that kind of shows you how sometimes ass backwards our industry
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's ass backwards.
So.
So
All right. Let's jump into the 250s here, depending upon how long those take. I have a few other
Well, let's rip them out. Let's see what I got.
Rip it out.
evergreen topics that we can always push till
250
next
main,
week.
I got some.
Because we've been at this for a while.
Not a good
Yep.
night for Star.
Okay. Hold up. Chill out.
I mean,
Chill out.
it was okay, not great.
All right, 250 wrap up here, brought to you by our friends at Worx. Josh and Kayla back on board for 2023 season.
Yeah.
Shout out Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
I really like Kayla.
What's up, Kayla? How you doing?
I really like Kayla, dude. She's great, dude.
I know,
I mean,
Kayla's
Josh's
badass.
all right, but Kayla really, wears the pants in that family.
No, Josh, though, that motherfucker, you get him going. He's a very shy guy on the surface, though, but once you really get to know Josh,
Yeah,
dude is hilarious.
dude. I
I love
remember.
growing up with Josh, man.
Yeah.
I remember asking him. I don't know if it was like last year, or the year before, at Buck Bash, and talking to Kayla because Kayla's followed me on Facebook for a long time.
Yeah.
And then talking to Josh and being like, "You do know who I am, right, man?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know who you are." Okay. Because I was worried that it was just your wife.
Yeah. No, Josh is funny because, like, every time, like, he'll ride the shit out of everything. One of the most naturally talented, great
100%.
riders in this area.
100%.
And you're like, how's the bike, man? Like, I remember he. This is a name you haven't heard in a long time. Chad Stamps.
Duh.
He had.
I don't know who that is.
You don't want to.
Okay. Easy. He had this bike, and we called it the TNR Turd because it was a TNR motor, and it had duct taped pink spokes or something.
Oh my god.
And
Chad's
Josh
a
was
peach.
shredding on that thing. Like it was like Stroker or something. And he's like, "Dude, this bike's so sick. It's the sickest thing I've ever
Oh,
ridden in my
boy.
life." And then like 5 years down the road, I'm like, "Dude, Josh, remember that super sick 125 with the pink spokes that you rode?" And he's like, "Oh, dude, that bike sucked."
Dude, we had him racing.
Oh, no.
We had him racing like a fucking 01 YZ125 with like 9,000 hours on. And he's like, hell yeah, I'll rip that thing.
Yeah, well,
And he
we
still
called it
won.
Yeah, well, he had that. We called it the rainbow bike, but he had that Cowie with like the pro circuit graphics. Had red bars, one blue lever, the blue seat.
Remember the KTM 252 stroke from way back in the
That
day?
one too. Yeah,
I gotta go
Yeah.
to his house and ride. I still haven't rode at his
that
house.
track's sick. I love riding there.
Yeah.
Bring spare wheels or something. Every
Yeah, I
time I
was
go
about
there,
to
I
say.
get a flat tire because
Yeah.
it's through an old junkyard. So
Yeah,
it's
there's,
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
what
of
I've
shits
heard.
underneath the top. Yeah.
Well, I'll go there and ride before I change my tire this year. So,
no, just bring a tube.
well,
All right, let's
whatever.
get into this too.
All right, let's get into this. So first off, I mean, my boy just fucking
Okay.
went out one.
Hang on, listen,
Okay.
listen. I just think about this on the way here, dude. Why are you? Do you do this just to like piss us off, or are you really that big of a fanboy?
What?
Like
Oh, what?
wiener liquor?
What are you talking? Okay, what is pissing you off? The fact that I like the kid and he won because
But
this
you
is
get-
not.
but look, you
this-
just went up
whoa,
like 2
hold
octaves.
Hold up. This isn't even a situation of the kid started winning and I was like, oh, that's my guy. I liked him from the beginning. Why?
Because he endoed in the whoops.
No. Go back farther than that. Why?
Well, because he's just down to earth kid.
He ate the donuts on
Yeah.
the podium. I was like, I fucking love
Yeah,
donuts,
but you know what's funny
bro.
is I could actually go back way back when they were an amateur in 2018, and I brought both him and Hunter's name up, and this was when Joe was still beating Jet, And I remember both of you guys saying, "Yeah, man, I don't really know if they got what it got."
Which, by the way, hold on, pause. Are the do you know if the Jetson 6-packs are back in stock or?
I don't know if it was a limited thing or not. Tucker didn't get them.
I will.
Oh,
I didn't get my own.
No,
I think for
I didn't get a
me-
set either. They were sold out when I went.
I think
by
for
them.
me,
Okay, back on
because
track.
I've-
I can find out though because I think Parts Unlimited or Western Power Sports might have them.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, back on track.
I
Here
think
we
for
go.
me, because I've been through this with so many people, I think I'm just getting to the point. I respect Jet, and obviously everybody knows I like Hunter.
Yeah.
I think I'm just over.
I'm over all the.
I'm over
all the
everything, like-
Travises in the world.
Well, not even Travis. Not even Travis, because at least Travis can say he is right. He's been there since 2019.
When he ate the donut on the podium, I was in.
going back
That
to
was
when
it.
they,
Game
we
over.
still did the Monster Cup and whatever, the
Yep.
Amateur All Stars. But I think I'm just getting to the point that I'm sick and tired of everybody acting like Jet is like unbeatable and he'll never fucking lose. When dude, he lost to 3 different dudes last year.
But I'm
and
not
these-
saying he's never going to lose. But I'm just saying. First off,
But
we
it's-
came out one. I'm title here. Like
But
that's where I'm at.
I think
I'm
with Cole's,
title.
I don't know about for Cole, but to like what he's talking about with that is I think when I hear all that during the week, and then when I come on here and you and me talk back and forth, it honestly it doesn't really bother. It doesn't change my life, but it just bothers me a little bit because everybody acts like this kid is unfucking beatable and he's as good as Ricky and this and that. When dude, he fucking lost how many times during outdoors? He lost during Supercross last year.
Justin just hates greatness. That's
He's
all there
not
is to
great.
it.
No,
He's not great yet.
The one
He's
thing I
not
w-
great yet.
Did you hear?
no,
Did you hear the? Did you hear the thing they threw out last night? The thing they threw out.
Oh, about how him winning East and West and GL and this and that.
If he wins this West Coast title, number one, that's 4 in a row. What are the names associated with that?
No, I'm not saying what he's doing is not great,
I
but we're
do
acting.
think he does ride beyond his years as far as maturity.
But we
and
act
all that
like
kind of
we've
stuff.
never. I've said this before. We act like we've never seen this before. He's not doing anything that nobody hasn't already done yet.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying you are, but other people. And then
Yeah,
when we
but
talk
you got to
about
realize
this,
a lot of other people haven't watched the sport and been as
okay,
balls
when you got
deep in
people
it
like
as we
Daniel
have.
Blair up there, and I love Daniel. I respect the hell out of him. He is somebody that I can honestly say within the industry.
Okay, yeah, he sounds like Travis.
But but he's not a
does throw some
He's not a.
crazy shit out there.
But he's not a generational talent. He's not doing anything that we've never seen before. Do you guys remember how good
He can be. I mean, let's face it.
he has to do a lot to be in that conversation.
Okay, but so did Tomac 5 years ago when we started this, and now Tomac is going to be
Tomac also had
probably
already
going to
won-
be second all time
Tomac had already also won 3
in
450 outdoor
Supercross
titles.
wins in 450 class.
He had also won 3 450 outdoor titles straight in a row.
Not when we started this. When we started this,
No,
that
he-
was when he was just getting into the 450 class or whatever, and
Tomac's had hype since 2000.
and he was hyped, but he wasn't even hyped on this level, and he hadn't done what Jet's done. Like Tomac didn't win 3 titles in a row.
No, he also wasn't in the 250 class long enough.
Yeah,
Healthy.
you know a lot of people that have won a shit ton in the 250s and haven't done a fucking
What
thing
like
in the
it's like
450s.
it's like I say. What happens?
I'm
And this is
just-
hypothetical. If he goes to the 450 class and he's just another dude,
I mean,
and that's what's frustrating is,
I
is
don't
that
think that will happen, but what if?
That's-
and that's what I'm saying. What if AC?
Yeah.
what if he crashes and dies tomorrow? I mean,
Well, yeah.
that could happen too. But I'm not going to
That's
base it
dark.
on. I'm not
That's
going
a
to.
little dark.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go off that route. I'm going to go off the. Look at what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get there. If he gets to the point, and yes, he is just another dude, then okay, fine. He's just another dude. We called that one wrong. But man, that 250 career was fucking wild.
It was really good, but I don't think you can start putting the generational talent and he's next level until he proves it in the 450 class. You can say he's a damn good 250 rider, one of the best of all time, but then when you go to the 450s, until he does it in the 450s, you got to kind of knock it down because look at Stu. And granted, he had to race the greatest of all time. Stu won more than anybody on a Tiddler.
Yeah.
And
What
he got
about-
up to there and he didn't
what
fucking win a
about
title.
what about Dungey? Did Dungey win a 250 outdoor?
Yeah, he won in 2009 when he
Yeah.
won Porcel. But he only won because Porcel had
Okay,
bike
but my
issues.
thing is Dungey went Supercross title,
Yep.
outdoor title,
And then he bumped
and
up
then
to
went to
450.
450,
And then
won
he
that
won-
title,
and he won 2
then
titles
won
as a rookie.
outdoor title.
Yep.
Nobody's saying he's generational.
RV won 4 straight Supercross championships and 2 outdoor titles in the process, and he won 3 straight 250 outdoor titles and a Supercross championship. But we didn't call him generational. And no offense to Jet.
Hold on, pause. I can only go one at a time here. So I'm
Go
not.
on
I'm
the
not
Dungey
into
thing.
gangbangs.
Go on
all
the
right?
Dungey thing. Yes.
So let's go on the Dungey thing, okay?
Because you could get a
Dungey
better-
didn't win his titles. No, hold on. Dungey wasn't the charismatic person that Jet is.
But how? But I
So,
don't base generational
Why does
talent.
have
anything to do with riding a dirt bike?
whatever the word is?
Charismatic. Because the charisma and the marketing
Charisma,
is
that's what I'm
what's
looking for.
carrying part of this hype.
Yeah.
part of this hype is being carried by this.
So what if James
also
had Lucas
Dungey
Myrtle?
doesn't Dungey doesn't
Oh my God.
Dungey doesn't break
Get a lot more
onto
money.
the national scene winning what's it called and smashing donuts on the podium. He was way too serious. If Dungey would have not been as serious, you could have if Dungey had the same attitude as Jet, but with Dungey's results, which was podium, win, podium.
No, well, hang on,
You
though.
would have seen more of this talk, but he wasn't like that. He was way too serious, way too. I'm fucking
I guess you're
training.
right.
I'm an athlete, whatever. So that's my counter argument
Well,
to that.
hang on,
Moving
hang
on
on,
to
hang
you.
on.
Nope,
Why you
hold
say
on.
that,
I'm
though?
only one at a time. You've had your turn. I'm
But
done.
James, they said, was James is a generational talent, right?
James is a
but
generational talent.
he had a lot of charisma doing the worm and the
I don't know
Skylar
if
and all
Jet
that
will
shit.
ever be.
100%.
I
I guess
don't know
that's
if
what
Jet will
Yes.
ever reach James Stewart status because he didn't. He's not changing the sport. James changed the sport, and Jet can't do that for the sport.
Okay, so let's take a pause on that here because I know that you don't necessarily
Just
do
loading him up.
I know that you don't necessarily do all of the different media aspects that I do. So I watch and listen to AJ's vlog and the podcast they do. He's saying at the test track, Jet is doing shit like quads, triples, etc. in rhythm sections and scrubbing through like quadding off a fucking table. He's like, dude, I've never seen anything
Okay, but
like
Stu
it.
did that on a 125.
I'm just saying.
No,
he's
I'm-
doing stuff that AJ through his career, and this is what AJ
But AJ
does.
wasn't
this is
old
what
enough.
this is what AJ does. AJ studies technique and stuff. Okay, so if
Well, Jet's got
AJ
better technique than Stu.
if AJ's seen him do this stuff and going, dude, I have not seen anyone do this. There is a possibility at some point he does something that
What?
that changes. I don't know.
Stu invented the scrub.
I don't know.
Stu invented the scrub.
What
I don't-
can he do?
Because everybody
I don't
does-
know because I can't make this up in my head.
No,
I don't think like
Look,
that.
I
but
just
I'm
don't
just saying.
see. I just don't see there's anything that can be done on a dirt bike anymore that'll revolutionize a way of riding a dirt bike that Jet can do.
Actually-
because I watch Hunter, he can do the same shit.
Unless he does a
You know
fucking
what?
backflip.
You know what I think?
Maybe.
Travis Pastrana.
You know what I
He
think.
didn't do it mid-main though.
No.
You
That's
know
true.
what I think Jet could do that would revolutionize the sport. If he gets
Ride a
on
two-stroke.
no, if he gets on
awesome, though.
the vlog train, which they're kind of doing with the Red Bull thing with him and Hunter, but if he were to get on legitimately his own vlog, and I'd love to get Myrtle on to talk to him to see if he's pushing something like that, because they're pushing a lot of different things, and we'll get into a couple of them here. If he were to do that with the charisma and everything he's doing right now, period, that could start to supersede and change the sport as we know it. Kind of like how Ricky revolutionized the training side of things. All of the sudden, you could see this revolutionize the fan interaction and the whatever the transparency or whatever you want to talk about. Like if he starts doing vlogs and in those vlogs, all of a
okay,
sudden
I know
he
what-
starts dropping hints about like
I know
the
what it is.
team he's talking to next and stuff
No,
like that.
I know it can change the sport.
I guess for me, I don't dispute all of that. Jet is
Cole was
charisma-
talking.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I know. To your point on changing and revolutioning, I know what it could be, and Myrtle might be a guy that could push for this. Mm-hmm. Being transparent about your contract numbers.
That could be huge. That could be, like I said, because he's already doing some things. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, you might have. You are more hidden online, so I don't know. The Jets and Donuts, they're selling
I
4
know.
packs in the pits every single round, and then you get the Jets and Towel, which, of course, that's fucking selling out. And not only that, apparently they're giving them away to all the guys in the fucking media thing too.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that, like, if he continues to do things like this, it's going
But that's
to
not all him. That's Lucas Myrtle.
it's not.
Yeah.
But if he is doing it, this is the kind of shit that's going to change the sport, much like the training aspect did before. Now it's going to change the transparency of it. That could be something he could. It might not be on track that stuff that he does like that. So I don't know. It's and do I think race wise?
And for me, that's what it is.
He's going to be. I think it's going to take him. It's not going to be a Ricky thing or a Stu thing where he's going to come in and create the next scrub, or he's going to come in and go 24-0 or anything like that, or win every outdoor title he's in or anything like that. But do I think that he has the very much potential to be, say, an Eli Tomac, where it's almost like a slow burn, and then you get down to the end of the career, and all of a sudden you're going, fuck, he's 3 wins off of fucking being second overall ever in Supercross wins, and he's got 4 outdoor titles and 3 indoor titles and won designations this many times and on and on and on type shit, that it's like, holy shit, he's one of the greats, you know? Because it's like, if you go back 4 years on the show, when Tomac's winning, say, his second outdoor title, 18 or whatever it is, we're not talking as him being one of the greats. And now here we are in 4 short years later, 2022, on the air of his retirement here.
We're talking about all the other stuff that comes with it.
And we're talking about, man, he's about to be one of the greats with 4 outdoor titles, 3 indoor titles,
A fucking
and 250
donut company.
titles. Yeah, so it's like, so I don't know, man. There's a lot around that might not all be on-track shit. The on-track shit, to me, is part of it, but it's not all of it in this case.
But to me, and this is the old school thing, I understand the social media, and that's where you're making your money, and you're doing this and doing that. But it's still, for me, it's about riding a dirt bike. What have you done on the dirt bike? And all that other shit is really, really cool, and it makes you a lot of money, and it sets you up for life.
Yeah.
But you ultimately got that fame from riding a dirt bike. So
Yes.
you can do all that other shit, but if you don't do it on the dirt bike, honestly, who really cares?
But yeah, I guess to Travis.
And you guys can talk about me being old school and not social media, and that's fine. I'll take the jokes, and I'm used to it. But ultimately, it's riding a dirt bike that allowed him to be where he is. And if he doesn't ultimately and I'm not saying he's not going to, because we're looking at a real thing where when a lot of, like Eli, like Anderson, Ferendis, all these guys, Kenny retire, it's probably going to come down to him and Chase, and maybe a 250 guy pops in there.
Okay, well,
But he's got to be able to do it on the dirt bike, because if he's not doing it on the dirt bike, I'm telling you right now, if he goes into the 450s and he's just another dude, which I'm not saying he's going to, but say he's just another dude, eventually all that shit, people like winners. If he's not winning a bunch, I'm not saying people aren't going to like him anymore, but it's going to slowly start to fade away if he jumps up and Chase Sexton just obviously starts slapping him around. Like, you can't promote a guy as being the best if you're not winning titles.
So here's my thing. If we were Webster's dictionary here and we had to coin the term generational and put what does generational mean?
Mm-hmm.
It means a guy that can go out, first and foremost, get the results, get the wins, get the titles, but he's also going to be the first guy to bring the other side in and have the whole package. He's going to be the first guy to maybe be transparent about contract numbers, the first guy to bring his own fucking donut company in, the first guy to sell his own merch in the pits.
Here, let's point to that for a second, because you were with me in Florida. I wore my Jet shirt, the signed one, when we went to the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom. One of the fucking employees walking on the ride goes, "Oh, you even got the signature on the Jet shirt." And I go, "You know who Jet is?" And she goes, "Yeah. I've worn Cooper Webb, Supercross, all these other shirts. There ain't a fucking employee anywhere there that's ever said to me anything about racing." This girl knows.
She young?
Yeah, I would say
Saw him on
probably.
TikTok,
I would say probably young 20s. We'll call it. Knew who Jet was.
Yes.
Knew I had the shirt signed.
So if you wanted to define generational in that way, yes.
I'm just saying there's.
But don't you guys
There's
believe
a
that if
lot
that
beyond
happens,
the results
don't
here.
you believe that if he goes to the 450 class and he doesn't keep the winning streak going and he doesn't win championships, a bunch of them, that stuff eventually is going to fade?
I don't know. Do you think it's going to fade with Deegan if he doesn't show results? Do you think his YouTube's going to fall off?
No, because there's always going to be the young kids. But Jet's not a young kid. Jet didn't do this when he was 13, 14, so he didn't he didn't develop this following that was around his same age.
He's 19, man.
There's a big difference between being 19
He
and
has
starting when you...
He has every chick from 15 to 35 wanting them nuts,
Yeah.
including chicks that aren't even into fucking moto.
I'm telling you.
They
get to
saw the
point if
donut
you-
shit. They followed him because of that, and boom, here we go.
I'm just saying, if you don't win, people tend to forget about you. When you stop winning and you stop winning titles, people tend to forget about you. Doesn't mean they don't like you anymore.
Who was the last guy that they dropped a 6-pack of goggles that sold out?
Nobody. I've seen the number side of that thing. Because on the business
The
side, how the
6-pack of those
did.
goggles were $300 fucking
Okay,
dollars.
let me ask you a question.
Who
If
uses
he's
It's
getting-
about 50,
hold on,
it's
hold
about
on.
$55 a goggle.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. If he's a 5th place dude, are those selling out?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How can you say that? You can't market a 5th place dude that's not winning titles.
Dean Wilson's still making $500,000 a year for being Grandpa
but
Earl.
Dean Wilson also won a championship. He was also
Jets won
a winner.
4.
That's my point, though. But that's my point, though. Dean had won a title. He wasn't. He didn't never win a title. If Jet would have just been a 5th place guy, this would have never been as marketable.
So now you want to go backwards to before he won a title? Because
No.
I'm right here. He's won 3. He's on the precipice of winning 4.
You're missing the point.
What Justin's trying to say is if a guy like I don't know, fucking Joey Savacci, you're not selling out Joey Savacci 6-packs and guys.
Exactly,
This
but
is true.
he got that because he wins. If you
But
stop
Joey
winning,
won though too.
Joey
that's
won too.
That's to get your point out, but I don't agree with your point because I believe if you're marketable like that, a guy like Dean Wilson, or I'm trying to think of an example of a guy that
find me a 5th place guy that people care about, that they actually people want all of his autographs all the time. He
Malcolm
has huge,
Stewart.
What? Who?
Malcolm Stewart.
He's not a 5th place guy. He's 3rd. He's been up front. He has a championship.
Justin Barsha.
Justin Barsha has 2 championships. Keep going.
There's somebody I could find.
You
I bet you I
can't-
could find somebody.
Does Barsha have a 450 title?
He has 2 250 titles. He won a lot as a 250 guy, so he won a lot. So my point is no, I'm not talking about him not winning the title. I'm talking about if he goes to the 450s.
Tyler Bierman.
I'm trying to figure this out here because
Like
every
Tyler
time you point to a person and I say okay, then you go, well, he won 2 250 titles
Because he
we
won
have
title.
3 250 titles.
No, you're missing my point. I'm
He's
saying
trying
when
to
You're
say-
trying to
he's
say
trying to
because
say-
because
because
he won a title.
If he never would have won, it's because
I
he
don't know.
won.
I'm gonna go with that's a 50-50 shot because that donut.
Come back, Oakland.
All he had to do.
I got a guy that they're gonna sell product with like that.
Who?
That hasn't won a fucking title.
Who?
Joe Shimoda.
This is fucking true.
Does Joe Shimoda win races? Is he up there battling?
Did you see the Pro Circuit commercial with him and
but
Bones
is
and
he-
Mitch? Because that
is
was
he up,
hilarious.
Is he up
by
front?
the way.
Is he up front battling for titles? He's not a 5th place guy. He's battling for a
fifth
title.
place dude last year.
Yeah,
No, he wasn't.
Supercross wasn't great last year.
Supercross.
What did he do
was not great
outdoors
last year?
What did he do outdoors?
Outdoors?
Does he have a
Outdoors
win?
was-
He's got a win.
Outdoors was better, but outdoors
He's-
is irrelevant. I'm only. worried
But you're
about
talking
Supercross.
titles, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
he's
you are
also up
talking
there battling for
titles,
titles.
and he
I'm
has not
saying,
won
come
a
back to
title.
Oakland, and I ask you both, come back to me in Oakland after we do that show, and go through your vaults since you like the numbers, and find me a 5th place guy that. No, I'm serious.
Phil Nicoletti.
Nobody gives a shit
Nicoletti.
about Phil Nicoletti.
Bet money.
He doesn't sell merch.
Phil, you want to bet?
Yeah.
That's because he doesn't have merch.
Alex
Exactly.
Ray
He
sells
doesn't
merch.
Because
sell
he's
merch.
a Debbie Downer like you.
He doesn't sell
If
merch.
he had merch, he would
Find me
sell
a guy-
more
find
merch
He
than
crew,
Jet.
He sells a lot
Find
of
me
it.
a 5th place guy.
Alex Ray's been selling a shit ton of merch. and he ain't shit.
Define a shit ton of merch. He's also broke as fuck.
I bet that merch is covering that check that SGB didn't give him.
Probably.
He also doesn't. Come back and find me a guy that didn't win races, didn't win titles, that you'd be able to market. Try me.
If Jet never won another race, but
It's because he's already won titles.
But that futures race, no. If Jet never won another race,
No.
but that fucking
Nope.
Monster Cup eating that donut,
Nope.
he'd still be.
Nope, because he also wouldn't have a factory Honda contract. They would have dropped his ass if he never won
Hayden
titles. Hayden Deegan, you're talking about once again. He already started his shit early. His dad's got a lot of money. They have the money to do the YouTube shit. It's not the same thing. You're talking about a guy, his family didn't have money to market him. He won races because he was successful, and you can market him. You can't market people that don't win. Find me a sports team that hasn't won a bunch of championships or
They
whatever.
didn't start. Dean
Ohio
never-
State, perfect example. I'm an Ohio State fan. They've won a bunch of titles. They are worldly known
Listen.
because they win all the time.
Dean Wilson did not start marketing himself like that because he won a title. He started marketing himself like that because he had no fucking ride.
He also was successful as a 250 guy.
Hold
But
on
that
a second.
didn't matter in the 450 class. He
Hold
had
on.
to find a way.
I'm confused what we're arguing about now.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
know.
arguing because we think if he gets to the 450 class and he doesn't do anything, that
He
it'll
never
His
gonna
fall
sell
off.
out.
marketability is going to go down. The
Negative.
moment you
No.
stop with... Okay,
He's-
fine.
no.
Fine.
If Dean
I've just seen it
Wilson
enough.
can win a fucking outdoor title and stretch his career for as far as he has with his injuries and everything,
Then Jet
Jet's
definitely
done.
can.
We'll see.
Jet will be good until
We'll
he
see.
wants to retire.
We'll see.
There's no way.
We'll see.
You think Jet's just going to fall off?
No, I'm not
you
saying he's
think-
not going to fall off, but he is not going to be as sought after, and the generational talent thing will go away the moment you stop. What have you done for me lately? We just
I feel
talked-
like we're arguing a whole bunch of different things here all
We
at
are,
once.
we are.
Because we're arguing marketability if he doesn't do well in the 450 class, and then we're arguing is he a generational talent?
it's the same thing for me. Being
His
a talent and winning.
generational talent is just results. My definition of generational talent brings in the market.
Because without the results, you don't have the opportunity to go and do that.
Okay, well then he's a generational marketer.
There you go. But it's
you
only
go.
because he can ride a dirt bike good.
Sure.
So the
but
dirt
I don't
bike
think
being
that's
able
going
to-
to be a fucking problem either because he already won a 450 race. So
He didn't win the 450 race. He won a moto. There's a big difference. He got beat second moto.
he won a
So-
race on a fucking 450. with
Tyler Bierman
a
can
bunch
ride a
of
dirt
other
bike good too. and he's
professionals.
marketable. He doesn't have titles.
You guys you're not getting what I'm saying. You guys keep going back to this. Never mind. Move on. You guys can't get me to come off this point because I've seen the
hate on his
evolution of it.
How many titles does he have to? How many titles does he have to win to be a fucking generational talent in your mind?
You have to win as many as Eli or RV or Dunge or Stu or Carmichael.
Just
Okay,
on,
well-
that's just on the results. side.
Well, let's,
because
let's
that's
get
what
to that
matters.
point.
That's why I'm saying wait till stop saying the generational talent until he bumps to the 450s.
Okay, so let's go back here then. So they said that Stu was a generational talent, correct? Mm-hmm. With the titles that Stu won in 250 or in the small bore class, right? Mm-hmm. He's a generational talent. Now you've got another guy who is literally on the precipice of matching those fucking numbers. And you're arguing that no, he's not,
Because Stu-
he's literally about to unless he gets hurt.
Stu
He's
backed it up.
gonna
Stu-
go.
but no,
he's
Stu
gonna
was
go
genera-
4 in a row.
The definitions of generational are different.
And Stu also backed it up when he got on the bike, though.
Carmichael was generational because he fucking killed everybody and was the first person to train his ass
100%.
off. Stu was
100%.
Stu was generational because he changed the way we ride.
100%.
Jet is generational because he brings the off the track stuff in.
100%.
Yep. I agree with that.
And he has the results to back it. Hey, your heater's right there.
But we have to wait for me for what I'm saying of,
Okay, cool. I'll see you inside. Keep your tits up.
But Justin needs results.
yes, he needs to back it up in the 450s because I'm telling you.
4
if he-
fucking small bore titles in a row to match
He doesn't have
RC,
four- he doesn't have the fourth
Stu,
one. He doesn't
None
have
have the fourth one yet.
He doesn't
Okay.
have the fourth one.
Barring an injury.
We have a lot
4
more shit
small
to talk
bore.
about, by the
Because
way.
he needs to go
This
into
is
the
gonna
450.
be every week.
Yes.
We might
because-
as well just title the segment
Holy
the arguing
shit.
about Jet segment.
Yeah,
because
it's
every
YouTube.
week he
What
fucking
is
wins.
generational?
Every week he fucking wins. I'm just gonna be like my fucking man, and Justin's gonna be over here trying to tear me down.
Because I know exactly that if we go to the 450 class and he doesn't win, your attitude is going to change. Just like it did with AC.
But did my attitude not change in other directions too? Am I not a Savachi guy now?
You're not really a Savachi guy.
Do I
you
give
just respect him a little
Do
bit.
I give Savachi
Yes.
the credit he deserves?
I'm
now?
only doing it because I know
Am
how
I not a
people
Christian
are.
Craig guy now?
I only do it because I know how people are. The moment guys start losing is when their attitude change.
See, you're pointing that finger at me, and I'm taking that shit personal.
I'm telling you, he gets to the 450 class and he is not what it's hyped up to be. You're
don't-
going to back off. You're going to back off everything you say about him. You will because it's natural to do that. Didn't we just sit up here in our preview show and say Cooper Webb's done?
It's probably about 4 or 5 years until I do that. I mean, how many years has AC been in the class?
He's been in since 2020.
So this is 20, 21, 22. So that's 3 years of 450, and I finally backed off the AC hype. And Jet's got way more titles and way more hype, I guess you'd call it. So, yeah, I give it 4 or 5 years. So I got a solid till, what are we in, 23? So I got till 27 or 28 before I'm going to back off the Jet hype, and that's if he falls off the wagon. If he completely falls off, which I don't see happening.
It could.
Especially considering he's already won a race.
Dude, he's gonna be in like
He didn't win a
Calvin-
race.
He's gonna be in Calvin Klein like underwear ads, bro.
He didn't win a race. He won a moto.
So here's the thing. Did anybody else notice that, was it DB threw out, or somebody on Race Day Live was like, yeah, so I asked him what happens because he's going to, he'll probably win the 250 title, which will qualify him for 250 and SMX, but then he's going to go outdoors on 450. And if you qualify for that, what do you do then?
You gonna stay on the 450.
Yeah, he said once he got off the 250, he was done.
Why would he?
So,
Why would he jump back to the 250?
I don't
It's
know.
pointless.
I mean, that's easy money for him
I mean, I guess.
to go do those 3 rounds.
I
That's,
guess.
that's easy money.
I guess. I don't know if it's easy. I think it's a little disrespectful to Hunter and Joe, but whatever.
I also heard, fun fact here, while we're still on the Jet train for a second, I also heard that like last week, all of a sudden Hunter was right with Jet at the practice track.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool to see two brothers win titles.
That doesn't surprise me.
I heard Hunter's pretty on track.
I mean, one of the
with
dudes
Jet here.
that we thought could beat Jet didn't even race him last night. So
So yeah, let's roll through our list here.
'Kay.
Enough of Jet. He won. He looked good. The only other thing I want to point out about Jet that I really thought was cool, Just watching him ride looked so effortless. And one thing that stuck out to me is you go through the whoops after the finish line. There was an inside rut, and then the ruts before you go up the tunnel. He was coming into the first rut, hitting the chatter bump, and then popping out of the rut from the chatter bump, and just using the track to ride for him, essentially. I just thought that was a real small thing that I picked up on that was really cool.
Anybody seeing that heat race too? How hard he flinched on that gate before it dropped?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he fucking just... And I was like, oh, come on, Jet. And then got shit start. Anyway, all right, so RJ gets second, and very uncharacteristic RJ ride because he didn't crash all fucking day.
That's the best I've seen RJ ever ride.
That was wild. Like,
I mean,
my mind's blown.
I mean, I'm happy for the dude. He would be my biggest surprise because we've always known RJ has the speed.
Yeah.
But he ragdolls himself into the ground half the time to run that speed.
Yep.
And I was impressed. That bike looked a lot better. Definitely doesn't seem like everything. It seems like everything he asked for, he got it in the off season.
Yeah.
And he said it. He also said this. He's like, look, I've never been after a first round of anything.
Yeah.
In the title hunt.
Yeah.
And I also like too because they asked him the same thing everybody gets asked. Well, do you ever get sick of the Jet hype? And he goes, no, dude. Like, he's won more than me. I've been in the class longer. Like, I can't get mad at it. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm just focusing on myself.
He definitely gained a lot of respect with me with those answers in the press conference last night.
I haven't watched the press conference.
He's not going to beat Jet for the title, but I think that if he can get a start and say Jet's like third or fourth, and he rides like that, I think he can win. I think he can win a race. I mean, dude, he could. I mean, we have a Triple Crown before we go east.
Yeah.
In A2. He won Triple Crown. We saw it in St. Louis. We saw it. We were there.
Yep.
That's just the most in control. Outside of Jet, a bunch of dudes that look sketch. RJ was right behind Jet as far as he looked like he was comfortable in gelling with the track. And I honestly believe had he got a start with Jet, he wasn't going to beat Jet, but I think that they both would have walked away from McAdoo. Mm-hmm. Like, he would have walked away from McAdoo just as easy as Jet did.
Yeah.
So, and I guess, once again, I don't think he would have beat Jet, but if you look at his lap times once he got into third, he was matching what Jet was doing. Now, was Jet backing it down? Probably, but it's not like his lap times were a second and a half off of what he was doing.
No, Jet was only about a half a second better for best lap. So, all right, moving on. McAdoo gets third.
Kind of a McAdoo ride.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get a win this year.
I don't think so. It's going to be
unless somebody comes from the back kind of thing.
But to be
honest,
like
shit
here,
in the off
to be honest here, and you're going to argue this with me, it's going to be hard for anybody to get a win here.
Because the one dude that could beat him fucking isn't even racing anymore.
Yeah. All right, Mitchell Oldenburg, real quiet fourth, and I thought he looked like crap all day. Like, there was nothing impressive. He was not fast in qualifying. His heat didn't look great. I didn't think he was really impressive there in the main, and then quietly just gets fourth. So that's weird, but
fuck yeah, good for
him. I mean, it's great for him.
Yeah, one more place, he would have got a fat bonus from Mike Genova.
Yeah,
100%. Kind of what Oldenburg has done this last year. Just kind of been there. Not like super
good for him, dude.
Yeah, I mean, not like amazing speed, puts it down in practice. He's just kind of there at the end of the race.
I don't know what I wore to watch the race with my boys last night.
What?
I wore my Vince Freeze jersey.
Jesus. All right, fifth place, Max Volan. This is a surprise of the night for me.
Holy shit.
From
I'm not
literally
really that surprised. I figured he was going to have a breakout ride.
Dude, from literally not making night shows to running like top 3 in the
main.
Now
Roger remembers his name.
Roger's been talking to him, apparently. Holy shit.
He rode really well. I mean, him and Oldenburg had a nice little battle for like, 3-4 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. He looked like he belonged, which is wild.
He was, before he shit the bed last year's rookie season, he was running 7th to 8th place guy every week.
I think he gets on the box at some point.
I think so too, for sure. So, all right, and here, second surprise of the night. Enzo Lopes, 6th, and holy fucking shit.
Battling.
Fastest qualifier first session.
Battling in the heat race.
Yeah. Like,
you gotta remember, this is a Red Bull kid that never really had a good shot at things.
Yeah.
Well, he went pro with JGR.
And he wasn't even supposed to be riding this coast. This was J-Mart's spot.
Yeah, and then J-Mart almost snapped his femur in half.
Yeah.
Definitely not the same speed as Phil.
Dude, I thought Phil was faster than him, and then this happens. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think that
I think Phil could run with him though.
If he doesn't have bike issues, I think
Phil looks good in those club vlogs. So
I think this is what Enzo's going to do most of the year.
Yeah,
and I think Phil's also going to continue.
This is kind of the step that Enzo was taking.
If Enzo's a 5 to 10 dude, like I think that's another good year for him.
I honestly didn't realize this, and Steve, I don't know who it was with, who he was talking to. Maybe it was the one when Blake Savage was out there and they had Brayton.
Yeah,
but
you listen to Paul.
it was like just.
I hate Steve.
I don't like Steve. He was talking about. I didn't
Hates
realize.
the internet.
Dude, it's stupid. I didn't realize like how many times Enzo had bike issues last year.
Yeah.
How about when he flipped into the hay bale at where were we, St. Louis?
Yeah.
And about took film guy Tom out, dude.
Tom Jurnett shit his pants.
All right.
yeah.
Next up, Levi Kitchen. He was just kind of there. I didn't really notice anything about him last night.
He's got to get through Supercross.
He had a gnarly crash.
his
I saw
rod
on
on the
Instagram.
gate.
Oh my god!
don't even
And
stop.
we're moving on. Phil
No. Listen though,
Oh,
about
okay.
Star Yamaha though, and we'll talk about the other guy that I thought would do a lot better.
Styles got 9th, so we'll
So
just
did I.
talk about both of
So
them.
both the Star Boys finished together.
yeah.
Star Yamaha is in a really weird place that they haven't been in a long
Rebuilding.
time.
They're built. It's a building year.
It's a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you go east and they have two guys that have wins.
Who gets wins first? Who gets a win first? Styles or Levi?
Neither.
Okay.
Oh, you mean in general?
Yeah.
Or like this year? Because this year they happened.
Okay.
Outdoors, I think Levi could win, and I don't know what Styles.
I think
will do.
Levi could win outdoors too, but I think at least for Levi, he finished. He hasn't been able to finish the Supercross. I don't think, right?
No.
Styles, same thing. I imagine maybe there's some growing pains or something, but it's gonna be real interesting. It would be real interesting to be a fly on the wall in that semi to hear what Bobby Reagan's saying, because it's been a long time since he's had to deal with his guys getting 8th and 9th.
Here's my question, and we can obviously, since we now know, we can do an East Coast preview show when we get to that point. Thrasher and Smitty do way better than that last night, right? If they're in reverse roles.
Yeah.
I don't know about Thrasher.
Oh, here we go.
Possibly.
Already
It
go.
depends.
Already.
You
This
kind
is
of
gonna
got to
fucking
flip.
start
You kind
already.
of got to flip
Listen,
a
bro,
coin.
Thrasher's gonna win the SMX Cup because it's all speedway.
Yeah, he
tracks.
fucking
Maybe,
might.
maybe.
Yeah.
He might. Holy
that
shit.
would be that.
God, I would be beating that drum. That'd be
Would
awesome.
not be. Anyway, all right.
He's got to be the favorite, right?
I mean, he should
Maybe.
be. He probably should be.
We'll see. So Phil gets 8th.
Nice ride.
I thought he would be slightly better, maybe a couple.
But then you
I
spots.
don't
start
know.
looking-
After qualifying, though, I would.
Yeah, qualifying was bad.
But here's
He
the thing,
didn't
though.
look
Then you
good.
start looking at the names, though, and you go, okay, who are you putting him ahead of?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I agree. I think he was really good at the end of last year. We saw St.
Mm-hmm.
Louis. He got in the box. It's just you start looking at the names and you go, who are you going to put him ahead
Yep.
of?
100% agree. All right, Derek Kelly 10th. That was a pretty Derek
Great
Kelly
ride.
ride.
I was more
yeah.
surprised by the guy behind there.
Dylan Walsh 11th. He was on my fantasy.
He
was
ran
on
really
my
good in the heat
fantasy,
race
too.
too.
Yeah, he did too.
I mean, he ripped a nice. Well, he didn't rip the whole
He
shot.
looks-
He got a nice whole shot in the main.
Looks way better in Supercross
picked
this
him.
year. Yep,
Picked him.
I did too.
That bike's pretty good.
Derek Drake actually showed up to race. That's impressive. 12th.
Answer gear looks good.
Okay, so that team definitely shit the sheets last night, right?
They got a lot of coverage on the LCQ.
They did.
Look, I like Derek Drake. I like Robbie Wageman. I like Ty Masterpool. But that team really shit the sheets last
Yeah.
night.
Well, hey, Answer gear, right? So we're on the call with the CEO and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
This guy, CEO.
Yeah, just drop it.
This fucking name dropping. Wait,
I know it was a company-wide call though, so
okay.
nothing special.
Nah.
I was like, hey,
I'll
you
ask
know,
Cooksey.
I'd really like to sell some Answer gear. Like, I think that'd be cool. Like, I like gear, but how am I supposed to sell some gear to dealers when we have literally 0 athletes in
He's like, Bar
Supercross
X?
and everything? And he gets super pumped up, and he's like, well, yeah, we just signed a factory team. It's going to be awesome. And I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, whose factory contracts are up? So factory was like a real loose
term.
Loose. Yeah, like a real loose term. But nonetheless, did see some Answer gear on TV, which got me going a little bit. So, and the gear looked good, all blue.
I didn't see any Alias gear on TV, but I'm still pumped up about it.
Yeah, no, so I don't know. Answer gear, their best guy's out. So
See,
Mumford.
CEO's like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, Mumford would have to be. I mean, dude, he had really good rides outdoors. Yeah, I'd have
Yeah,
to
Mumford's the
agree with
best guy on the team.
Yeah,
but
for sure. Best starter, that is. That's
yeah,
for
I
sure.
don't know. Maybe it's the start. Maybe we can sell some gear and get Stu again.
Maybe. All right, moving on. Cole Thompson, 13th. Okay. A-Rod got 14th.
I was expecting a little better out of A-Rod.
So
Me
was I.
too.
Made the main, though.
Robbie Wageman, 15th.
I was
That
expecting
was
more out of
heartbroken. I
Rod.
needed that extra position.
Me too.
I needed A-Rod to wad like the old days.
Yeah. Maxwell Sanford, 16th.
Hey, good ride in the LCQ for him. He came
Yeah.
from a ways back.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a wild LCQ.
Yeah. Hunter Yoder, 17th.
Do you think he's Amish?
Who?
Probably.
Who?
Yoder.
Yoder? He's from fucking SoCal.
He doesn't get the joke. He's not putting up.
Yeah.
He's not picking up what I'm putting down. You ever been to Shipshawana?
Yes, I have, bro.
Wanna go to an
everything
arena
there's
cross?
a Yoder.
Well, whatever.
You think he's related to Aaron Yoder?
Oh my
God, I hope not.
You remember Aaron
fucking
Yoder?
Aaron Yoder?
Jerry
He was kind of fast, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was all right.
Jerry Robin 18 Hunter
Did not die.
Yeah, did not die. That was impressive.
He didn't lay an egg.
No.
He'll
Jerry
lay an egg
Robin
in the
did not
mud.
lay an egg.
He'll lay an egg in the mud.
Maybe. Hunter Cross, shout out to Hunter Cross, first main event.
First
Hang on.
ever Supercross
Yeah.
race and made the main.
Jerry Robin, he's not going to be a fan after me after I ask
boy.
this question.
Oh,
but
boy.
What's new?
like I don't get it, man. Like, how does he keep getting rides?
Getting rides? He's a
He's
privateer.
riding for AJE.
Oh.
Him, Mitchell,
Was
Mitchell,
he?
yeah, him, Mitchell, and Politelli.
So how does he keep getting these rides? Who's paying for all this shit? And what about this big publicity stunt when he had no money? I got to ride the 85 250. He sure is racing all these races for getting shit results.
Apparently, he can market himself.
Yeah, apparently.
With how?
I don't know.
You don't
know.
have a vlog or nothing.
I don't know.
Is his chick hot?
I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
anything
you
about
think his
him.
girlfriend does OnlyFans?
Maybe.
I mean, he wouldn't be the only one in the pits that has chick.
Shout out to Bobby Pizza, who was at the race too.
Oh, while we're on that topic?
We
or
gotta
what?
call him up some point.
We can.
But anyway, yeah, it sounds like I'm really shitting on Jerry, but I'm like, come on,
Jerry,
man. You were
you
telling
can-
everybody you were super broke riding these 85 250s, and you haven't missed a season yet, and
Yeah.
that's not
Jerry,
cheap.
just
No.
live up to your potential.
Yeah. All right. Dylan Schwartz, 20th.
Nah.
Hunter Schlosser, 21st. And Austin Faulkner, 22nd.
All right.
All right,
so
here we go.
There we go.
Hold on. All right, hold on first before we get into him because this is going to be the last part of our 250 talk.
Yeah.
Has anybody heard anything about Pierce Brown?
He died.
Collarbone, maybe?
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
he was
didn't
down in
die.
the brown per usual.
God, dude, he looked so good in practice though.
This is who he is.
Dude.
That's a bummer.
Literally.
He's like new Faulkner, but without
Literally,
wins.
Whoa,
no,
don't put that
literally
karma on
before
him.
the race starts, like 10 minutes before, Matt Mitchell texts me, "Hey man, what do you think of Pierce Brown?" I'm like,
Down in the brown.
I
You know
don't
what's
know.
wild though is he got third the points last year at Supercross.
yeah,
That's
I
the
had
crazy
zero
thing.
idea on
I didn't-
that.
Did he?
I
I
didn't
didn't know
really.
that.
Yeah, I didn't
I
realize that.
shit you not. Pierce Brown crashes. He texts me, "Son of a fucking bitch."
Oh, I picked him, dude. I picked him.
I saw him. I stayed as far away as possible.
I
Look,
could
man,
not.
I sold it. I bought into it after
Spicy.
practice. He was killing it. He looked solid.
Spicy in practice, dude.
Dude.
Running it up on people in corners.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
man.
don't know a hypothetical, but with the way he rode in practice, if he would have translated that into the main, where do you
Podium?
think he would have been?
Third, fourth.
Do you think he would have been?
Top
I think he would
five.
have beat. Do you think he would have beat McAdoo?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
He just looked good. So,
Yeah, he
anyways,
did.
let's get to.
I mean, he's
Faulkner.
always sneaks a bunch
Well,
of
the fact that
podiums
he got
out.
third, I didn't even realize he got third in the points last year in East.
Yeah, let's get.
He sneaks a lot of podiums.
Yeah, that's
out
weird.
of
Let's
Well,
get
I got
to
it with
let's
Jet
get to
Detroit.
Faulkner, and then you two can rant a little bit
'Kay.
about a holster code rant, and then we'll wrap this up. 'cause-
Oh, I feel so bad for Faulkner.
I'm heartbroken for the dude. So Faulkner, I will give him this. He's really living his brand. It's all fun until it's not. Now, he's living the brand. I'll give him that. Go buy some all fun
I am
merch.
clipping
I gotta
that
buy
to a
some.
short.
I think I'm gonna buy some of his merch.
So it was all fun until it's not.
Please
Austin
come in
Faulk-
with an all fun shirt.
I'm
That's
thinking about
sweet.
it, dude. Look, man, I like what he's doing. I really do. I really fucking do.
Oh
So-
boy, this is gonna be a great
so-
short here
yeah,
already. I
so,
can tell.
Yeah.
Why you
Don't
getting
interrupt me
why
so
you
we
getting
can
so
cut
close
it.
to me, bro.
Don't interrupt me so
Like,
we can
dude,
cut
you need to
this.
get your Colt Nichols bone out of my fucking way, bro.
Anyway, Faulkner, living his brand. It was all fun until it wasn't. All fun until it's
He's
not.
such a dick.
But I'm going to come around on my dickness because
What the fuck does that mean?
can I just get my point out? I'm trying to make
You gotta point out with your dick.
All right. I'm muting you. Keep talking.
Are you muting Justin?
Yes.
Thank
Keep
God.
talking here so we can get through this.
We should do that. We should just mute him anytime we're talking.
Come on. I'm trying to get through this. I got work
Okay,
to do.
living his brand, all fun until it's not, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to clip this for fucking Instagram. And you guys keep shitting on it. I made a funny and it is no more. It was all fun until it wasn't.
Yeah. That was
Anyway, I was starting to really come around on Faulkner. He was a shithead kid. He was a punk ass. Really did not like him early in his career with some of the bonehead stuff that he did, like the cockiness he brought, like all my shit don't stink, I got a big dick, all this stuff. I'm coming around. Watching the All Fun vlogs, I feel like he's matured, and into Justin's who he is thing, he's really found himself and really come to grips of who he is.
Yeah.
Like he seems like a a good dude, a genuine dude, which I never thought I'd say about him. Still goes really fast on a dirt bike. And I really thought he was going to contend with Jet and think that he was going to have good races. We had a glimpse of it last year. He was hurt, came back for one round, still ran with Jet. Yes, Jet was racing for a championship, but Jet wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
And like I said, his maturity was there. I'm really coming around on him, and I'm just fucking heartbroken for the dude. He made it 50 yards out of the gate. Now, here's my other thing. I'm going to go back to being a dick. He could have let off.
Thank you.
He could have let off.
I don't agree with that.
What part do you not agree with?
I don't agree with it was just as simple as he could have let off. I went back and rewatched that a million different times. Literally broke it down.
Okay.
Frame by frame by frame what happened to him. So if you watch him off the line,
Okay.
his weight shifted inwards towards RJ.
Yep.
He went over to RJ.
Went
He
right or left?
Yes. He transferred his weight back to the outside.
Yes.
Came into McAdoo.
Yes.
Well, when he hit McAdoo, the back of his bike hit McAdoo's bike.
Yes.
He kept shifting his weight to the outside. The bike didn't go with him.
Yeah.
So when he shifted to the outside, his arm, literally all of it, his shoulder dropped.
Yes.
So think about when you have arm pump.
Yeah.
Your arm fills up with blood.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as just snapping your wrist and letting off the throttle.
Yeah.
You're clamped on. If you watch him, when his arm drops, his shoulder drops, his wrist goes with it. He's stuck. All of his weight is literally, all that energy is pushing downwards. He couldn't just flick
Here's
the
my
wrist.
thing, though. As soon as he gets into RJ or starts going into RJ,
He could have let off.
pull the clutch
But
in.
Cole, you and me, but you know
Pull
that when
the
you're on
clutch in.
Yeah, okay. Cole, okay. He
I
still
mean,
wants to get a good start, though.
Yeah,
So he's not thinking that, he's going to fucking play bounce a ball.
But that's the thing, though, is if you're in a situation like that, you got to make that split-second decision. Okay, looks like I'm coming from the back. He hit those guys. He was half a bike behind those guys.
I just don't think in his DNA he's going to be, I'm going to let off. And it is.
Right.
Yes,
It's not in his DNA to let off. But
I mean,
that
Jet
would've been
last
the
year,
logical
what was it,
thing to do.
Detroit, when he fucking went asshole over apple cart? Okay? Yeah. That's what I mean. When you're at that level, I just don't think those guys are programmed to, I can just let off. I'm going to ride it out.
Yeah.
And you are right. You are right. A mature person would just let off.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think when you're at that level, I don't think you can't bring anything back. Now, if you would have told me, he gets loose in the rhythm section and he fucking shoots to the right or a bunch of times like he didn't practice, that to me is a maturity thing. But I think all of those, well, not all of them, maybe 5% of those dudes think, I can get in any situation and I can fucking bring it back. And I think Austin's in his mind's thinking, yeah, dude, this is just a normal fucking pinball thing. Like, I'm going to be able to bring it back around. I don't ever in his mind think that he thought that was going to go the way it did. And yes, I do agree part of him could have just been like, you know what? I'm going to be coming from dead last. It's going to happen. But also, to your point of that text that you showed us, he sees where Jet's at. He knows that that's where he should have been. Mm-hmm. I think in his mind, he kind of has a chip on his shoulder in the sense that he wants to beat Jet. And he's like, well, fuck, Jet's out front. Like, he already knew in his mind that Jet was already going to get the start or be up there.
Got 7 rounds.
So I just... And we could all sit up here and say that, but we know that these guys
but
are.
we're not under the helmet, and we're
not programmed like that.
I get it.
And he was
like, if you would like, for example, and I know where you're gonna go. Say, for example, like back to your Loretta's days when you did really good at Loretta's.
I probably would have let off.
If you got the start though, and it's you and 2 other dudes going into the first turn, and they start coming over on you, would you have shut off, or are you gonna be like, no, fuck, dude, I'm gonna get this start?
I would have probably shut off because I guess my mindset was different. I was just happy to even be
Well,
there.
yeah, okay.
if there's more than 3 guys on the gate, I just wait for everyone else to go.
However, though, I was running in the top 10. I was in like 7th or whatever, and I did push it a little harder.
get
and fucking
spunky.
tuck the front end. So
Look, I guess to me, it's nothing even really worth arguing about. It happened. I just feel so fucking bad for him. And then when
I feel fucking horrible.
and then
for
when
him.
they pan to him and he's laying on the ground and you could just see him go, fuck. Part of me just goes, dude.
God damn.
This
And
is
then you got
fucking
all
AC
the fucking people on the internet that are like, fucking quit, you fucking suck, all this shit, dude.
I'm seeing a real outside of the title between him and AC. And me and Wyman were talking about this. And it's kind of out, like I said, outside of the title. You're talking about 2 of the most hyped dudes outside of a Jet in the last, 7-8 years
Yeah.
that should have won all these titles. Like, let's be real.
You should have 2.
Fortner and AC probably should have
2 each.
Yeah, 2 each at least. At least from all the hype and then you just watch that and my thing is, what did you say that you had heard it was? A knee? Did you say it was a knee?
MRI, getting an MRI on the knee and possibly hand.
If he's 24, right? 23? No, he's not that old. 22 maybe. He's probably the same age as Kev. Maybe a year younger than Kev. So Kev's what? 22?
Yeah, something like that.
dude, if it's a knee, and we all saw how that leg snapped like it did.
Better go to Canada and get that RJ Hampshire.
What do you
surgery.
What do you do?
And we'll see you in 6 weeks.
Here's the thing. I don't know what you do in his situation because he knew this was his last chance. He was going to have the opportunity to ride the 450 outdoors.
I think you just get a fresh start and just focus on being a 450 guy.
I think he just needs to not ride Supercross ever again.
I don't know, man.
And maybe that's what we're talking about. Maybe he can do that.
All of his injuries
with this
ever,
SMX thing, that could open up the opportunity where maybe he can be that guy that I talked about that just rides outdoors, still does the SMX, which is the hybrid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you look at all of his injuries that he's had, they've all been in Supercross.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's never gotten hurt outdoors, but
Because he's never even gotten the chance to ride outdoors.
all of his injuries have always been in fucking Supercross. Mm-hmm. And I look at it and look, I like Austin.
He did have that gnarly case at Redbud 2 years ago.
But he also, you're right. But it also,
we have that.
But
Check out the channel.
But he, it didn't injure him though. It tweaked him up.
Yeah.
It's just I feel so bad for him, and more in the sense of this is a kid that should have had a bunch of titles by now. He's got more wins than anybody riding a 250 right now. Mm-hmm. And you just go, dude, when is this kid going to catch a break? And life sucks, and we all don't get things handed to us. But you just look at him, and he's made steps and steps to be better and change his attitude. And just shit like this happens. And the unfortunate thing is, and I hope all of the Austin Fortner fans don't shit on me for this because, like I said, I do like the kid. He can't do anything else. You're talking about a kid that literally has been working towards being the best there is on a dirt bike since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He can't do anything else.
I don't know, man. It's getting rough, though. Like, if he is hurting out, like, we're getting to the end of the leash here with him.
And at some point, too, for him, I don't care how mentally tough you are. You can only get through so much shit before you're just like, I can't do this anymore.
You better go down to ayahuasca.
There we go. Bingo.
Sounds like the Pro Circuit Kawasaki move.
I feel so bad for that kid. That's all I can say. It sucks because honestly, like I said, I don't know if he'd have beat Jet, but I seriously believe that with the way he was riding, he still was making normal mistakes, but the speed, he was going to beat Jet this year. Title, probably not, but I think he could. He had the speed.
He was going to be there.
He was going to be there. Was he going to win the title? Probably not because he's not consistent like Jet is. But he was going to beat Jet.
Yep.
So
I think it would have been good too because they both aren't going to take any shit from each other.
Yeah.
No,
but
not.
you know we're not going to see it until maybe they're on white background. So
yep,
it just fucking sucks.
All right, so that's been our 250 class wrap up. Brought to you by Gutter Works. All right, Holster Co. reload rant. Either one of you got one here, and make it quick.
I don't really have one.
Nah, I don't really have one. I'm trying to go home.
Me too. All right.
I got one thing though.
Okay, go for it.
And I just have a question after you're done.
My lit kits and shit kits.
Oh boy.
So my lit kit guys. The Fox stuff looked good.
Okay. I
like Kenny. Mm-hmm. I like the Craig stuff.
Okay.
Fox wins there. They don't miss usually at A1. And I also like the Sexton home and away gear.
Okay.
Sexton running the home Chicago Bulls red, shows up at the main running the away stuff.
Yep.
That was relatable to other sports fans too because I was sitting in I was sitting with my buddies and they're like, "Ooh, the away jersey on the line." So that's cool. Shit kit award.
Oh boy.
Man, and it sounds like I'm
answer.
No.
No, I'm reading it right now. I'm looking at it.
The shit kit award. The Liat boys.
Salty.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding, dude.
The Liat stuff was coming around. I really enjoyed their gear, and this isn't because I don't work for them anymore, kind of thing. But the Liat boys get the shit kit because I don't really know what the purple on the teal had going on, like Oldenburg. I don't know. It just didn't really make my pecker tickle. And Anderson, I really wasn't down with his gear. I didn't really.
Yeah, it wasn't great
either.
either.
Kind of, So.
All right. Cool.
All right. So
any input on that, or you guys don't give a fuck?
Nah.
No, I look at the gear. I look at the gear. I think it's gotten to the point that there's so many wild colors out there. It's really hard to.
Lit kit and shit.
Unless I go through Instagram, though, it's really hard to tell because I can't see it up close. So.
Although I did like the A-Stars commercial that they did with Sexton, Eli, and Anderson, and those two are talking shit, and Eli goes up. He's like, "Yeah, the big dog still got to eat," and Anderson goes, "Yeah, these guys think I'm fried." But
I think that was a monster commercial.
But I mean, look, I see it as a monster commercial, but they're all wearing A-Stars. I don't give a shit the fact that they all wear Monster, like whatever.
Anyway, what's your question?
So,
mute him. We're done.
With the idea,
and
I will slap you. The idea that it's going to be a mutter. Who are you guys' podium picks for both classes?
Who makes the best jet ski out of all the manufacturers?
Kawasaki.
Podium picks? Honestly, I have no idea. If it rains like it's like they're saying, and who knows what the fuck it's gonna. I don't know. I have any
450
idea what's
class
gonna happen.
up to the front is gonna be Plessinger and Barsha are gonna be up front, and
Phil's gonna win the 250 race.
and Phil might be pretty fucking good in the mud too.
Phil's
so.
gonna win the 250 race.
All right, 250s. I got Jet, RJ, Max Boland.
Interesting.
450s. Eli, Dylan, Colt Nichols.
Interesting.
Wow, I got Plessinger, Barsha, and Tomac. Actually, no, not Tomac. Did you see his bike grenade at Loretta's? 2 motos in a row.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
also have seen him win 2 mud supercrosses before as well.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Those Yamahas on top, 1-2.
And we're doing a live
All right, so I was
show.
going to ask you about that. If this is going to be a mudder, are we really
I don't
gonna-
wanna do a
Are we
live
going
show
to do
for
it
a
if this is going to be
fucking
a mudder, dude? I was thinking about that last night. I was like, is there really going to be...
Probably not.
I like mud races, man, but this thing is literally like a jet ski race. Do we really want to try to commentate on a fucking mud bog?
Not really. Mud races are boring anyway.
Yep. The only thing is I was trying to test it out before we went East Coast to make sure we had
We got a few rounds.
the setup for the live here type deal
Well,
going on.
if they cancel the race or whatever.
No, they're not going
let-
to. I don't.
That's not going to be a
I
thing.
don't see that.
You don't
happening.
think?
No.
They'll figure something
I'd be
out.
surprised if that happened,
You
honestly.
think they're driving to Nevada to get some dry dirt and
I
dumping
don't
it over
know.
top?
I don't
Better
know.
rig a whole fuck ton of sand.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, fine. No live show because it's going to be a...
Okay, well, if they cancel it, we should have a live show just sitting around watching an old race or something.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, the first
We do
one
something
is
like that.
yeah. I don't know.
All right. Anyway, this has been show 221. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks to our sponsors. Links in the description down below for all of them. Yeah, make sure to check out the fantasy show. Drops on Fridays, and we will be back next week to wrap up what's probably going to be a freaking mud fest from Oakland.
Biblical
Rain.
And what are we? 4 hours and
3 hours and 20 minutes, and we started early because I was like, oh, let's start early. We can finish
Well,
early.
hey, thank you guys if you're still with us.
I got to piss so bad. All right. We'll see everybody next week. Later.
Later.